Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I want to welcome everybody tonight to Ladies' Night. Welcome to 2 cents Ladies' Night, where I drop the link, and it is strictly for the ladies. Fellas, you are welcome to call into the show 281-845-2103. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to go through my 2 cents. Anybody want to come up and join the panel, come on up. You know it's Friday, the review show, so we're going to review some of these videos together. Man, so much happened in boxing so quickly. It's like, oh my goodness. I remember it was like, what is going on in boxing? Why is everything going so slow right now? But everything has kicked up. And hold on, let me redo this link. Let me put ladies only. How is everybody doing? What do y'all think about the drama that's been going around the boxing streets? All right, let me get it pinned to the chat. All right, ladies, it's pinned to the top of the chat. But let's just kind of run it down this week. With all the craziness that's been going on. I mean, we got the Keyshawn thing, people still talking about that. We got Turki and Dana White promoting the fight of the century or the decade or whatever you want to call it. We got that. We got Turki Al-Rashid coming out saying that he don't want to see no more Tom and Jerry fights and a no running rule when it's already a rule in the rule book about running. Turkey shrinking the ring. People saying it's gonna affect. Like, it's just a lot going on, and Los Santos apparently just fired his manager because it was a miscommunication about the purse and not taking the fight, and he really wanted to fight for a title. I mean, that whole event is like just ball the whole event up and throw it away. Shout out to Jab Queen Boxing on the panel. What up, Jab Queen Boxing?
My StreamYard is like going in and out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. What's going on, everybody? Hello, good evening, happy Friday. Ooh, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised at De Los Santos. I thought he would have been appreciative. He was in there looking like one of those starving Ethiopian children. I thought he'd be appreciative that his team decided that that was not a good fight for him to take. So,
Well, once he
but
didn't get that money, he didn't get his
yeah.
purse from my understanding. So hell yeah, I'd
He
be
didn't
mad.
get
Like,
the
hold on.
full purse. He got half of it, but he didn't get the full thing. So I guess he's upset. They were talking about suing. So I guess that all snowballed into him like, you know what, Samson, you ain't do a good job. And Samson apparently, supposedly, allegedly had his hand too deep in his pocket. You know what I'm talking about? So who
Didn't they have
knows?
a
Who
problem with that
knows?
before the fight? They
Yes,
had a
they
problem with.
did.
See, he been trying to skim off the top this whole time. He don't matter if it's before the negotiations. He don't matter if it's the fight get canceled. He don't care. He trying to get what he trying to get. Good lord.
Listen, Samson said, I got to have it, baby. So I don't know, all of that fighting and caring about his fighters, sure we'll go with that. But yeah, that's the word by the water cooler that he was trying to skim again. So
That's
who
crazy,
knows?
man.
People greedy in these streets. But that just goes to show you the constant and ripple effects that Keyshawn's behavior had, and continues to have. So
Oh, absolutely. I don't know. Some people saying Keyshawn gonna be cool. He gonna be straight. He might be, but we still have not really seen anything of this nature, of this magnitude in boxing. And if we have seen it or it has happened, it hasn't been for a while. Because I can't tell you last time I seen a fighter get canceled and just everything starts spiraling out of control for him from there. Um, but some people saying he gonna be able to bounce back and he gonna be cool. So we shall see what's next for
um
Keyshawn.
I don't really think that obviously they're not gonna really do much to him, like we had this conversation, right? Like I don't really know if they're gonna do anything to him because the public sentiment is kind of like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I've never seen nobody go in the back and attack somebody else just because they lost or their brother lost a boxing match. So, I definitely think there should be some consequences, not too extreme, depending on what the police are going to do, because he is in Virginia, which we all know is a
Yes,
commonwealth state. So
absolutely. You out there playing around in Virginia. He grew up there. He should know better.
yeah, he should, but I think he got a little too big for his britches. So we'll see what they do to kind of calm him down. But I'll tell you what, if they don't do anything, then that's just like a child. When you don't punish them, they get worse. You know what I'm saying? Or they take it to another limit. So
I mean, think
hopefully,
about it, Jab Queen. He just got the belt in February.
uh-huh,
So you
yep.
telling me from February to now, like all this went to your head like that? Like that is wild.
And then I hear a lot of people saying, that Floyd is the one who told him to come in overweight. We cannot blame Floyd for any of this. I don't know what he had to do with it or didn't have to do with it. All I know is Keyshawn is a grown man, and it
Floyd
was
tell
his
everybody to come in
responsibility.
overweight. God
I'm
damn.
trying to tell you, it was his responsibility to make sure that he made weight for this fight. He assumed De Los Santos would take it, but I guess hindsight being 2020, De Los Santos was like, "Shit, I should have took it." But overall, he didn't take the money. And Keyshawn, you should never gamble on something like that. Just be professional. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
who
well, I
knows?
mean, I guess he was right. I guess De Los Santos would have took the fight if it wasn't for
Every
his manager and him thinking he was gonna get paid his full purse.
Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason that God did not let De Los Santos take that fight. There's a reason that all this is happening. I don't know what the hell it is, but I'll tell you what, I would not have let him come in there with that kind of advantage over me, knowing I just got the hospital. De Los Santos, and I don't know his financial situation, but I guess, after rethinking things, he wished, like you said, because he thought he was going to get his full purse, that he would have gotten his money. But I mean, either way, you're going to risk your health for that. I mean, I don't know how long he's been out the hospital, what his situation is with his blood clots. We just know that he has a medical situation. Who knows? You would have got hit, you would have started bleeding. If you would have stopped, who knows? You know what I'm saying? So thank
But
goodness.
he's like, I think he's thinking like, because I feel you, like I agree with you 100%, but I think he's thinking like, this is probably finna be my only shot at a title shot for a while because I got cherry picked. So since I got
Mm,
cherry picked for this voluntary defense, this like when is De Los Santos gonna get another title shot? Like when is he gonna
I
be
don't
able
know
to?
why he got that
Unless
one.
somebody else.
So,
I don't because he got cherry picked. Because he got cherry
yeah,
picked. So unless somebody else cherry pick him, because he's not even ranked, and that's another thing. Like De Los Santos, he not even ranked. So you telling me you're gonna let
exactly.
Keyshawn beat De Los Santos and get? I'm talking about the people that's older belts, older rankings, older this, older that. You gonna let him beat the De Los Santos, give him all the credit, and the guy not even ranked?
Yeah, that's what I was asking people too. Like, how much credit are we giving him for this? Because I wasn't really prepared to give him a lot because, as you just said, he's coming off the couch after a year and a half. He has all these medical conditions. I was not prepared really to give Keyshawn full credit for De Los Santos. I'm extremely uninterested in giving him credit at all because he refuses to fight Shakur. And you guys are two champions. You know, you said you'd fight Maritala, but not for a belt. Like, so I mean, the whole thing is just really goofy. And to be honest, if you can't afford the belts, then you shouldn't have them.
Facts. Facts. I mean, I think that was just a ploy. He's just trying to be cheeky and cute and just have an excuse to duck fights. That's what I'm saying. I guarantee you, if it was a convenient, he'll be fighting for that belt. The moment it'll be a convenient fight, or the moment it's somebody
An
that's
easy
not
fight,
too big
yeah.
of a risk.
Mhm. And that's another thing with these boxers that I just don't get these days. None of them are really willing to take a lot of risk, which to me says that you really don't want to be a star because you have to take risks. You know what I'm saying? Getting there with somebody that you may have a 50-50 chance of beating. How big of a star are you, or how bad are you if all the odds are plus 1,300 in your favor? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So much, so much. I'm probably gonna be all over the place today, y'all. But
Yeah,
what
Rick,
do you
I agree. I
What
agree.
about this shrinking the ring thing that we're hearing with Turki Al-Sheikh and the quote unquote no running rule? I don't know if y'all watched my video I did on this, and I think I went over it on the live too, my last live, but it already says in the rule book that under ring generalship, that if a fighter is running around the ring, is not to be rewarded. So that means if a fighter is running around the ring, they're not to be rewarded. That means they can't win that round. So they don't need anybody to shrink the ring to make them fight how you want. Like, that's my thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I got an issue with this because it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you the A side, so you get to make these type of demands and this and that. It's like, I want this. Like, none of the fighters even asking for this. You want it. And that's the issue I'm having with this right now, because I'm wondering, like, did y'all know the ring was gonna be 18 by 18 before y'all signed them contracts, or did he just decide to change it all of a sudden? Like, what's going on with that? That would be my question.
And that's a really good question, and that just goes to back to a lot of what we've been discussing about Turkey, and I covered this as well about Turkey. Offering the guys one thing, telling them one thing, and then offering them another on paper. Now he's changing the ring size. He doesn't want Tom and Jerry behavior, and the two fan bases, as we've discussed, are going crazy. But I mean, for one, I don't think he can legally do that. And for two, who does that supposed to benefit exactly?
And
Besides
that's
for his
my
viewing
question.
pleasure, you know what I mean?
Like, that's what I'm saying. So, like, this is the thing, right? This is the question I have, right? First of all, I want to say I watched the interview with Eddie Hearn, and he's basically said Turkey does whatever he wants to do. Nobody tell Turkey what to do. And I'm like, okay, well then, there's no way Turkey's going to be successful then. If he doesn't want to do the things that have been done before to lead promoters to be successful, or he doesn't want to listen to the people that have done the things it takes to be successful, how is he going to be successful? He's throwing a fight in the middle of the street that nobody can see. He's putting Canelo and Crawford at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and letting Dana White promote the fight. And we're going to get into that because we're going to review this Oscar De La Hoya interview, his Clapback Thursday, and I think this is one of the most realest Clapback Thursday Oscar De La Hoya has ever done. But first, before we do that, we're gonna take a look at Bill Haney real quick.
Well, before we
And
do that, I just like to give my comments on Eddie Hearn and his whole Turkey can do whatever he wants sentiment. I would like for Eddie Hearn to get off his knees. There are people here. Wipe your mouth on your way up. Okay. This is ridiculous. I am sick of him being bent over. I mean, I get it. You owe the money because you borrowed from the PIF phone, but where is your spine?
wait,
I
he
mean,
borrowed from it?
I don't know if he borrowed money or they gave him money. I just know it was a bailout. The PIF bailed him out. So there's that on that. As far as Dana White being involved in boxing, as you can see, he's always going to put the UFC first because, as you mentioned, he put that event on in the afternoon, and his main baby, the UFC, goes on in that main slot at night. So, I mean, we see where his intentions and his focus really are.
Absolutely. And we're gonna take a look at that Oscar De La Hoya interview.
Oh, look. Bill finally made it. He was walking the Brooklyn Bridge for 100 years, but go ahead.
How old is Bill Haney? That's my question.
76,
Because I mean, in that tweet that Tank put up, I think he said he
92.
was like 50 some years old with a mohawk.
That
So
nigga
I'm like, damn,
92. That nigga
if he was
92,
50
2 cent.
something in that pic, how old is he now?
That nigga 97, 2 cent.
Let's see what Bill rambling about.
Well, no, I knew that I wasn't going to see senior, junior, because they're missing. I walked across the Brooklyn Bridge a minute ago. Yeah, you go look. I look on my Instagram. I walked across the Brooklyn Bridge. I asked everybody had they seen them. They're missing. Either they're missing or don't nobody know them. I walked back across the bridge, came back here to see maybe they're up here. Or maybe it's a fan. Is it a Teofimo Lopez fan here? Go. See, it's all trolls and bots. Ain't nobody. And where we at? We're in New York and what's this? The Garden. We're at Madison Square Garden. Do anybody want to talk about Teofimo Lopez?
Yeah.
Huh? I only hear one person say something. But guess what? We've been carrying. He's a great scout to go on the mouthpiece for a guy that's making his move to the Mount Rushmore boxing. So, of course, we're not going to walk away from the negotiations from the 2 times.
It's real serious.
I can't even take him seriously. Like, if you see my face right now, 2 cent, like,
You
this guy
see
is
my
crazy.
face. I'm apology. I couldn't
Yo,
even, like, bruh. Like, why
couldn't
he
even
standing like that?
digest all the
Why
bullshit.
is
Because
he
he was,
talking?
oh my God, he was limping. He was limping walking over the bridge.
He was limping? Listen,
He's
what is going
limping.
on with Bill, y'all? And this is the thing. Why is Bill? Where's Devin? We don't want to see you no more, Bill. We want to see Devin. Why Devin not filming himself walking over the bridge? That's the storyline, not you.
Damn, Rick. I'm usually on it. I must have missed that. I gotta go catch that. I don't watch a lot of his stuff, so that's probably why I didn't catch it. I caught Tio though in Spaces late at night, lying.
Oh no,
But
I don't know. I don't really watch Punch Drunk. I don't know if I
me
pull up his video if
either.
he'll be
Me
tripping. So I
either.
don't know. I would show it,
That's
but I
why.
don't know.
That's why I said I missed that because I didn't. I don't really watch a lot of him, so I must have missed that. Yeah,
Hours is
I don't really.
crazy. So either Tio and Devin are fighting because why they doing all this if they not? And let me
Well,
say this: where is the outrage? I don't understand why Tio all of a sudden is this hot commodity to fight. Where's the outrage for Devin trying to pull somebody up to fight him?
Well, he's gonna constantly either pull. Well, he only has a choice to pull people up because ain't nobody coming down to fight him. He's not that big of a name at anybody's weight class above him. But
Exactly.
if he's gonna continue to fight in the mid 40 range, then he's always gonna be pulling somebody up to fight him. But they'll never say anything about that because it's Devin Haney. But I do want to say this. Bill Haney. Well, Tio, you said why is he such a hot commodity now? Teofimo Lopez is hot on Spaces a lot. He's always up there lying, talking, and he talks to a lot of like content creators. He talks to like The Voice, and he talks to like Oh my God, what's the other one? But anyway, he's always up there. He was up there late last night again. He's always up there rambling. So people are there getting content, asking him a lot of questions. So that's why you see all this Tio stuff everywhere. But he's always up there lying and carrying on and playing the victim. So that's why.
I'm like, why everybody?
Yep.
It's like,
Definitely.
T.O. Doug Boots need to fight T. Like Boots need to fight T.O. Y'all just had a problem with Roach coming up 5 pounds to fight Tank. Now y'all clamoring for Boots and T.O. to fight. Now y'all clamoring for
Yeah, but
Boots and
isn't
Devin to
he
fight.
moving up to 140? He's moving up to 140, isn't he?
He at 140. He was saying he would go to 47 to fight Boots, but who knows how true that is.
Oh no,
And
I was talking about Lamont Roach. But yeah.
oh. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, before the whole fiasco about how Tank bringing
Mm-hmm.
somebody up to fight him and all this other stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
now, nobody got a problem with people going up to fight. I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy real quick. Let's finish seeing what Bill capping about.
2-time millennial champ.
Okay.
I mean, I like to just say undisputed. It's hard for me to get all that other shit out, but it's a fair competition amongst two highly decorated guys in this era. And shout out to Turki and everyone that's made the fight happen. Narrative has been that Turki doesn't like running, which anything that Turki doesn't, it likes. I like it too. You see what I'm saying? So if there's no running, then guess what? There'll be no running. But you know what, Queen? The one thing about Devin Haney and the arsenal that he has, I used to say it was a toolbox, then it was a tool shed, and then it became a warehouse. You've never seen us fight the same
And I
way.
said that
Not
warehouse
one time,
empty as
not any
hell.
time. So if that's what they want for Teofimo Lopez, call Turki.
What's the final message for Teofimo Lopez?
Call Turki.
Call Turki, that's it. Switching gears really quickly, Keyshawn Davis didn't make weight, and he had a brawl.
I hear it.
He had a brawl. What are your thoughts on the whole fiasco? What should be his punishment? What do you think about that? And can he get a fight with, he's been beefing with Devin Haney as well.
One thing is that I did no matter what the color, no matter what the side, when the man is down, it's hard for me to kick him. You know what I mean? I like it.
All right, Bill, that's enough. I can't. So there go Bill talking about Turki and his no running rule, but he ain't got no problem. He don't got no problem. None of these fighters apparently are having an issue with Turki and this quote unquote no running. I mean, I just don't understand it. Like, if you don't want to see those type of fights, don't match up those type of fighters. But instead of you want to do that, you want to make a fighter fight a different way.
I'm sorry, I got thrown off by Lee's comment because that's 100% correct. I was just thinking that to myself, like he had to be zooted and booted to walk across that damn bridge. That's why his ass limping now. But
how long is the bridge?
The Brooklyn Bridge is a good little walk. Like I don't know, and he was all huffing and puffing. Bill's an idiot, but he was walking the streets of Brooklyn. I don't know if he was looking for. Maybe the snowman. I don't know.
You know what he was looking for.
No, but I don't know what he was looking for. I'm not claiming that, but I've heard this warehouse line before. That shit is empty. That warehouse is empty. Supposedly, Devin has a fight coming up in October. No opponent has been announced yet. As far as the called Turki for the Teofimo and everybody called Turki, this is my real issue with Bill and Devin Haney. They run around here touting they are their own promotional company. They can do what they want. They can fight who they want. But yet you have to constantly run to other promoters, real promoters, to put your fights on. It's ridiculous.
I mean, what Eddie called him out. He was like, you got a little promotional company so you can put your name on the banner, but you ain't putting no money up. Eddie didn't already call him out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
Eddie didn't already call them out about that. And so, I don't know. This is the thing. Like, if you haven't noticed, Devin always got a fight coming up until he got a fight. He not fighting. It's like, oh, he fighting this month. Oh, he fighting this month. Oh, it's like they keep doing the same thing
know why
over and over and over.
I don't know why nobody listens to me. And I've said this months ago. Devin's next fight is going to be on Tubi. Y'all think I'm playing with y'all. He's fighting on Tubi on Tuesday, and that's it, and that's all. Devin Haney is running out of options unless he completely makes that jump to 147. That is it, and that is all. Besides the ones that he's in that little cluster with, the Rollies, the Ryans, the Teos, who else is he really going to fight?
He not
Who?
trying to fight them, Jab Queen. He trying to go fight. He picking on the 140 pounders. Bill over there yelling at Richardson Hitchins. What?
Well,
But he's a 140 pounder, Bill. Why you there?
Well, I know why he's there. He's there to see how George Kambosos look, and I suspect that he's going to be there tomorrow as well because he wants to see if his son's resume is aging like wine instead of milk.
Man, George Kambosos is done. He don't even need to go. It ain't even no point for him to go watch and see how George Kambosos look. What you going to see how
And,
George Kambosos look for? Devin watched him twice.
and this is exactly the truth, Point Pounder. Tio lives and trains out of Las Vegas, and Bill knows that. He knows that. So don't let him fool you. He wasn't looking for no smoke. And my question is, Bill, if you found him, what was you really going to do?
Yell and scream and record.
Karen activity. You know what I'm saying?
Yell
It's
and
just
scream and
ridiculous.
record. Probably like he was doing on this interview. It's just hard. It's hard. And so I don't know. I just think it's weird the division that Devin is fighting in and the people that he are fighting don't see. I ain't what 147 pounders he been mentioning.
This is my point. Devin is in between rock and a hard place, and I've said this before. Now, watch. I mean, we've seen the news, or at least this is what Eddie says, that Boots is moving to 154. Now, watch how strategically Bill and Devin start moving into 147. All of a sudden, his next fight may be at 147. He's gonna pick. I told you he's scanning the senior department of box rec to find him an opponent, just like they did with Manny Pacquiao, to dust on off, put on the rankings, and get him in the ring to make Devin look good at 147. Watch. They've been using this raggedy playbook for weight classes.
Well, you remember the recording, Jab Queen. If it get too hot at 35, we're going to 40. If it get too hot at 40, he already told y'all the game plan. But his fans seem to be okay with him stair-stepping his way up to the next division. And it's just and that's fine if you're cool with that, but just keep it across the board. Because if anybody else was stair-stepping up to another division, y'all would be clowning. Just like y'all was clowning about rehydration clauses and catch weights. And now who fighting at a catch weight? Your favorite fighter, and what y'all doing on here looking silly.
Y'all know it's Devin the catchweight king Haney. Y'all know that. Come on, man. We know what it is.
He's a
I've been
light
said that.
welterweight. He's
That
fighting
nigga's
a
a
light
heavyweight.
welterweight.
That nigga a heavyweight, bro. Did y'all see that picture of him standing next to David Benavidez? He didn't look like David Benavidez was towering over him to me.
Oh, no, hell no. He's
That's
a
what I'm
big guy.
saying.
Devin's
That's
big,
I've
bro.
been saying that. Devin is a big boy, man. And he need to stop playing, shrinking himself down, looking like Thriller to fit into these other weight classes
Looking
to give
like
him an
Thriller.
advantage.
So let's really start the cook, Jab Queen. We got people up in here. Let me say what's up to everybody, then we're gonna get into it. Shout out to all things Lee Jackson, Jab Queen boxing on the panel, Ramon Seafood, Mr. Blue. Ladies, be sure to click the link if you're listening, if you're in the audience, if you're in the background. Be sure to click the link and come to give your 2 cents. Make sure to support the channel by dropping the cash app at 2 cents boxing, or dropping your 2 cents below in the comments. Poe Ponda, NW in the building. What up, Rick Timms? What's going on? Randall 700. Randall, I feel like I keep giving you a wrench every time you come in here. You got another channel or something? Mr. Greg, what's going on? LaMarcus Robinson, what's up? Paid in full in the building. Marshawn West, don't click this link and come on up here. Slogan 1 in the building. Andre Noble. Real Richard Sampson in the building. What's going on? Dragon Assassin. Thank everybody for joining me. AJ64 in the building. Kevin Livingston in the building. What's going on, Kevin? Who else we got up in here? Did I miss anybody? It's crazy because there's so many people watching, but y'all ain't even just drop a comment. Let me know you here. Put what's up. We got Blaze P for P in the building. What up, Blaze P for P? Cash Crypto in the building. Marlo in the building. What up, Marlo? All right, so I can't wait to play this video because I think Jab Queen Boxer, you probably know and heard me say this. A lot of the things Oscar say in this video, I've been asking, but I feel like I just kind of get blown off, or maybe nobody want to like kind of wrap their head around what I be saying. But Oscar put it together so well, and let's just hear what he has to say.
All right, so it's been a month since my last clapback. And that's because there's very little news to clap back to, because the boxing media isn't reporting on anything these days. I wonder why. Has anybody else noticed this? Well, I actually did some digging and confirmed many members of the boxing media have been paid off by certain people and essentially muzzled. I mean, these are the facts. For example, 6 of Eddie Reynoso's fighters have tested positive for PEDs. The latest being Jaime Munguia 2 weeks ago. 6 fighters and nobody is questioning this?
Now let's stop right here. We've been talking about Eddie Reynoso fighters. Like the people I talk to, my little community, my little clique I talk to about boxing, we call them the Juice Crew. All those fighters over there at Eddie Reynoso camp popping dirty. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Ryan Garcia was with Derek James when he popped dirty, but he had just came from the Eddie Reynoso camp. Remember, he had got kicked out. And so then you got Oscar Valdez with the T. Then you got Canelo with the meat. Then you got Munguia that's just popped. He said 6 fighters. You know who else, Jab Queen, popped over there?
Yeah, I actually did a full video on this earlier. Well, I actually did it on the date that his thing came out, but I updated it and put it out today because I wanted to wait until the B sample came through. Who is it? It was Oscar Valdez. I think they're counting Leary, one of them, but he wasn't there at the time.
It was Leary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wasn't there at the time. I think they're also counting Ryan, but Ryan, like you said, he wasn't there at the time either. But they said it was 9 others. I haven't had a chance to research those 9 others. What did they say? 12 others in the last 9 years or something like that. But
wow.
Yeah, so it was Oscar Valdez, Julio Cesar, Learney, Ryan, let me see, who else I got? And then Canelo. Yeah. Canelo popped before his rematch with Golovkin. Oscar for the Fetamine. Julio Cesar Martinez for clenbuterol as well. Yep. All these boys are out there eating tainted meat, if you want to call it
that. The Juice Crew. The Juice, yeah. Eddie Reynoso and the Juice Crew. And it's like, with Panama Lewis over there. So yep. I'm like, what? And Oscar's talking about an investigation. Oscar, what investigation? What alphabet entity does the investigation? Because if Victor's allowed in the sport, if Victor Conti's allowed in boxing, y'all, this what people don't understand. Like, this is the baseline of it. People want to talk about boxing, the sport, the integrity, and the fans, and the this and the that. When y'all don't realize it's not the fans, it's coming from the inside. If a known cheater that's banned from other sports is not frowned upon, him and all his cheating buddies, not just him and all the people that got caught cheating with Victor, not all of them, but a couple of them, roll right on into boxing. And why did Victor say he came to boxing? Because it's the red light district of sports. I don't know about y'all, but you don't go to a red light district to do nothing legal. You don't say, well, why you moved in over here in this town? Oh, I moved over here because it's the red light district. I wanna be anti-drugs and anti-prostitution over here in the red light district. Really?
That's good.
So now you got Eddie Reynoso and all his fighters popping dirty, and I mean, it's like, what can you do? What can you say? His fighters are literally popping dirty, and we know that Victor is a cheater. So what do you do? Do you investigate the person that you know can beat drug tests and never really got caught cheating? They basically just told on themselves. Or do you investigate the person that's over here, all they fighters popping dirty and they clearly cheating, they telling on their own self? They both need to be investigated, in my opinion. But who's going to do that, I think, is the question.
Yeah, and through my research when I was doing Adam Noso and his whole the Dirty Boys, the WBA seems to be the one most lenient with all of them. WBO, I'm sorry, seems to be the one most lenient with all of them.
Which one
I
of them
think
let
Canelo
the
only got
Povetkian
6
guy?
months. Huh?
Which one of them let the Povetkian guy cheat for like 10 years and then they came back and was like, oh, he was cheating, and then tried to take away all his wins and stuff? Was
Take
that the
all his wins.
WBO?
It might have been the WBO as well, but I just know that they gave Canelo only 6 months. The other guy, I think he only got 6 months too. Oscar or one of them only got a couple of months, and they said they believed it could have been tainted meat. So, I don't know. My suggestion would be for them to stay out of Mexico. I mean, in Mexico, if them cows down there is tainted, I don't know what to tell them, but there needs to be something going on. But more to Oscar's point about paying the media, I think Canelo, not Canelo, I think Tio was caught trying to slide somebody an envelope. Most recently,
When?
I think I saw that. I saw that most recently that he tried to or he tried to lie on one of the medias or something. It was in one.
Tio ain't got no money, girl.
I know. That's why he over there begging the PBC and everybody else to give him a fight.
I mean, but why he just won't fight Devin though? And I'm hearing things like it might have been certain stipulations on the fight that I don't know, but it's like, dude, either you're gonna fight him or not. If you not, then let's move on. Why you walking across the Brooklyn Bridge and doing all this extra? Like, just move on. Like, it just don't make sense to me. But back to Oscar. So he's absolutely right about the media.
Yep.
He's absolutely right about the media. Like, well, nobody saying nothing about this. But let me see what else, because he gonna express it a little bit more. Let me see.
This doesn't
Yeah, it
seem
was the
suspicious
WBC for Valdez.
or out of
Cash
the
said.
ordinary to you? We just accept the explanation that everyone is eating tainted meat? Come on. Jesus Christ.
He looks disgusted.
Doesn't this warrant an investigation of Eddie's camps?
From who, Oscar? Why he got that cane, though?
I mean, look, I've known Jaime for over 10 years, and he always tested clean up until his last camp with Eddie and his fight in Riyadh. How is it ethical that you have 6 fighters testing dirty from the same camp and we don't have questions or consequences?
Can somebody tell me why Victor Conti ain't tweeting nothing about Eddie Reynoso?
Can somebody tell me why Oscar got that damn cane? Through the whole video, I couldn't do nothing but stare at that cane. I was like, Oscar got old on me overnight.
Is he sick or he hurt his toe or something? What's going on?
Listen, Eddie got that New Jack City cane. Don't nobody know nothing.
I be looking at Oscar like, Oscar, you really sitting up here talking like you ain't have fishnets on, bro.
Stop.
Where's the boxing media?
He looks so
they
disgusted
crucified
and
Ryan
disappointed
Garcia every fucking day for a full year over a tiny bit of Austrian. So why are they so quiet now? I don't know, man, but when something stinks, it's usually shit. I'm so disappointed, man, in the media, who I've treated like gold for 30 years. I didn't realize you guys could be bought that easily. Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight.
Right now, let me ask the chat. Jab Queen Boxing, you let me know too. Let me know and drop it below. Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Would anybody say that's the biggest fight of the decade? Let me know and drop it below. I'm away. I already know the Crawford Johnson bounces. I already know what y'all finna say. But is it the biggest fight? Like, be honest though. Be honest. For real, Band-Aid. Be honest, Band-Aid.
Honest. Since we being honest, let's be honest.
Let's be honest in my Auntie Skull voice. Because you got to think about it. The only time we heard about Crawford versus Canelo was after the Spence fight. Nobody wasn't sitting around like, oh, let me see the Canelo versus Crawford. I want to see that fight. So when did this be? Okay, this is a better question. And for those of you that do think it's the fight of the century, decade, millennium, whatever you want to call it, whatever time limit you want to give it, when did it become that? At what point did it become the fight of the decade? Is my question. What you got for that Jab Queen boxing? Jab Queen, you there? All right, let's see.
Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate shit. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter.
Now, this is what I have been saying ever since. This is what I've been saying ever since
Can you
Turkey.
hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I can hear
me?
you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I don't know what the hell is going on my StreamYard. You asked me what I had on the biggest. Well, I'll let the chat do their thing first.
Oh yeah, they
I'll
still
let them
typing.
answer you.
Oh, we got Key with
Yeah,
the
because
T in the
I
building.
want to.
Shout out Key Alexandria in the building. Shout out Thomas Hill in the building. Shout out Dragon Assassin, Savage Bow. Let me see who else then pulled up in here. I got 51 people listening. I should have 51 likes. Y'all make sure y'all hitting that like button. I need 100 likes before I get off this live today. The numbers dictate how big a fight is. This fight won't do better than Earl versus Bud. Hell no, it's not gonna do better. It's not gonna do better. Is it gonna do good? Is the question. 2 cents. Read my post. What post? Let me scroll back up. I don't see it, Key. I don't see your post, Key. Read above comments. Okay, Key, let me go up. Hold on, y'all. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Breaking news. Breaking news. Bud versus Canelo at Allegiant Stadium is officially in jeopardy. UNLV Rebels versus Idaho State has been scheduled for September 13th at Allegiant Stadium. Where will they go? We already knew that, kid. We've been saying that. Either he lying or he, you know what I'm saying? He got something else planned and he gonna pull it out at the last minute, like, oh, I saved it type of situation. That's why I can't even pay attention to this type of stuff because it's like Turkey. How you don't got the fight together at this point by now, bro? How? Key, hit the link. Click the link. Key is ladies' night. Richie L in the building. What up, Richie L? All right, go ahead, Jab Queen.
I wanted to, if I could, just present something. Because I just have a question, just a real quick question. That's all. And I would like my visual aid if you don't mind. Because
Know
I
how to
just
take
real
this
quick
down. Is it
question.
letting you share it?
I don't know. Let me try and pull it up. Because I just, and I don't want people to start jumping on me and attacking me saying I made this up. But I do have a question. Oh, is it going to let me share? Let's see. Oh, how does this happen if you're a star? I just want to know. Like, it's a legitimate question. How
They
does this
really call
happen
him
if you're a
Kendrick
star?
Lamar. That's
It's
crazy.
just some shameful activity. But that
And
was
it's
just
the
my
UFC.
question. If you're a star, things like that don't happen. So no, to answer your question, this is not the biggest fight of the decade. As I said, the biggest fight for Canelo Alvarez is David Benavidez. The biggest fight for Bud, now that Earl is not boxing anymore, would have been at 147, would have been Boots Ennis. I don't know what they're doing, trying to shove this fight down our throat. Trying to convince us that it's a big fight, but I'm not buying what they're selling.
And I mean, we don't even know. We keep getting messages that the fight not even gonna happen. You ain't got no location. You ain't got no date.
They done
All right,
switched
all
dates
right.
about 2 or 3 times.
I mean, they didn't switch dates. They didn't switch cities. I don't got
The
time.
trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this, the fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important?
Hey, y'all look at Oscar face. Wait, look at Oscar face, y'all. He is disgusted. And this is what I've been saying since Turki announced that the TKO Boxing League is going to be ran by Dana White. I think I made a video on it talking about how Dana White getting sued by his employees. By ex UFC fighters. He up to like $400 million now. He got to pay out. He didn't do a good job with that. Not by the fighters. Maybe to himself he did. He's never promoted a boxing event before. And you're gonna give him the biggest event of the century or the decade or the millennia or the whatever you want, whatever time frame you want to use. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think it's weird. Even if you cool with it or whatever, nobody is bringing this up. Nobody has really said much about this since it was announced. And I've been asking about it the whole time. And everybody just acting like it's cool. Everybody acting like a fighter going to get their biggest fight with Turkey to quote unquote get a payday is cool. When you're getting a payday at the expense of what? Canelo is on his way out the door. So he can afford to go over there and Turkey make him disappear. You don't watch his fight. Nobody talking about how he 2-time undisputed. Much as people love undisputed and throwing that in people's face and bringing it up and saying how great you are if you undisputed and 2-time undisputed, Jab Queen Boxing, people in the chat, how many times have you heard somebody say that Canelo Alvarez is 2 times undisputed?
I mean, I don't hear anybody really talking about him outside of this fight. I don't know. A lot of people are telling me, oh no, his fan base is still there, but to me, he alienated them and they really don't seem to be rocking with him. But I guess when they get a location for this fight, when they bring it out the witness protection program, we'll know where it is and how much, the tickets are selling and things like that. But I don't hear anybody talking about Canelo, period. I refuse to discuss that damn Chucky doll. So it is what it is with Canelo with me. He's definitely lost me. He's been robbing the bank for a long time without a gun. The hell with him. And you
I
did
mean,
mention something that I wanted to explore. Everybody is saying Turkey is giving out this huge bag. A lot of people are saying that he's playing with the prices. He's pulling a gotcha bitch. So when are they getting this bag? I mean, this is what they're being told they will get, but are they actually getting it?
that's the question. And I mean, we'll never know because either they can't talk about it and say it or they're going to lie because they didn't already went over there and got played. But I don't know, man. It's just something weird going on over there. And now I'm like, at first I thought we heard Turkey got 18 months left in boxing. Now it's like, he didn't say that. He got this and that. But I'm like what is he's not bringing more eyes to the sport. He's not, matter of fact, he don't like his fights so much that he himself wants to implement a no running rule on his own fights. That's how much he himself don't like the fights that he putting on. But everybody want to tell you he putting on the best fight, the best, and he putting on the biggest and best fights. How you putting on the biggest and best fights when you implementing the no running rule because you tired of seeing Tom and Jerry type fights?
talking out both sides of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that he's indicating that applies to all boxers, just the ones that we probably saw on that Fatal Fury card, because he didn't implement that or say anything about that prior to that card.
And that was my question too. It was like, Turkey, how many of these fights have you seen that you so tired of seeing them? You ain't through that many
Exactly.
cards. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? You haven't through that many cards. So what are you talking about, really? It all just don't make no sense to me. It just seems like show, and let me just make up a problem so I could do what I want, which is make the ring small.
Well, and that's another thing too. I think that he got that. You remember when that clown with the big eyes had started making a big deal out of it after that card aired on, you know, the Fatal Fury card. So I think that's where he got it from. Turkley just seems easily influenced, easily stroked, like his ego. So he's obviously easy to manipulate. You know what I'm saying? Except when he wants to kind of get big headed and throw around his power. He seems pretty easily to manipulate. So who the hell knows? I mean, he duped Canelo duped him into giving him however much money he's going to give Canelo. So who the hell really knows? But where is he going to put that ring? And how is he going to make people fight? Like, how does he plan on making them do that? That's the $1 million question.
I mean, I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. And I'm telling y'all, TKO is going to turn into Hunger Games. Making the ring small is just the first step of the grooming process. I'm telling
You
y'all.
said that.
Right.
Let me tell you, so if I see them out there in some type of alter universe fighting, look. And
He
then the
just
pay
grew.
scale that they have currently for the TKO, or that they want to present for the TKO, these boxers might as well go get a regular job. I mean, it'll still be more than a lot of them are making right now. But how are y'all going to supplement that payment? Because if they're not big names, a lot of people aren't going to watch them.
But I mean, it's like you even just diminish the potential to make a lot of money when you're tied into a payment tier system like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, well, they're making more money than most boxers, yeah, but they also no longer have the opportunity to make more money. You get if it presents itself, because you
Well,
stuck over there with the TKS.
With Turkey not doing any pay-per-views, they ain't getting no back end money anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
So I
true.
mean, really, I don't know what they're going to do, if we're being honest. What are these boxers going to do when Turkey, as you said, is gone in 18 months, or however length of time he's going to be here? Right now, all he's doing is causing chaos.
But this is what I'm saying, EJ20. He said the judges will not give the runner any points, is my thinking. That's what I'm saying,
I can
EJ20. It's
understand that.
already a rule. That's already a
Yeah.
rule. There was no point for Turkey to come out and say that. It's already in the rule book under ring generalship. If a fighter is running around the ring, not slipping, fainting, or dodging punches, and putting himself in a position to respond offensively, and they just running around the ring, then they do not get credit for that round. It's already a rule. So I don't that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying you not saying this for the rule, Turkey. You're saying this because you want to make the ring smaller. It's the same thing they do in politics, right? You'll have a problem. One thing happened one time. They might even staged it or planned it. And now we changing all kind of legislation. And you like, damn, you got to change all of that because of one time? Now you can tap my phones and tap my cell phones and tap my computer. Like, you can do all of this stuff because something happened one time. So it's like, okay, Turkey, you said you tired of seeing people run around the ring. How many times did you see people run around the ring? Once, twice? So now you want to make the ring smaller. Okay, Turkey.
And
Okay.
this is where it
So
comes throwing around his power.
exactly. So the whole goal was never to a no running rule, because it's already a rule, which was I was trying to tell people, like, don't let them play with y'all intelligence, bro. It's already a rule. He's not trying to implement a rule. He just wanted to make the ring smaller. And everybody just hopped on the bandwagon. Yeah, no running. I don't want to see nobody fight. Yeah, no running. Y'all have to be careful when people try to take things away from you and no longer give you the choice. That's the issue. You should be able to have the choice to fight a boring fight if you want to. Fighting a boring fight has its own consequences. I don't need you to make a rule for that. Does that make sense, or am I tripping?
No, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world, and that goes back to what we said a few minutes ago. He doesn't really know what he's doing, but he likes to throw around power. It's the mix of that, and it's not going to work out in his favor. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure what it is that he's doing. As you stated, there's already a rule. So what exactly do you think you're saying? You know what I'm saying?
He just want to shrink that. We just solved it, Jab Queen Boxing. We just solved it. He really just wanted to shrink that that doggone ring.
Man, listen, Turkey is an idiot.
He really wanted to shrink that ring.
So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a fuck about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC, with a roster of names I've never heard of, is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere, anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a fuck. All he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fuck about the fans.
He is mad.
About tradition, the Mexican weekend tradition. Oh, and Dana. What, now you're turning your back on the UFC? I mean, we all know you've been trying to get into boxing for years on your own and you couldn't do it. Remember Zuffa? Oh, but now that Daddy Turki negotiated a big fight and he paid for it, you're seriously proud to be the trust fund kid presenting to be the face of this fight. I mean, this whole thing's a shit show. Aren't you embarrassed? I mean, it would be just like me promoting John Jones versus somebody else in the UFC. You guys would fucking destroy me for me walking into another sport and acting like I know the fuck I'm doing. I mean, insiders are aware the UFC's hundreds of millions of dollars in debt and in a bad spot. But that's no reason to switch sports and leave these MMA fighters.
All right, then he just start getting on Dana. Is he saying Dana gonna walk away from UFC or something like that? But let me address this comment that Paid in Full made, right? He says, right. But honestly, put yourself in his position. If you paying fighters millions of dollars and they're just jogging around the ring, that shit not boxing. Now, let me say this, and I've been having this conversation with people, and I've been hearing a lot of people talking, and we have to put some accountability on Turki, Paid in Full. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you decided to get these fighters and overpay them. You decided to pay them what they felt they deserved. But what was it based off of? See, I can't expect you to perform beyond the level that you're capable of performing at because I'm paying you millions of dollars. That's why you perform and you earn the revenue. You earn what you get what I'm saying? You earn it as you go, as you build it up. You build your fan base. You get the views. You do this, you do that. You don't just all of a sudden get hit. Boom, $8 million for a fight when you've been getting paid $2. When you're not doing anything different. Are you ready for that? Can you handle that? Why is it that the more these fighters got paid, the less entertaining they became? Why is that? Ohio Runs Boxing, what's going on? He says it comes down to matchmaking. His team has to do better job at making fights. Thank you, Ohio Runs Boxing. When I sit on this panel and I talk to people about matchmaking, you know what they say to me, Jab Queen Boxing? They tell me that's cherry picking.
Well, first of all, we know exactly who said that, so I'm not even going to address that. But no, it's not cherry picking, and Ohio Runs Boxing is 100% right. And another thing, to address what Paige said, I understand that, right? But like you said, don't pay them so much up front. Also, again, how are you going to stop them? And it's also your opponent's job to learn how to cut off a ring. it's two people in that ring. You can't expect one person to do everything. He can't perform like a circus animal and do every single thing. There's two people in that ring to make a fight. Now, one person got to fight, the other person got to fight. They both got to want to fight. Other than chasing you around, I'm like, okay, I can try to cut off the ring, but again, how is Turki going to stop them? Making a ring smaller just means they got less room to run, but that don't mean they ain't gonna run.
You know, I had a thought too, Jab Queen Boxer. Let me get this super chat and I'm gonna share that with you. Shout out to Richie L with the $5 in the super chat. First person to support the channel today. He says for the support. Shout out Richie L. It's ladies' night on the panel. Be sure to click the link. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button and make sure you help support the channel by hitting the Cash App or dropping your 2 cents in a super chat. So I had this thought today, right, Jab Queen Boxing, because I was thinking in my head, I was like, damn, so okay, I know everybody like, oh, Shakur Stevenson gonna watch Zepeda, whatever. Let's say Shakur Stevenson wasn't gonna watch Zepeda, and this was his toughest fight, and Zepeda was a good opponent. He was great at cutting off the ring, throwing volume punches with power. Making the ring smaller, would that not be putting Shakur at a disadvantage? Yes, it would. So I had the thought about how so many people love that Chris Eubank Conor Benn fight.
Mm-hmm.
Eubank was at such a disadvantage because he was so drained, and how Conor Benn was at a disadvantage because he was so small. And I'm like, is this? And I said this after that fight. I said, no, y'all don't want to see no best fight the best and high skill fights. Y'all want to see two fighters at disadvantages fighting each other. Y'all want to see fighters fight each other where one got an advantage. Like that's the type of fights y'all want to see. Because that's what essentially, in my opinion, just to give my 2 cents, that's what Turkey's doing. Because David Morrell's on that card also, not just Shakur Stevenson. And we know how David Morrell fight. He from the Cuban School of Boxing. He uses footwork. He move around. He's also on that card.
Yeah, so is Super Del Matias and Puerto Pleo. I mean, listen, it's just interesting to me how those two fan bases immediately jumped to defense, right? But their fighter is the best fighter in the world. Nevertheless, to your point, it doesn't really seem, like I said, the Turkey knows what he's doing. He doesn't really think things through. Making it a disadvantage, I have to say, I really don't know, Tucson, because a lot of these guys shrink themselves down to a weight class they don't belong in anyway, always trying to get some sort of advantage. I mean, it probably gives them a bigger one, but they're always looking for some sort of advantage. So really the only one that this does maybe hurt is the Shakurs
Turkey
of
not
the
the
world.
fighter, though. That's what I'm saying. Turkey's not the fighter. He's making the advantage. It's one thing for the fighters to do it, right?
True.
It's completely different for an outside entity to be just making up. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what these boys gonna do, but all I want to know is y'all niggas still in love with Turkey.
I
That's
mean,
all I
maybe
want to know.
who's to say? Maybe the fights will be more exciting. I'm not saying they won't. I'm just saying my 2 cents. Me personally, I'll be like, no, bro. Like, you're not about to. You're not about to do that. You're not about to make me. If is there no A side? Because it should be on the fighter if they want a smaller ring or not. In my opinion, that's what I would think. That's how I think it works.
Have they ever been able to decide that? Because I thought before Oscar was joking about making a smaller ring as well. I don't know if the fighters get to decide that.
Well, I know for the Tony Harrison Tim Tszyu fight, the ring was small, but Tim Tszyu was the A side. I think for the Zepeda Tevin Farmer fight, the ring was small, but I think Zepeda was the A side. So is Zepeda the A side in this fight? Or I guess there's no A side, I guess, right?
With Turkey, I don't think there is an A side, but I would assume so because I don't know. Is he a bigger star than Shakur? No. Is Shakur a star? No. So I don't know. I don't think there is any A side, B
They on
side.
the undercard anyway, so I guess it ain't no A side.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
They on the undercard
This
anyway.
is going to be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Now I heard that their ticket sales is on the struggle bus.
I would assume so. Who is Berlanga and Sherez, bro? Like who's buying those tickets? Seriously.
I heard their ticket sales is on the struggle bus. I don't know. I
I
heard they're
mean,
giving them out with a coupon.
would the tickets be doing better if Shakur was the headliner though?
No, at all. Not at all. Oh, Greg says you can negotiate the ring size. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to write that down because I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't listen. This whole card, really, if I'm being honest, the most exciting fights, the ones I'm looking forward to, are David Morrell. That's the fight that I'm really looking forward to. The other fights, I'm gonna watch them, obviously, but I'm really looking forward to seeing David Morrell again. I want to see how he bounced back after his loss, because you can come back after a loss. So I want to see how he does in the ring after that, if it plays some sort of mental part on him, or if he's, back to the same scrappy ninja we know and love. But outside of that, I really don't expect to see much action. Maybe Berlanga, because, he think he the toughest thing walking the streets of New York. So, but outside of that, I don't really expect there to be a lot of excitement on that card, if I'm being 100% honest.
So let me see what y'all saying in this comment section. Let's check the comments, Jab Queen. Let's see, because I don't know how y'all be doing it. I can't talk and read the comments. Like, I be getting distracted. Let's see. Turki is trying to negotiate. What is he trying to negotiate, Poe Ponder? You're not about to negotiate changing the whole football game. People done got tickets, hotel rooms. He finna pay for all of that? That would be crazy. So what do you think this means for the Terrence Crawford fight? Because I mean, the whole thing I kept hearing is Terrence gonna be moving around. He not gonna get hit. He gonna get in and out and this and that. So what now?
Who knows? I really don't know. I mean, I honestly, and obviously, his fans think very highly of him, and they think that he's going to go in there and do something that's never been done to Canelo before. However, I just think we're going to see the same old regular scheduled program. I could be 100% wrong, and Bud can shock me, but to be honest, I'm not putting a lot of stock or faith in that fight, for one, coming to fruition, and for two, going the way that a lot of people think that it's going to go.
Facts. Band Up say Bud's biggest fight isn't Boots.
Okay, Band Up.
I would say I mean, listen, I don't have an issue with Bud not fighting Boots. I mean, they like a decade apart. I'm cool with it. But if they were to fight, I think that's a big fight.
Well, I'm not going to say anything else, because me and Band Up, we just got back together a couple months ago, because, honey, that thing was ready to bust me in my head in the parking lot talking about Bud. But I will say this. When he was calling Bud out, there was an opportunity for a big fight, because they were both at 147, and Boots was making some static there. And Bud was fighting the likes of who? So, I mean, we're not going to count 154 because he only had one fight there. I'm talking about, a weight class that he campaigned at for some time. And that weight class would have been 147, and a big fight for him would have been Jerron Boots Ennis, who, outside of Canelo, now that he's chasing that bag, would have been another fight for him that could have been on Netflix. Because let's be honest, the only reason that it's even getting any steam, any publicity, that it's going on Netflix is because of Canelo. Let's not play ourselves.
I mean, let's just make the fight. Like I said, I didn't even think the fight was gonna happen, so we'll see if it happened. Because I still don't know. We still don't know if the fight happened, Jab Queen. We still don't know.
Yeah, that fight is still in the Witness Protection Program, so I'm really not even sure. Like I said, I don't put a lot of stock into that fight happening at all. There is a lot of diva activity coming from the likes of Canelo Alvarez, and I'm sure Bud has followed suit, but there's only one superstar in that whole, scenario. So I'm sure that Canelo and Turki are having some sort of a swinging contest, if you feel me. So we will see. We will see.
Ponder NW say everybody dogging the PBC, but the Zone is one of the biggest financial failures in the sporting industry. They have yet to make a profit and are $6 billion in the hole. Ponder, I'm telling you, if you look at the Zone financials, Listen, if they get audited, I think they done. I'm gonna say that. Because the way they lose money is insane. It's insane. Any current stars that end up in that league will be laughing stocks. Dana and them keeping 98%, period. Not 98% cash.
You know they
Not
do.
98%.
They keep something high though.
Running and hitting and moving are two totally different things. Will be interesting to see how they go about it though. And that's another thing I was saying, EJ20.
Yeah.
What is running? It's so subjective. It's so subjective. So I mean, just leave it to the judges. It's already in the rule book. You didn't really want to change no rule, Turkey. You just wanted to make the ring smaller. That's just why you just ain't come out and be like, I'm making the ring smaller. And then go on about your business. Like you had to make up this whole scene and got
He likes to
Showbiz doing the
talk.
petition and all this crap. And I really want to review this video I watched of Showbiz of, and I want to say him, but not just him. People of this mentality contradicting the hell out themselves. And let me tell you what I mean, Jab Queen. For all the time we heard all those people that are upset that they feel like the no running rule is pertaining to what we heard. Oh, they masterclass boxers. They 12 zip, 11 zipped them. They did this, they did that. It's about technical boxing and you got to know boxing and you got to do this and you got to do that. And now I'm watching Showbiz video and he come out and he's like, it's not always about the skill, guys. People want to be entertained. So y'all went through all that and jumped through all them hoops and was all crunk for Turkey, bouncing for Turkey, and then now all of a sudden he done flipped on y'all whole premise and just made the ring smaller because he ain't trying to see that shit y'all was talking about.
Well, it's so much to unpack with all of that. For one, the bug-eyed man, I don't watch him, so I'll just take your word for it that that's what he said. However, I will say this, like the gentleman said, there is a difference between, I guess, lateral movements, excessive lateral movement, and running for your life in a boxing ring. If you are in a boxing ring and you feel like you have to run around the ring, then maybe you shouldn't be a boxer. Nobody's asking for rock'em sock'em robots, but I can specifically remember Floyd Mayweather standing in the pocket, making you miss him right up on him and still beating your ass. So, I mean, I'm just not sure what the correlation is between that or even what the parallel is, because there is a way to get up on a nigga and whoop his ass without letting him touch you if you're that skilled. Some of these guys, let's be honest, they're just not that skilled. They like to pop shot. They like to fight from the outside. And some people do appreciate that style of fighting. Some people love the sweet science. But guess what? They're not buying your fights. So, I
And that's
mean,
what I'm
it's
saying.
up
And
to
that's
them.
yeah. And like I said this before, shout out J.O. with the $1.99 in the super chat. It says, get your biscuits in the oven and buns in bedroom. Shout out J.O.
Motherfucker in the chat. Yeah. Clap it up. Moving on.
The hell is this nigga talking about? All right. So Bud also has a fan base. He has a fan base, Boxing Hacker, but they don't buy nothing. He got a fan base that'll bounce for him on YouTube, but it ain't when it's time to come out their pockets. They ain't doing that. Oh, speaking of, I want to make an announcement to let all the Bud Johnson bouncers know Bud has officially came out on his Instagram and announced he is single. So y'all want to hit them DMs up and shoot y'all shot, all the Bud lovers. The man is single. Say he was never married.
Ain't he been single? Or didn't he just have a whole nother baby with a whole nother chick? That nigga been single. He for the streets.
Why he been single? So my thing was though, and I'm gonna move on, but I just want to say this real quick. How come you wasn't married when everybody was saying you was married and it was convenient? But now all of a sudden you was married, you're not married and never been married, but you ain't been saying that this whole time when everybody was saying you was married.
That
But
nigga for
anyway,
the streets, bro.
best video say
Disgusting.
what's up 2 cents. I am like talk your ish 2 cents, and then you say something else. I am like hell no. I mean, I'm telling you though. How big was that Williams skull ring? I bet it wasn't 18 by 18.
I bet Canelo wish it was.
I bet it was not 18 by 18. All right, we've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. I'm about to drop the full panel. Are there any more ladies in the chat that want to come up? Going once. We got to get some more ladies on here, Jab Queen.
I know. I don't know what's going on. They be in the chat. I don't know why they don't click the link.
Y'all
Maybe
ain't got to
one
be
day.
shy. It ain't no fellas up here. It's just us. Well, the fellas about to come up here now because y'all ain't clicking the link.
Lord have mercy. Let me get my umbrella for the rain of tears.
Isaiah, what's going on? Shout out to Mr.
Isaiah,
Greg
what's
with
good?
$5 in the super chat. He says Turkey wants fighters being carried out the ring, blood and guts, and dying in the ring like the Roman gladiators. Hunger Games, Mr. Greg. See, Mr. Greg agreed.
This is
That's what I'm
terrible.
saying. Turkey should have just started his. He should have went to bare knuckle boxing and did that or something. Like, why are you coming to a sport like boxing, which is based on your skill? It's not. Nick, like, bro, come on, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, again, man, nobody want to see Rock'em Sock'ems, but I do want to see you engage, especially if you plan on charging me. I want to see some sort of engagement. This is the hurt business, is it not?
Yeah, but I mean, you just gonna get your ass whooped, but I ain't gonna see you no more, and that's gonna be the consequence of that.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of medium. I mean, like I said, I really only see a couple of fighters doing that. Not all fighters are, playing tag in the ring. So I'm really not sure why he made that post, which again brings me closer to my point that he was specifically only talking about his fighters on the Fatal Fury card.
Yep, 2 fights, and now he's sick of seeing it. Shout out, Mr. Greg. Oh, wrong one. Shout out, Cash Crypto.
Yo. Good evening, ladies. How y'all
I know
doing?
the fellas couldn't wait
Good
to jump up here today.
evening.
They clicked the link quick.
Yeah, we was ready.
Shout out, Mr. Greg. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I just wanted to iterate again on what Turki Al-Sheikh wants. He's, I guess he figures his Fatal Fury or his Riyadh season cards, he wants them to be the kind of fights that are very similar to MMA. And like I just said, he wants fighters being carried out of the ring. He wants almost people dying. He wants blood and gore because that's the kind of, I believe that's the kind of thinking that he has. I think that's how he actually sees boxing. He's learning that's not boxing. Nobody's trying to die in the ring. And today's fighters certainly aren't trying to fight like that anyway now. He's probably seen some of the old fights I think I mentioned to you, like a Hagler Hearns fight or a Simon Brown, Vincent Pettaway fight. As exciting as those fights were, the last one, Brown and Pettaway, I mean, I'm surprised either one of them are not still in the hospital for the way that fight went, if you ever watched the fight and saw Simon knocked out but still punching, why he was knocked out. But that's the kind of stuff that he thinks should be in the ring for his fight cards, for the kind of money, and I'm just speculating, for the kind of money that he's spending. And he's not getting that, so I think he's going to try to force it, I guess, our rings will be smaller, so you'll have to engage. I'm paying this amount of money, so you're going to have to fight harder. And maybe he'll just start saying, I won't even pay you if I'm not satisfied how you're fighting. So, and then, of course, now with Dana White supposedly promoting the Bud Canelo fight in the afternoon for somebody, and he's somebody, as Oscar said himself, doesn't know anything about boxing and how to promote a fight. I think we're in for a disaster. I mean, the more I hear about each week about how this card is allegedly is going, I'm seeing a disaster in the making. If the card
saying it from the beginning.
Yeah. Now, when you're talking about it, that's one thing. But if it's now signed, it's now a disaster right now because all things should have been in place once you got things signed. And it doesn't seem like that's the case. So I see a disaster right now. And I hope I'm wrong. I don't think that's the Bud Canelo is the biggest fight of this decade. I do, however, believe, and I said that already, that I think Bud winning the fight will be the biggest win of the I'll say of the year. I won't say of the decade because there's other fights to be had, but not the biggest fight of the decade. That's where I'll start off with.
Okay. Think that they, if this far in, I think they have everything. I think maybe they're just trying to create some type of drama to build the fight. Because at this point, if the fight is happening, you have to have all the details in place, in my opinion. You're not still scrambling and scraping.
Well, you should. It shouldn't be anything ambiguous about it. But you know, if that's how they
Cash,
want to build controversy by showing confusion, that doesn't make
right.
sense to me.
Make no sense. Cash Crypto, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What up, everybody, man?
What up, Cash?
What's going down? That 98%, that's no cap. Dana White and his partners, them niggas keep 98%. That's
That's why
why
they being sued for
That's
400 million.
wild.
that's why they lost that lawsuit pretty much. Like when Francis Ngannou was gonna try to get his contract extended, they told that nigga we'll give you $1.25 per pay-per-view fight.
What?
per pay-per-view buy. I swear. You can look this shit up. And he also that new boxing league, they don't have that same. It's called the timidity rule in the UFC. It's you avoiding contact or any of that bullshit, man. That's a foul instantly. They can even call the fight just like kicking somebody while they're down. It's all under the same category of rules. So you better believe that's just gonna be incorporated into that new boxing league, man. That's gonna be some rock'em sock'em type shit over there.
But guess what, Cash Crypto? The moment they do that, the ABC already came out and told them the moment you change any scoring criteria, medical requirements, anything, it's no longer professional boxing. They already came out and told them that. But shout out Band Up, Isaiah, WYD, and Boxing Hacker on
Yo, what up?
the 2 cents. What you got for the show?
What's good? What's good? How you doing?
Stand up.
What's good? What's good? To pick back off what my guy, Mr. Greg said, yes, that fight is the biggest fight. It's like I'm just messing with y'all. No, it's not the biggest fight.
I told you, security. I told you he was coming.
Nah, it's not the biggest fight. And why I say it's not the biggest fight because there's so much pushback from the people that's talking about the man can't go up a couple weight classes and do it. That's really why it's not. If everybody was all for the fight, then it would be the biggest fight. But everybody's not all for the fight. We got some, detractors when it comes to the fight. But I do, however, think it's top 3 to 5. To be said as we've seen top 3 to 5.
We can't even decide till after the fight.
Oh yeah, Buzz gonna put on the class. I already know how this is gonna go. Come on now, that's my guy. We already know he's gonna put on the master class. But what I got to say as far as you made a video about the Eddie Hearn thing with Boots. If that's the case, that he's having all these weight issues and he's gonna move up, then why still pursue this Brian Norman Jr. fight to see like you was gonna make that fight happen in October or something like that? I don't really get that. If you was gonna move up anyway.
But did you watch my video about Eddie Hearn or you watched the Eddie Hearn interview?
I watched your video too. I didn't watch the
But
Eddie Hearn interview.
did you hear what I said where he says I'm gonna meet with him like Monday and we're gonna finalize things? So
yeah,
to me that made me seem like it's not even final yet. So the way that interview went to me and what I've always thought, it seems like Eddie Hearn is trying to like kind of rush and force Boots to the 54 division, because why would you sit there and say all of that and then we meet on Monday and you be like, nah, I ain't gonna move up, I'm gonna try to unify. Now you just told all my business, I'm having trouble making the weight, the doctor said, and this, like, why would you do that? I don't understand it. So I hear what you're saying, and Eddie said it in the beginning as if he was moving up, but he also ended it with, things aren't final. We're going to meet next week and finalize it.
Yeah, that was kind of like a little bit confusing for me, trying to see where he was going with that. And that, if that's the case, we got to get this Virgil fight going. And if he can't get that, I definitely think a Charlo versus Boots fight would be big for us. Boots' first fight up there.
No, he is not going to fight Charlo his first fight up there. Shout out Terrence, best videos on the panel. Isaiah WYD, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What up? How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm actually glad Turkey making that ring 18x18. It's gonna really show if Shakur got skills like everybody thinks he does. Because in my opinion, I don't even think Shakur's got skills like that. And I know a lot of people on here, boxing hacker, he might say that that's not true. But I mean, in all reality, all the fights I've seen from Shakur, I've just seen him throw some jabs, jump back. He don't got no head movement, and he just relies on jumping back. Also, too, whenever he starts getting punched up, he starts clinching. So I don't know. I think this is good. I don't want to say it's good for boxing. I just think it's good in a sense where like we're really gonna see how good Shakur is. I do have him winning, but not in a fashion that I'd like him to win. And also too, yeah, for that Jerron moving up to 54, I don't really know how much I could trust Eddie because in the past we have heard Jerron come out and say on Twitter that if it ain't officially from me, then it
Yep.
ain't real. So I don't want to hear people making these narratives that oh he moving up to 54, he doing this. I gotta wait and see out of his mouth because like I said in the past, Jerron Boots has stated a lot of times, and he says that nobody knows what's going on but him and his team. And if y'all want to know what's going on, expect an announcement out of the horse himself. And that's all I got to say for now.
Yeah, I say that every time I address anything Eddie is saying about Boots or any of that, that mind you, Boots has already told y'all. If I don't say it, then take it with a grain of salt. Shout out Rich. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Rich, we can't hear you if you're talking. Going once. Rich, we can't hear you, bro. You off mute. You might have to go out and come back in. Boxing Hacker, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yo, what's up, Two Cent? Yeah, I
What
keep
up?
saying, what's up, what's up? Hey, what's up, panel?
Hey,
Hey,
look,
I keep saying that
Don't be
this
coming
whole
up here
like,
tripping today, Boxing Hacker.
hey man, I just tell the truth. If the truth is tripping, I guess I'm tripping then. But look, check it out though, right? I keep saying this: the no run rule makes no sense, and it's really just a way to target certain fighters, right? Because I even was going back in a conversation with Showbiz about it. I'm like when Lomachenko fought Tio, and Lomachenko did nothing for 7 rounds. Nobody said no. Kim, why don't you bring up this whole no run rule then? There was no, there was. It's only when it's like, oh, Devin or Shakur. We need to figure out what's happening. That to me, it's just like to target certain fighters. You never see it like fighters from different demographics when you start talking about no running. There's a lot of fighters who are like non-African American descent that had did lack of engagement a lot, and nobody said anything. At least not to this level. But I mean, it's what it is. Turkey can do whatever he wants. He's putting money into the card, so it's his opinion. If he wants to do it that way, that's fine. I still think Shakur is going to wash Zepeda. And when it comes to the skills of Shakur, I think people underestimate Shakur a lot. When you look at Shakur, like just the way he controls his distance and positioning is like very very hard to do in boxing. So if you're not aware of that, you may look at it like something simple, but the way he does it in the ring is very complicated. But he does it with ease. So to me, I just think he's just going to be on a different level that night, regardless if the ring is big or small. I think he's just going to wash Zepeda.
You gonna be on the DL that night, Boxing Hacker?
I guess so. But I think he got.
But we cracked the case, Boxing Hacker. We cracked
Okay.
it. Me and Jazz
Well,
Queen Boxing, we sat up here and we cracked it. It wasn't
yeah.
that Turkey wanted a no running rule and that he wanted to target certain fighters. He just wanted to make the ring smaller.
I
That's
think
what
I think
Turkey
a lot
wanted
of
to do.
I think a lot
He
of it
just
has to
wanted
do
to
with
make
what
the ring
Showbiz was
smaller.
doing. I think a lot of it has to do
No.
with because Showbiz had too many like thousands of people signed up for
Who
a
is
petition.
Showbiz? Who is Showbiz?
Bro,
Hey man,
Showbiz only had 900 petitions. Who is Showbiz? He got how many? He got how many subscribers, bro?
bro, he has a lot
Keep
of
it a stack.
subscribers.
Bro,
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
but
wait,
how
wait. I'm not.
how does
Let's not
someone with that many
discredit the brother.
subscribers only get 900 and something petition, bro?
I feel like he
Showbiz is
had over a
nobody in the
thousand.
sport of boxing. Showbiz is only
Definitely.
a worker. That's all he
Hey,
is.
I think he had over 1,000 to be honest with you. Like I said, I mean, I don't
Over a
like.
thousand, bro, out
that's
of
not
200
shit.
and something thousand, bro.
1,000
Come on,
Boxing
Boxing
Hacker.
Hacker.
Listen, let me tell you this, Boxing Hacker. But
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, Showbiz had no influence on Turkey. Want to make
I don't know. I think the brother got a little bit pushed
he
now.
can't he talking about I'm tired of seeing Tom and Jerry fights. How many Tom and Jerry fights did you see, Turkey, that made you want to make the ring smaller?
Yeah,
May
Two.
doesn't the
2nd and
mouse?
May 3rd.
Besides, the mouse always beats the cat, though. Isn't that how that works in Tom and Jerry? So
Man,
one person always beat the other. I'd rather be the mouse in the Tom and Jerry fight. So hey,
Rich, you
Hey,
back yet?
wait, hold on. When it comes to that whole Boots situation, right? I don't know if y'all saw the interview. There was a live today with Bill Haney, Tio, and Tio's dad. They had like a live today on Punch
Man,
Drunk's
I'm not
channel.
worried about
God
them,
damn,
bro.
this nigga talk a lot, man.
Yeah, Punch Drunk. I don't
That's
want to hear
right.
nothing about that
The fuck?
racist
But no,
dude,
but one
Punch
thing
Drunk.
he said, I'm just gonna leave this out. One thing Tio said that Boots accepted the fight with him originally, but then he turned down the offer afterwards.
Yeah, all right, bro. We don't care what
So
you.
are we gonna call that a duck? I feel like that's almost duck
This
territory
ain't
right
no
there.
fucking duck. How is he gonna
If
duck
you
somebody at
accept if you
140
accept the
pounds
fight,
when he going up to 154? He ain't
no,
accept no
but
damn fight, boxing hacker. Wait, why y'all
Plus,
gonna let Turkey keep
plus
hey, I'm just
Boots
saying what
putting
the
y'all in
brother
the
said.
fuck
He
has
said he
box,
already
man?
accepted it
stated
Don't fall
first.
that
for
he
the
doesn't
bait.
want no fights unless they're unification bouts,
Hey,
and we
2
all
cents.
know Boots was never gonna get a unification bout with Barrios or with that other brother that got the belt. Why? Because those dudes are PBC. The PBC about to not they're not about to give him another belt.
Hey, 2 cents.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich. What's your 2 cents?
What's
What
up,
what
Rich?
what happened? We couldn't hear you.
Okay, no, I'm here right now. I'm here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to say that I usually don't- I agree with like 70% of this guy knockout say, right. I agree with him on this one though, man. I feel like Turkey is targeting people. I really feel like he don't really fuck with Shakur like that. I also feel like that Canelo complained, especially after the Skull fight. He said it in the ring when they was on the mic. He said, "I can't fight people like this. That's why I don't fight people like that." If y'all heard after the Skull fight, he said that in front of Skull and them. Oscar De La Hoya said this like a couple months ago. He said, "Yeah, we gonna accept the Cepeda fight, and we're gonna make the ring extra smaller." He played around with Shakur by saying that. But I think this shit just gonna really the guy Zay, I don't know what he talking about, but this shit just gonna show Shakur's skills on another level. This shit probably make it even better. It might boost his brand up even more. Cause
Yeah,
this shit
he
just
about to run more. You mean, right?
it's just gonna show and then Isaiah had the nerve to say he gonna win, but not to how he should win. You're not even a fan of him, so you shouldn't even care about how he should
No,
win or
I
not.
am. I am a
You
fan.
shouldn't even
I just
care.
don't
The
like
way
that
you
he comes
talk,
out.
you sound like a vicious hater right now.
Bro, I'm a fan. I
Like
just don't
you
appreciate
not no you
Shakur
not
coming
no
out and
fan.
saying he's gonna win
Nobody would
by
ever say
he's gonna
something about
knock
that. I
someone
would never.
out.
Hey, look, I would
Stop
never
it,
say
bro.
nothing
Stop it.
about. Listen, I would never say nothing about a fighter I don't
You're
like.
on your knees for
Hey,
Shakur
listen,
right now, bro. Heavy.
I don't like Devin Haney. I would never say, "Oh, he gonna win," but not how I want him to win. That sounds
Well,
like
yeah,
some
because
hating ass shit. Now,
Shakur
what the
got a
fuck?
tendency
The
of
fuck
coming
talk
out in
like
press
that?
conferences.
But
Shakur got the tendency of
but
saying, "Oh, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna beat him like this."
I
Shakur,
ain't
why do
never
you
heard
gotta lie?
Shakur. If you
What,
show me
bro?
anything that
Do you not
Shakur said
remember
that he
the
gonna
Artem
knock
fight? He
somebody
said he
out,
was gonna knock him out.
if
What?
you
He
show
was yelling in the corner. He was gonna knock him out. The
hold on.
Artem
If you
fight.
show hold on. If you show me anywhere that Shakur said before a fight that he's gonna knock somebody out, I give you some money. He said that to his
He
coaches.
said he's
He
gonna
said that to
come out
his
and put on a
trainers.
dominant performance.
He said that to his trainers. So
He
stop
he
lying,
did
man.
put on
He said
dominant
that to
Bro,
his
performance, though.
during
trainers.
the Artem fight, he said,
He said that to his
I'm gonna
trainer.
stop
He
him
didn't say that to the world.
multiple
He said that to
times.
his trainer.
Multiple,
He said
yes,
that to his trainer.
but Shakur
He
has
said that
came
to his
out and
trainer.
said that he's gonna put on
Come
a
on, man.
dominant.
Y'all niggas
What
just
is
be
a
saying
It
dominant
was
stupid shit
performance?
on here,
it
man.
was a
What is
dominant
a
performance. He
dominant
won all the
performance
rounds.
in your eyes?
Like I
What's a
said, he
dominant
just
performance?
He
Hacker.
won all the rounds.
Just talking right now. I
Bro,
could
you and
give you the
Hacker are the biggest Shakur fans.
man. You
Y'all on
just
your knees for
talking.
Shakur.
He never
Crazy.
ever in his
Shakur's
life
good,
Bruh,
said it.
but he
he
ain't
won
that
all the
good.
rounds,
He
bro.
ain't that
How
There you
good.
dominant
go.
do you want it to be? If you win
That
all the
man,
goddamn rounds, how
man,
dominant do you want it to
crazy.
be, bro?
But that's
How
hey,
about
but
this? How about this? If Shakur knocks out Zepeda, like y'all been saying,
Hey,
like
look,
y'all,
look, look, Shakur,
I
look,
will give
Shakur.
you your
Watch his
props.
mouth. Watch his mouth. Watch his mouth.
You beat me
yeah,
to it, too, and I was just pulling that up.
yeah.
Oh,
What
that's the
happened?
one where he. I thought that's the one where he'd be like, I'm gonna F you up. I'm gonna F you
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
but
it was.
he ain't
Yeah,
never
it
But he
was.
did though. Y'all act
No,
like he
he
didn't miss the
didn't.
ball.
No, he didn't.
Yo,
Artem,
he beat the brakes off
Artem
Artem. Are you
had
kidding me?
nothing on his face. He had nothing. When
Bro,
Artem fought Frank
Artem was
Martin,
running
he
the
was
rest of the
beat
fight.
up
What are we
and
talking about?
bruised.
See,
man
here's my
at
problem.
the
Here's
end
my problem. I don't like when
I,
people don't give
hey,
credit
Anyway,
where
that's
credit is
that's
due.
besides the point. Look, that's besides the point. Listen, Rich, people can have their own opinions and feel how they want to feel,
Yeah,
bro.
but
You gotta relax.
I'm just saying you would never hear me say that about somebody I don't like. Yeah, he gonna win, but
But he
not in a
do like
fashion that
Shakur. Why
not
you
in a
keep saying he
fashion
don't
that I
like?
want.
Yeah,
Everybody
Rich,
don't
I
like
like
him. You don't
Shakur.
even
I just don't appreciate the
man, the
antics of
hate
him
coming out
coming
of
in
him
the
right
ring.
now. How you like somebody and the hate coming out of him right now?
All right, come on, Rich. Let me let Terrence get his bars out. Shout out Terrence,
Come on,
best
man.
videos on the panel.
Good,
What up,
Terrence.
Terrence? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Terrence, you there?
Wait. Oh wait, hold on. I was muted. What up, Hack? What up, Rich? What up, 2 cents? What up, panel?
What
What up,
up?
bro?
What up?
What's up? What's
Yeah,
up? What's up?
man. First of all, like Rich said, we can't even listen to my man because he's already biased. I mean, who says, "Oh, I like somebody," but in the same breath, they want to make it so it's not fair to him? Man, shut up. You don't like no Shakur. Just if you don't like him, bro, just say you don't like
Oh,
him.
what's
That's
your
cool.
2 cents, bro?
I just hate. I hate what. No, I'm just saying. I had to address that real quick. Talking about he like Shakur. All right. Second, the first thing is Shakur gonna beat my boy. He gonna beat him up. I'm not worried about this in this fight right here because he gonna beat the shit out of Cepeda. It's levels to this game. He gonna beat him up. But and if y'all don't say that Nakatani, whatever that dude is, Shakur didn't beat him up, and he didn't beat Artem up, then y'all just haters. Y'all just haters because he beat the shit out of both of them. Beat
He
him,
beat the
beat him.
shit out.
He
Nah,
beat
you
the shit.
lying. You lying
He
now.
beat. Okay, see who's the first one to come out and say I'm lying? The
You
people that
lying
don't
because
like
that's not
Shakur.
facts.
Yeah, you're saying that
He
because
didn't
you
beat
don't
him
like
up. He
Shakur.
won.
You
He won
you
in
you're
a nice
you're
fashion. He didn't beat him
yeah
up. Beating him
no
up is
you're
different.
saying okay. That's why I'm saying I call out the haters. I knew you would say something because
No,
you're a
bro, it's
hater,
not
bro.
hating.
Okay, you're a
He
hate.
didn't beat him. He
He beat.
beat him
Oh, so what
in
does
an
beat him up?
okay
Okay, what's
performance.
beat him up mean for you? Well,
One
what's
mic.
beat him up mean to you? I'm trying to. What does beat somebody up mean to you,
Beat him
good
up to
sir?
me is bruised up face, beat up nasty to where they on the corner like they can't even breathe. That's beat up
All right, well,
because a
all right,
lot
well,
and it's true. It's true.
of course, that's to you that they can't breathe. Okay, whatever. But anyway,
Because bro, he went 9 rounds with
for
Hadley,
us,
and I don't know if you remember.
for us, let me just tell you, for us, beating somebody up is constantly punching them in the face and they not hitting you back, bro.
Okay, so
That's what we
constantly
know.
punching in the
And
face
by the way,
with no bruises, right?
so what? He doesn't have bruises. It's different punch. I mean, he wasn't
Nah,
blessed.
bro.
He wasn't. Oh wait, hold up, my man. Wait,
Bro,
don't go
I
nowhere.
like
Oh, no,
Shakur. That's the thing. I
don't
just
go
don't like
nowhere.
that
No,
he
no.
lies
Respond to
too
this.
much. He
No.
lies too
Respond to
much.
this. No, my bro. Respond to this. So you're telling me that because he wasn't blessed with the punching power of other fighters,
Boom.
you look
Thank
at
you,
him
bro.
as worse?
You just
Yes or
said it
no?
right there. You just
So
answered my
you don't
question.
like him?
You just answered my
Okay.
question for the Zapata fight. You just said the brother wasn't blessed with power. So how is he gonna knock Zapata out? Make it make
I said
sense.
it. I just told you he gonna beat him up, bro. And I gave you my definition of
Yes,
beating somebody up, didn't
but
I?
boxing hacker and a lot of other Shakur fans
And you have a.
box.
I said they're going. I said the corner gonna stop it, bro. That's my
No, the
All right,
corner's
prediction.
not. How are they gonna
hey,
stop
man,
it?
move on.
That's my prediction. They stop
Man,
the fight. But go
okay,
ahead, two
damn,
And
cents.
man.
that's fine, bro. It's like
Sound
Two
like you
Cent
about to
said.
cry, my
Everybody's
nigga.
titled to an opinion. That's fine, bro. Like
Okay.
you could be the biggest Shakur fan, but you're arguing with another
Yeah,
Shakur fan.
but
You're
what
not no
Terrence say?
Like,
Shakur
come on,
fan.
bro.
That's
What
what you
Terrence
Yes, I
lying
saying?
about.
am.
You not no Shakur fan.
Say
Stop lying, bro.
what Terrence
Bro,
saying
I
is
was
you
excited when he
acting like
fought
you
De
a
Los
Shakur
Santos, and I
fan
was
or you
disappointed
fuck with
what he did in
Shakur,
the
but you
ring.
talking bad
And I'm
about him,
still a
man.
fan.
Man,
Like,
continue
come
liking
on.
who
Yeah,
you really
sure.
like, man.
Stop, bro.
Continue
Stop,
liking who
bro.
you really like. You just said
Yeah,
Shakur
just
don't
say who
got
you
no
like. If you don't
skills.
like him, just I
You
Yeah,
just
like a
said
lot of
yeah,
Shakur
people
and
that
had no
just say
continue.
they
punching
don't like
power.
somebody, bro. Shut
So
up.
I don't understand
Wait,
how Zapata is gonna get knocked out. I just don't
man, you
understand that.
just
Like,
said
The corner
Shakur don't
gonna
got
supposedly,
no
stop him.
skills, man.
no, he's not.
It's
You
nothing.
just say
I
you're
knew
not
you was
punching
hating,
power,
Hold
and
on,
I
man.
y'all.
agree. He
Once we
doesn't.
said that, I knew you
Blaze
was
piece for
hating.
Pete. Hold on, y'all. Blaze
Okay,
piece.
so what's
What's
Right.
your 2 cents? What
Be
you got for the
quiet,
show,
nigga. The
Blaze?
host
so
is
you don't like
talking.
fighters with no punching power,
Shut
but
up,
They
nigga.
gotta
The
let me
host
get
is
in,
talking.
fam. They in their feelings.
Go
God
ahead, Blaze
damn.
piece for Pete. What's your two
Breathe.
cents?
Y'all need to breathe. Breathe, homie.
Sound like a
Breathe.
damn cafeteria room right now.
Get off your knees,
Breathe. It's
brother.
all good. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, peace, 2 cent, peace, panel.
What up?
Yeah, my 2 cents is we're gonna stick to Shakur, man, because that's the fight that I'm looking most forward to coming up next. And my opinion, man, Shakur in the driver's seat to put on a good performance and had a conversation about who's the best at 135. And ultimately the fight that everybody want to see with this Tank. Tank got his work cut out for him with Lamar Rose, but I digress. Let's get back to Shakur. And so I got some of the same frustration that other people got about Shakur because Shakur is one of my favorite boxers. In fact, he's my second favorite boxer next to Bud. I just like the way his style, like when his potential and his upside, when he fights his fight, when he mixes up this offense and defense, is just like he's in a standalone as far as his style of fight. And the problem is that he watched Yoshino. He looked good coming up at 135. But then what happened with Los Santos? And then the issue is that he wasn't transparent. He was trying to say he didn't care about the performance. Then he said he had an injury and all that shit with them CompuBox lows. So it was a snooze fest. And so they branded his ass for that weak ass shit, just like they branding Devin right now. But nonetheless, though, going into Artem, there's a good point about Artem, because my thing with Shakur is that Shakur watched Artem, but Shakur didn't execute how he could have executed. And that's what old boy's talking about when he's in the corner not listening to his granddad, talking about I'm gonna stop him and don't stop him. Like that was the problem. So then boom, we fast forward. All right, he signed the deal with Hearn. He gets on the undercard. He's about to fight. Who was he about to fight that pulled out and then Patley fought? Who was the pullout?
Kid
Austin. All right, all that weird ass shit. Let's not even go into that shit. Okay, Kid Austin, boom. Then he goes into Patley, the electrician. Perfect tape. Like he whooped him, washed him. He put everything together. Ain't nobody gonna watch it. Ain't nobody gonna give him credit because he's 5 days, to lay off 5 days before he pick up the fight. And that's real. There's levels to this shit. Can't come in there 5 days and don't think you're gonna be a punch dummy. Now Zepeda, let's get to it. So it's like, hey, they talking to Zepeda shit, punches and bunches. He's relentless, and then Shakur got the issue of running against De Los Santos and against so-called aggressive fighters. So the question mark is there for our guy. The question mark is there. Now I'm rooting for Shakur because I like Shakur. I expect Shakur to wash Zepeda. You feel me? If I'm wishful thinking, I want him to mix up his offense and defense and possibly get a stop with Zepeda swinging wide like that, because of how much he's good at executing counters and going oscillating between defense and offense. So it's like I said, that's my 2 cents about Shakur. I know everybody got their opinions, but you can be a fan of a fighter and then also provide some legitimate critique, because we got high expectations. It's like wishing the best for Keyshawn. With that, I'm good.
Hey, listen, Blaze. The guy ain't a fan if he says Shakur ain't got no skills.
We not finna get rich. We not finna.
I mean, we get that. If they say that, then you shouldn't talk to him. I wouldn't even argue with him. If you say Shakur don't got no skills, I'd never talk to you about boxing again. I'll just ignore you. I'll just ignore you, bro.
That's what threw me off. That's what really threw me off. But another thing is, Zepeda's more of a boxer puncher. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really no aggressive fighter. He more of a counter puncher too.
But styles make fights. What I'm trying to tell you, if he try to counter against Shakur, he's gonna get picked apart. Like real talk. Like that's the thing. That's why I can't wait to see. And this is what I want to end with. Listen, I'm telling y'all, Shakur's in the driver's seat for 135. Tank just got the draw. He washes Zepeda. We got to start having the conversation. Tank ducks him if they stay at 135 and they don't unify. Period. Listen, and that's even if he gets through Roach. He got to get through Roach. And mind you, does anybody know if Tank gave Lamont Roach his new number?
Well, hold on, Blaze.
I just want to know.
Let me respond to something you said, Blaze. That's and everybody want to see Shakur and Tank fight, but as long as Shakur, in my opinion, just to give my 2 cents, is saying what Tank needs to do. He needs to get on board. He needs to do this with Turki. I don't think that fight's gonna happen.
And I hear you, and I don't care if it happens or not now, but I still like to see it. It's wishful thinking, but I don't care. Like them guys fight around each other, go up to 140, the best fight the best. At the end of the day, that's what I'm gonna criticize. Hey, these guys had was A side, they had action that fight and didn't want to fight. That's what I'm gonna have against Tank, because I'm a big Tank fan. Like I said, he got his work cut out for him with Lamont Roach. Good luck. It's my guy. You feel me? Now, nonetheless, if he don't fight Shakur, he's true A side, not that fake ass A side shit that Keyshawn tried to pull, signed the top rank, and think he gonna go over the scale and don't think you're gonna give somebody 20% of 500,000 when you can't give him $1 million and make him step in the ring like he was the real A side, like if that was Floyd Mayweather Promotions or something, and not blow your fucking ascension. You feel me? So Tank got all the cards in his hand. If he don't fight Shakur at 135 and he stays there with the rehydration clauses and all of that, and Shakur's still there and he don't fight him, that motherfucker's a duck. Period. And,
But what if Shakur's
as much
not
as I
fighting?
love Tank and as
Man,
exciting as he
Shakur is
is,
not
he's a
fighting
fucking duck because he
him
got all
though.
the cards in his
yeah,
hand.
because I and another thing, Blaze,
He holds all the
the
cards.
thing that you saying is
How does
true.
he hold all the cards when?
This,
Hold on, Rich. How does he hold all the
I'm
cards
about to say it.
when Shakur keep telling him he got to get on board and go with Turkey?
Well,
All
then
right,
look,
all
if
right, wait,
Shakur
hold.
turns down the contract, he's the duck. I don't care. I'm not defending none of them. If Shakur duck
Yeah,
Tank, he's the
exactly.
duck. If Tank duck Shakur, he's the duck. They'll both be
Yeah,
ducks if they avoid each other.
and
Because
then
the
the
way they be
sad thing,
talking, they both accusing each other of ducks. Then fuck it, they both ducks. Because one thing about Bud and Spence, for years they made that shit happen, and it was them
facts.
talking to each other, not the
And,
promoters and these deals and
and
all of that. You
and the
feel me?
sad thing is, it shouldn't be like this, man. If you come over here, then you fight me, or if you come over here, then you fight me. It shouldn't be nowhere near like that. It shouldn't be nowhere near like that. It should be just contracts, man. Look, this is what we doing. This is what we doing. Fuck who your
Nah, it's a
promoter is.
business,
Fuck who
Rich.
you
It's
dealing
a
with.
Yeah,
business,
Fuck you
Rich.
that. I'm the A
but
side.
2 Cent, I'm gonna add the
You
business
come
part
over here.
though.
I'm coming over here. It should be
I'm gonna
just
add the
like
business
that.
part, 2 Cent. I'm gonna add the business part. Here's the
It's
business
different now,
part. It's a
though.
bunch of
Hold
ifs.
on. Things have
Yeah, hold
changed
on,
now,
nigga. You
though. I'm
trying to
gonna say that.
commandeer the show now, nigga.
But 2 Cent, there's a bunch of ifs involved. If Shakur puts on a masterful performance and washes the Peta, then he has the bargaining power to talk about it being the fight. If he fights boring and it ain't
What
worth it,
does it?
that's the business.
What you say, Cash Crypto?
Oh, I said something about this whole. Like, I didn't even hear. I don't know who said it, but it said something about what he expects from Shakur. I didn't hear him say Shakur didn't have no skills. What I heard was that he expects more out of Shakur, knowing that Shakur got skills. You know what I mean? Like same as me. Like, I don't really fuck with Shakur that much. I know the nigga got hella skills, and I expect this nigga to be stopping all these niggas he been fighting. Cause he been
Nah,
fighting Brad. Calm down, brother. You can get it soon as I'm done. He literally been fighting Brad Goodman match-made fights for 90+% of his career. You guys, like, come on, man. He should be stopping all the motherfuckers. You just got to keep it 100.
But let me say this too, Cash Crypto. First of all, who fights this weekend? Is there fights this weekend?
yeah,
Y'all let
yeah.
me know and drop it below in the chat
It's
who fight this weekend.
Richard
But
Hitchins, right?
oh yeah, that's
He
right.
fight
Richard Hitchison and Camp
all
Boston.
those folks.
That's
Yeah,
the one with Bill Haney screaming all at the press conference. But that's
yeah.
what I wanted to say, right? This is my thing with Shakur Stevenson. I like Shakur, whatever. I'm not a huge Shakur Stevenson fan, and just because I have criticism, no, I'm not hating. But since 35, and I'm be honest with y'all, have y'all really been seeing Shakur getting better? Or
Mm-mm.
have y'all seen him regressing? Like, be honest. Like, think about it. Shakur
I,
Stevenson has not looked as good at 35 as he has at 30. And my thing is fight after fight where we're waiting and expecting this performance out of Shakur. And at what point is it just gonna be like, you know what
I
I'm
don't,
saying? Like,
I don't,
damn, he
he
just
But
ain't got
just
it.
fought a
Like,
well,
what
that's
do
perfect
you
what.
fight
think?
I
against
think
the
he.
Well,
electrician, though.
and
He
that's why
just
we
fought a
keep
perfect
saying
fight,
is
though. I
hate.
don't
This is why
understand.
we say is hate
He
because
just
y'all
fought a
saying
perfect
that
fight.
and we don't agree with y'all. That's the thing.
Bro,
Y'all
Yeah,
saying he's not having bad. The only
did
bad
no
performance was
wait,
De Los
listen.
Santos.
the
That was
Did
last
it.
fight I seen
But
Shakur,
y'all
did
he
keep
knocked
saying,
somebody.
but y'all keep
no
saying he had bad
TKO'd somebody.
performances. We
The
don't
last
agree
fight I
with
seen him,
y'all.
man.
serious?
Last fight I
Who
seen
said
him,
he
man.
had a bad
He
performance?
TKO'd
Who said he
somebody.
had a
So
bad
I can't
performance?
speak on the next
I
You
fight.
said
just
had
you just
no, I
insinuated
didn't.
that,
No, I
Two
Now she
didn't.
Cent.
just
I
said
said
he's not
had
going higher. That's
is
what she
he
just said.
looking like he's getting better. I never say he put on a bad performance. I
Well, what
said
do
is
you? Okay, can you explain what you mean by that,
okay.
2 Cents? Because I
And I
don't know
want to
what
speak
that
on that
means.
too,
Let me ask you
briefly.
a question. Did Jamal Charlo put on a master class performance against Cornflake?
It was
Who's
solid.
Cornflake?
He was just better than Bo
I
Boys
don't
in the
know who
camp. He was just better. His jab was stiff.
Yes,
People had
Jab was
complaints
all right.
about like he
Who's
was slow.
Cornflake?
He was a little slow.
I
The
just
last
So
seen
was
opponent, the
the
Jamal
last fight.
Crawford.
so was Shakur Stevenson not just better than Padley fighting him on short notice?
Yeah, and it was perfect. That's the whole point. It'd be one thing
He
if it
better.
wasn't perfect. He beat him
But
perfect. He
hold on.
beat him like a
Yeah, I
djembe
don't know
Hold
how
drum.
they
on.
want him to
Hold
beat him.
on,
They want
y'all.
him to beat
Hold
him in
on.
10
No,
seconds.
listen. Y'all
That's
stop
all.
whining and
No,
listen.
ain't
Because
no. I'm not whining. I'm
And I
responding.
have a
I'm not
question.
whining. 2
And I
Cent.
have
I'm
a
39
question
years
for you,
old.
2 Cent.
My
I have
son,
a question
my
for you,
let me
baby's
2
1.
Cent.
finish. I'm going somewhere. Let me finish. I'm going
Yeah,
somewhere, right?
right.
Jamal Charlo beat Cornflake. All people said was, "Oh, Cornflake was this." Oh, even though it was a tune-up, we all knew it was a tune-up. We all knew Cornflake wasn't finna be the greatest competition. We just wanted to see how Charlo looked in the ring, how he moved, how his jab looked. Charlo ain't beating his chest like, oh, I just beat Cornflake. Where's my credit? Don't nobody want to give me credit. Okay, cool, Charlo. You had a tune-up. You look good in the ring. Okay, Shakur, cool. You had a good fight. You look good. You fought somebody on short notice. Okay, cool. But that still doesn't negate the point that I'm trying to make is that we've been waiting on this great superstar performance from Shakur Stevenson at the 35 division, and he just haven't gave us to us yet, y'all.
Hey,
There's
can I?
no hate
I
there.
disagree.
Wait, 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 wait.
I
Hold on, Terrence. Can I
disagree.
say something? Can I say
Yeah. Go
something?
ahead, Rich.
The last fight that Shakur was in, that was a superstar performance. So I don't know what we supposed to
Bro,
like.
how can you put
I'm saying
on a
like what we.
superstar performance against an opponent on
Okay,
short notice,
okay,
bro?
but
Yeah, man. Come
you
on,
said wait,
man.
hold on.
Listen, listen. Here's just a perfect fight
What you
against a Ken, man.
wait, hold on.
It's simple.
You saying what you
He did the
just
best he
saw.
could do.
It's
Yeah,
not a can.
Exactly.
See, that's the problem.
yeah.
Y'all never
No,
want to give
no,
Shakur credit. Now y'all saying he a can, but let him. I
no.
bet you
I'm a
Patley will
Shakur
do
fan. I
well.
just want to take
Nobody's
that argument away,
Stop
though.
saying he a can though, bro.
Then let me
Have
stop
you
saying it.
seen?
Padley is a very good fighter against a
Terrence,
very
you
good
gotta
fighter who
relax.
took the fight on 5 days'
You
notice.
gotta
You happy
relax.
now?
What I'm trying to say is this.
Y'all missing the point.
Whoever
He
you
has.
put in front of him, he gonna do the same thing to. That's what I'm basically
Exactly.
saying.
That's what we're trying to
That's
say.
all I'm trying to say to you. If we do watch when he do this to Williams Cepeda, people gonna have
Yeah.
something else to say. It's gonna
They
be
always
something.
rich. They always gonna. They
It's
gonna say
gonna
it
be
was a
something
bad
else. Oh, he was
performance.
supposed to do that to
Just
Williams
like that,
Cepeda.
he
He
was
was
trying to
supposed. Hey,
insinuate that
look,
if
My
he
wife
hey,
is
don't
look,
calling.
knock
Pick
him
up. What
out,
you need?
look. They not gonna say how Williams Cepeda only throw 15
Yeah,
punches
she's not
around.
gonna probably pick up.
They
You
yeah,
gonna
want
they
to
they
ain't
gonna
talk
gonna.
to her
say
when you get
they
back. Hold
they
up.
gonna say how that shit lower down. Watch.
Oh, it
They
was
gonna say how
boring. Look
fight
how
suck.
boring the fight is. Oh,
Hold on,
They gonna
Terrence
why
and
watch.
Rich.
why
I
Shakur
Hold
bet.
on,
I
beating
hold
the
got.
on,
crap
I got
out
hold
of
KJ
on.
right
him?
here.
I'm Blaze. I'm
Hold up.
gonna
We just want
pause
to
you
talk to
real
you.
quick. I'm gonna mute you real quick, Blaze, because we can hear your conversation. Y'all missing my point, bro.
I
Did
ain't missed it.
Jamar Charlo put on a masterclass performance against Cornflake? No
No,
matter how
I
good
saw
Jamar
him get hit.
Charlo, listen,
Let
Jamal
her
was
listen,
finish
getting hit too,
talking,
bro.
nigga. Damn.
Terrence,
Let her finish.
Terrence, I gotta put you in the back. You gotta relax,
Jesus.
bro. You keep yelling over me. This is my point, right? No matter how good Jamar Charlo would have fought against Cornflake, because of the level of opposition, we can't say he put on a masterclass performance against Cornflake. Can we say he looked good? Yes. It was a tune-up. He'd been out the ring for a long time. He looked good. Can he
don't
put
talk
on
to your
can he
elders
put
like
on
that, kid.
a
Good
masterclass
fight.
performance
You did your thing.
against the Cornflake? No. Can Shakur Stevenson put on can he look good, y'all? I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying you can't say he put on a masterclass performance essentially against a tune-up is the point that I'm trying to make, y'all. Y'all gotta relax. That's all I'm saying. Y'all want to beat your chest and do all this because you beat a opponent on short notice. No.
Well, listen, just apply that to who it applies to, because that's not me. You feel me? I don't share the same opinions that everybody shares when it comes to Shakur. I
So
share my
so
opinion. And my
so my
opinion is, like I said, he washes Padley, but he gets no credit because unfortunately, Kid Austin pulled out. He only did what he had to do. His last performance
Exactly.
is his best. It was the best he could do under the circumstance. And when you watch that fight, he whooped Padley perfectly. I'm not just hype. Like I'm not hyping it. Like if you watch it, it was clean money. He had him.
I don't
He had him
disagree.
rocked in like the second round, and he just
I'm
worked him
not
the
just
whole time.
listen.
Perfect
I agree.
defense, perfect offense. That's the only point I'm trying to make. We want to
Yeah,
see him have that type of aggressiveness going in with Zepeda along with the boxing. And so our point is, what we're
He
saying is, hey, he's
will.
coming up. If he washes the Pater like that, he's going to be in the conversation about who's the best at 135. Period.
Max,
That's it.
and like I said, wait, a 2 cents. Like I said before, I think this ring shit gonna make it even better for him. I think he gonna gain a lot of new fans because of this. Because y'all gonna really see his skills.
if they watch the
And,
So
and
two
fight,
y'all,
cents.
if
if
they
they,
watch the fight, Rich.
Two cents. I have a
people. Wait,
question.
hold on, Terrence. People sneak watch their fights because obviously when he fight these other guys, it's amazing how many people seen it and said it was born. So they definitely gonna watch this fight.
2 cents. I have a
Yes, sir.
question. So you're saying the Nakatani fight? You thought that was a close fight? I'm so confused.
He
Watch it. I
never
mean, watch
fought
that fight.
Nakatani, nigga.
I
What are
didn't.
you talking about?
I didn't. What? Say that again.
Who the fuck did he fight called Nakatani, nigga? What the
What?
fuck is
Okay,
you
man. I
talking
said the
about?
name. Okay, man. I said the name. I mean, stop, a fool,
You
bro.
can't
Just
even
stop.
pass
Grow
gas
up.
and you defend
Just
yourself
grow up,
calling
bro.
this nigga fight.
Just grow up,
Come
bro.
on, man.
I'm talking to you two cents, not this
Go
before.
ahead. We gonna
Oh,
answer this. We
Right.
gonna talk about
whatever
this.
whatever the African dude is that he fought, did you really think that was a close fight? I'm just being honest. You say it wasn't a dominant performance. What more can he do? He knocked the dude down. He beat him to the punch all night long. What did y'all want him to do in that fight? I'm confused.
Nah, they just wanted
He's
to finish him. I feel like he could
okay,
have
but he's
finished him,
not a doula.
but
He
at the
doesn't
end,
have the power. So what?
but at the end of the day, he still won in good fashion.
Easy. It was
Yeah,
a beautiful performance. I don't understand. So what? He didn't knock him out. So what? Is
It's
that
not
what
about
you
knocking
got to
him
knock?
out.
So what you? Okay, tell me, two sis. What didn't you like about the performance, please?
It wasn't that I didn't like the performance. All I'm saying is we haven't seen him look at 35 as he looked at 30. Like he looked in the Heron fight, like he looked in the Valdez fight. Have y'all
but
seen that from him at 35? No, is all I'm trying to say. Because let me tell y'all while I'm saying this, bro. I done lost
Mm-hmm.
so let's be real. I done lost so much damn money betting on Shakur Stevenson and a damn KO. I watched the
Why?
fight.
that's
I
your
watched
fault.
the damn fight.
Don't do
Right?
that, two
And
cents. He
no,
not a
it's cool he don't get the KO. I know I'm taking the bet. It's a gamble. I'm not tripping. But what I'm saying
right.
is he's not being as dominant as he was at the 30-pound division. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
these are
And
bigger
so
dudes, 2 cents.
I know. Thank you, Terrence. I know you proving my point. So these are bigger dudes. So why do
Right.
we think that all of a sudden he's just going to look so dominant? That's all I'm
Hey,
But
hey,
saying.
hey,
That's the
but what
only
I'm
point I'm
saying,
trying to make.
I thought he did though. That's
hey,
the
look,
difference.
Blaze and Terrence. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, I really think he got power. I think he got a little pop to him. I just think that he don't know how to finish people. I think he do
But
got
that's
a
what I'm
little
saying.
pop.
He
I
just
think he do
finished
got pop
Padley,
because
bro.
if it was that easy, they'd be just coming straight in. They can't do that. His
Hey,
counter punch, he
He
counters
Rich,
too
just
good.
finished Padley, and he finished
Rich,
him with the
Yeah.
body shots too.
So
Rich.
I think he do got a little pop to him, but I think it's just he just don't know how to, you
So
know.
y'all
No,
really sitting
I'm
up here
telling you,
acting
he
like he
does.
said
He
hands
just did it against Padley. Like you got to
Rich,
watch the whole
yeah,
fight. Watching people watch
yeah,
fights, man.
Hey,
Go
Ain't
ahead,
Rich,
nobody
Cash.
paying attention.
Go
yeah.
ahead, Cash.
you know your grip strength directly correlates to your punching power, bro.
Yeah. I seen the shit with the Shakur shit, man.
That boy
With
can
his
barely
He
make
hands,
got bad
yeah.
hands. He got bad
that boy
hands,
can
man.
Yeah,
Floyd
barely
had
he
bad
got
hands,
bad
man.
hands.
Punches and bunches,
He
man. It is
yeah,
what
He
he
it
do.
definitely
is.
got enough
He's
power
letting
to
them
knock
with them
He
people
got
bad
out.
bad
hands.
hands.
He
He
just
got enough
whooped
power to knock
That's
Padley.
people out.
unfortunate though. Y'all should be giving him props.
But
He
Hold on,
Why
stopped
y'all.
y'all don't
Padley with
give him
bad
props for
hands.
that?
wait, hey,
Yeah, but
wait,
why don't
Terrence,
Hold
y'all give him
on.
props for that?
Terrence, hold on, just real quick. For
Hold on,
every
hold on.
fight,
We got somebody new on the panel. Hold on. Shout out No Cap.
No cap.
Go ahead, finish
No
up.
cap. What's
I'm gonna
happening?
let you get your
What's
2 cents
up, no
off.
pal?
Go ahead, Rich. Finish up and let No Cap go.
no, I was just about to say every fight that I seen Shakur been in, he hurt the fighter. He hurted them at least some part of the fight, but he just ain't never finished them. Every fight. So
Okay.
his power can't be that bad.
He
Every
got
fight. And
superior
when he fought,
timing. He got that superior timing and accuracy. That's what it is.
yeah,
When
that
you
too.
got that, you don't need a bunch of power when you got
Yeah, speed
accuracy.
kills.
Yeah, because if you can't name one fight that he ain't hurt one fight in.
But that's what I'm
And,
saying. Why they hate it? People
Hold on,
hate
No
him
Cap.
because he don't have power.
Serious. Ain't nobody hating, bro. You're gonna have to stop
I ain't
calling
gonna say they
You
everything
gotta
hating.
hating.
calm down, Tim.
He might not
It's
be
just
talking
not.
about you,
I
Suzanne.
think
They just
I
don't
think
like
I'm
his
gonna hate a
style of
little
on him.
bit.
fighting. They just don't
I
like
think
his
I'm gonna
style
hate
of.
a little
They
bit.
don't like his style of fighting.
No Cap say, okay, No Cap say he finna start hating. Go ahead, No Cap.
I'm
What's your
gonna
2
hate a
cents?
little,
What you
just a
got
little
for the
bit.
show? Don't cut him off, y'all. Let him talk.
You know,
All right. No cap.
I see the problem with Shakur is he ain't fought nobody tough, so you can't really gauge. It ain't nothing to gauge him on. You know, say Nakatili. Come on, Ray Mortar knocked him out. You know, Ray Mortar ain't got no power. You know what I'm saying? Nakatili ain't shit. Respectfully. And
And who else he
we
fought
about to
at
fight
35?
now. Turkey put him in the 18 by 18 ring with Zapata. We about to see how good Shakur defense really is now.
Yes, we are.
So
We
why
about
we
to
ain't never seen him fight in an 18 by 18 ring before?
He might have. I don't know.
What he usually fight in?
That's my question. Like, has he never fought in an 18 by 18 ring? Like, is this
I
really
don't
that big of
know.
a deal?
I don't
And
think
what's
it's
the
that big
bigger
of a
ring?
I
If
don't
it's
think the
18
ring
by
that much
18, what's the
smaller
bigger
than 20
dimension?
by
I
20.
think like 24 by, is it 20 by 20 or 24 by
I
24
think
or
the
something
most
crazy?
basic was 20 by 20. It did like a heavyweight maybe 24 by
Yeah, I
20.
don't know that
It's
part.
16 by
I don't
24.
know. The 20 it's either
But my
22
thing
by
with
24.
Shakur,
22.
I think he's defense. He can
What
still
is
run
it,
in the
Jab?
18 by 18.
What is it, Jab Queen?
It's 16 by 24.
That's the regular size.
Yeah.
That's a rectangle though.
That's where.
All right.
24 by
But it's
24.
18 by 18, but because it's like a foot between the ropes.
That
The
ring that you
inside of the
seen
ring
Benavidez and Plant,
inside the ring is 16 by 16.
I be seeing rings, and I be seeing they different sizes, but I don't know what the sizes be. Now, if 18 by 18 is the smallest you can get, I absolutely know what that look like because I've seen some small ass
It ain't the
rings.
smallest you can get. The
you remember how
16.
big? You remember how big that Plant Benavidez ring was? I think that's the biggest ring you can get.
The Planet
What
who?
about? But y'all know what? I feel like that
Benavidez,
Tim
bro.
that Tim Zoo
That's the 24 by I think
that
that's the
Tim
24
Zoo
by
that
24.
Tim Zoo Tony Harrison ring was so small to me, y'all. It looked
Yeah.
like Tony
Oh,
Harrison
that
took
was
a
that.
step back and he was on the ropes. And I looked at my husband. I was like, "What the?" I was like, "Why was Tony Harrison on the ropes the whole night?" And he was like, "The ring small." And I was like, "Why the ring so goddamn
That was
small?"
a small ring. That was a small ring.
Oh, I'm like, bro, they just did Tony Harrison dirty.
They say you ain't running today. Well, the problem with this 2 cents is Shakur not going to fight Tank in a real small ring. That's the fight I really want to see. He ain't fighting him in no heat. That fight'll never happen. If it's not a regular ring, he's not going to
Well, if
fight
you
on
want
Tank.
to fight with Turkey,
Then
it's
it's
gonna be
just
in the
not going to happen. It was not going to happen. Turkey did just killed the biggest fight
Nah, but
in boxing.
Turkey trying to
He
cover
just
up for
killed it.
Listen, Turkey trying to cover up
Oh,
for
with Bud,
Canelo favor. For Canelo favor, he paid
with
Canelo all
Bud.
that money. He paid Canelo all that money, and Canelo really ain't liking that
Tell
shit.
Buddy,
Turkey cover it
he's a
up for telling
baller now.
Skull to
He gonna
go
be in that
easy
bitch in the
with that
small ass
bullshit. That's
ring.
what Turkey doing. This whole
Yeah,
tweets about Turkey hiding that
Let me ask
He
bullshit with
just.
Skull.
let me ask y'all a question about the fight this weekend. Richardson
Mhm.
Hitchins. Everybody is like, okay, he gonna watch Cambosis. He gonna watch Cambosis, right?
Yes, of
I don't
course.
But
know.
this is always my thing, right? I feel like
Mhm.
Richardson Hitchins been acting extra out of character this fight. And
hell yeah.
usually, every time I see a fighter, or for the most part, when I see a fighter acting out of character like that, they got something going on, they unfocused, and they end up losing to somebody that they definitely should have beat.
Man,
So I don't know what's
Ah,
going on
I'm
with
gonna be
Richardson.
honest. I like Hitchin, but he ain't showed me nothing where he can't get beat. And so he's fighting Cambosis, which is a very experienced fighter. We'll see which Cambosis show up. You feel me? And so it's just
but
like
how,
this is his highest level of competition. That's all I'm saying. I've seen things happen. I got Hitchins. I believe Hitchin will win, but I believe he can lose a fight too. And that's just my two
but
cents.
but my question is, how does he get inside of Hitchinson's jab? Because I
That's
mean,
good.
I
Yeah.
don't see how he does that.
Cambosis
It's
is
all,
trash though. Cambosis is
he
trash.
Trash.
is. He
yeah,
He's
is
quick.
trash.
He's
but
quick. He might go over the top of it. He's quick.
He
I mean,
should
they
be
said
Uh,
Rolly was trash. Remember, he had all them
no, no,
belts.
Nah,
Remember when
Rolly
he
wasn't
no,
didn't look
trash.
no,
trash when he
no.
whooped Tio.
but
He
Blaze,
better he go
Blaze.
back in that time machine and get aggressive like that. It might be a problem.
Hey Blaze, the only thing I can say that's gonna be a favorite to Richard Henson, he bigger than him. He bigger than Cambosis.
Yeah.
He
I
naturally
mean,
bigger
look,
than
I
him.
think it's gonna be a good fight.
And
I'm gonna watch
he
it,
got more
but
skill. Don't get it wrong, he do got more skill, but he's naturally bigger than him too.
yeah, I just want to see in man. He looked like I seen the weigh-in, the official weigh-in. You feel
Yeah.
me? Hey, Hitchison ain't gonna be at 142 much longer.
Oh, he big.
You
Yeah.
feel
All
They
right.
me?
need
He
to
was
move
looking
up. He
sucked
been
up,
here.
man.
And that's another
Yeah,
thing.
he
You
had to
coming
get
in
weighed
there
in 3
draining all
times.
that stuff. Really?
What
Yeah,
happened?
Wow.
he was looking crazy. And then Cambosis was looking in, he had his New York jersey on with his name on the back. Like, listen, I'm ready on everything. I'm trying to tell you, like you said, you be watching it when you be watching it. I don't know. I'm not gonna take the weight drain from Hitchens because I watched Devin do it so many times. Them guys literally drain themselves and then
That
rehydrate
fight in New
back and be
York.
cool.
That's
But
what I
how
said.
long can you do it though? So Hitchens is a young fighter, so I'm not gonna take that away from him. But he's not gonna be able to do that forever. Just like
Wait,
with
that
Boots
fight in New
going up,
York?
it makes sense. You're hurting your body doing that. And they
Yeah,
tell
Boots.
you, I think the nutritionists or the doctors that tell you, like, yeah, you can do it, but you're not your best self when you're
Yeah.
weight draining
That's
yourself down
I'm
like that.
glad Boost
Like you
turned
can
down that
perform at
fight,
your
man.
best self.
I'm
You feel
How
me?
glad
many
Boost
Fighting at
turned
your
likes
down
I
right
that
got?
weight.
fight.
Let me get a like check. I should have 100 likes. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Let me get a like check right fast.
Let me see. Let me hit this.
Yeah, punch that like button if you haven't already.
Yeah, that's another
No
thing.
cap, what you got on the fight this weekend? No cap.
Man, I got Cambosis about to stop. He about to fuck up Hitchins.
No cap, man. You capping, bro.
No,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
he's serious.
Last time,
You hear his tone? He mean that. He said it with his
history
chest.
repeat itself. The last Floyd Senior, I mean not Floyd Senior, but T.O. Senior, Jim Cambosis put hands on T.O. Senior, smacked the shit out of T.O. Senior, and then he's all turned up. When Big
Coming with that mode,
George
that
Cambosis
move.
got turned up, nigga. The fight got rough, and then T.O. came out there aggressive, trying to fight Cambosis, trying to fuck him up, and he played into Cambosis' hands.
And I'm telling you, it's been too long, so I don't bring it back up. I just
Big George Cambosis to smack the shit out of his trainer. Richard Hitchins want to get on some tough shit. He want to try to run up in there. He go
Cambosis whooped T.O.'s ass.
He gonna try to get at Cambosis, try to bang Cambosis. And watch Cambosis go surprise him, dog.
No, I think he was gonna eat that jazz.
Maybe it was the weight. That's why Richardson Hitchins, because he was acting kind of insecure to me. Maybe it was the weight, and he made the weight. So
that nigga was talking. That nigga was talking like he a killer.
Who?
Richard Hitchison. He
was he?
And he's
yeah,
not.
Now Richard. Now Richard needs to stop that. Richard needs to stop that. Now Richard needs to stop that. Come on, Richard. Now you know killer. Come on, bro. You better use that jazz. You better use that jazz and stay outside.
Devin Haney, Lomachenko. I'm not sure why he's not supposed to be in the room.
Now he ain't nothing. Now we know Richard Hitchins capping because he better stay with that jazz.
People thought Tio was gonna watch Cambosis too. They what happened?
And Lomachenko looked so good in that fight. I don't think you can do better. I don't think no one can do better than Lomachenko in that fight, man.
Lomachenko got all these attributes.
Where he fought Cambosis.
The last one he kicked. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why you can't believe in Cambosis. Loma kicked Cambosis ass.
Loma got a different skill set.
He jumped back in his bag though. He rewound time though. He turned into the Matrix and washed Cambosis. I forgot about that.
Too many attributes for Cambosis to deal with at once. He ain't really shit. He just a long ass nigga. Pause.
Y'all seen Loma? He had another fight left in him. Somebody sound like they rapping Presence.
I think he did. Maybe his back hurt. I wanted to see Loma some more, man. Loma was good, man. Remember, man, his fights was close. Remember, he had a close fight with Devin. He edged out Jermaine Ortiz, and then he washed Cambosis. He was in the mix. He was in the mix.
I think it was a lot of antics was going on with Loma, man. He probably wasn't getting paid the way he wanted. It was certain stuff going on.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
I think it was more than. I think it was just more than just boxing.
No, he's about to get his biggest pay.
But you remember, he went to the war, bro. He was in Ukraine, bro. He's got some different shit going on with him. You feel me? Real talk.
It's more stuff going on with him than just that, and it's probably family.
Man, Karen went to the war too.
Well, man, Karen ain't Loma, bro. What the fuck is we talking about?
Hey, how
Karen show up?
You can tell Karen really been to the war because the rematch of Boots, that nigga came back bald headed and everything. That nigga like he was
that's who I want to see.
Yeah, that nigga been in the war, nigga.
Devin fight.
Loma, that nigga took a picture in the fatigues. That's it, nigga. He ain't been in the war.
He said he was photo opping. He was exhibition boxing. He was exhibition boxing on the base. No cap.
He like he been in the war. That nigga came back looking like he was 50 years old in the rematch. He was bald, everything, nigga.
Hey, what y'all think about Boots going up to 54? What's y'all 2 cents about that?
Oh, he going. You heard what Eddie Hearn just made another interview. He said Virgil ain't gonna be ready in August. He said Virgil said he ain't ready. So he said so we looking at Virgil because the guy said, man, 2016 he said, we gonna get Virgil by the end of this year. But he said we definitely fighting in August. If it ain't August 15, 16, it's gonna be in August at 154.
What y'all gonna do when Boots keep destroying everybody y'all keep bringing up? What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna keep moving the goalposts?
What you mean? Who's?
You said who?
I mean everybody except for Bud.
Who's y'all?
I mean, it seemed like I had this conversation with y'all, Mr. Greg. I know you remember. I said I want y'all to remember this. After Boots be standing on this, y'all gonna move the goalposts. Y'all gonna say it was this. Y'all gonna say it was that.
Nah,
Before it was his
can't.
biggest competition. This the biggest name on his resume.
Nah,
Y'all went from that
I
to
can't.
he should fight T.O. T.O. would have been the biggest name on his resume. I'm like, come on, y'all just keep moving the
Oh
goalposts.
yeah,
Hey, 2 Cent. I don't know about everybody else, but my only thing with Boots is look, Boots unified at 147. You feel me? He was supposed to be talking about fighting Brian Norman Jr. That's the fight we wanted to see. You know, they talked their daddies talked about, it being for undisputed, but then fucking Pacquiao drops up out of nowhere, fuck shit up, and then motherfuckers is holding that belt over their hostage between Pacquiao and Barrios. You feel me? So it's like he move up to 154, so be it. I want to see him fight the best up there though. If he fight the best, who can say what? Who
Nobody
can
can
say
say
what?
shit about that.
Because the only person he dies down at 147 was Brian Norman Jr. and he can come up too later on or something. But other than that, like, what do you expect from Boots?
But this what I don't understand with Boots. Why y'all send Brian Norman that contract if you really can't make weight?
Because
who can't make weight? He made weight before he sent the contract. He made weight before he beat Sonny Onus. What are we talking about?
Eddie Hearn said Eddie Hearn said out of his mouth. Eddie Hearn said that at one point he said the doctors some shit about some doctors and all.
He said he can make the weight, but he just won't be. He'll be like 50%.
He won't be 100%. So I'm like, so you should not even gave them niggas that even attention.
He thought he could beat that nigga not being 100%.
You know them niggas.
What are we talking about?
You know them niggas gonna run off with that. Brian Norman, they exactly gonna come back and make a bunch of Mill City interviews and run off with that. Oh, he duck us and all that shit. That shit.
Ain't nobody ducking. I'm not ducking you moving up. I'm not ducking you. I'm out the weight class. You already knew I was having trouble in the weight class anyway.
Man,
so
there ain't no duck.
Because I won't stay here and keep draining myself to fight you.
Last I checked, Brian Norman Jr. and Brian Norman Sr. didn't accept the contract. Talking about it was like 700,000 difference. What are we talking about?
No. Twice they didn't accept the contract because if they really want to fight Boots, they would have signed this last contract to fight him.
And so what are we talking? That'd be crazy how they be spinning shit. At the end of the day, hey man, Boots look good, man. Let's see how he look at 154. And I'm gonna respect him if he goes up there and he fights somebody for a belt, or he fights Joy Ortiz. He fights somebody good off the dribble. You feel me? Straight up. Like, what are we talking about here? That's the one thing with boxing is like, let this young man cook, man.
Yeah, I think
54 overrated. Like, people giving these guys way too much credit. They none of them niggas did shit.
But we're not. We're anticipating them do shit, bro. This is they're right here. We're waiting on the precipice, bro.
I'm definitely anticipating for this in August.
I think Boots gonna beat the hell out of them dudes up here.
I definitely want to see.
Yeah, me too.
Hold on. Boots gonna beat the hell out of Bachram. Boots gonna beat the hell out of Fundora. Boots
everybody. All of them.
Bachram was the only mystery. Bachram beat up Tim Zoo. Tim Zoo ain't shit.
Hey, that fight.
Yeah, Tim Zoo. I agree with that. Tim Zoo ain't
Boots
shit.
beat everybody at 154.
Yeah, tripping.
Fight Jamil Charlo for the money. You feel me? Straight up. You feel me? Fight for the money.
But I want to see Jamil Charlo in a fight before you.
Bachram might be a beast. I don't know.
He got that Canelo money, man. Them guys get different once you get that Canelo money, man.
Yeah, that is a lot of money, bro.
It's like he don't got it. It's like, hey, he's like Rocky 3. Remember Rocky 3 where he had the black and yellow stallion thing and Clever Lane came out of nowhere? He was living high on the horse. That's how Jamel is right now. You feel me?
Hey, that boy chilling.
He got lions only on his gym.
Hey, them fighters don't be coming right back after them big paydays. That's why I think Lamar Roach might be in trouble.
They don't have that hunger no more.
I've been hearing people hop on panels say he partying and drinking and out and buying bottles.
I hope he ate.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
he at the lottery, nigga. He getting paid twice for fighting.
I'm still waiting for this. I'm still waiting for
this card
to get announced because I don't even think it's getting announced yet, or it's even happening.
I thought it was August what? Ain't it August what? 13th or something?
Nobody knows. Ain't no tickets. Ain't nothing going on.
Man, this is what I'm talking about. This is that bullshit.
I'm still waiting.
August 16th. Thank you, Jab.
Jab Queen Boxing. You see how Rich acting, but he ain't saying nothing about Turkey lying about that Canelo Crawford fight.
Nah, I definitely want to see that fight. I want to see that fight like a motherfucker. I'm just saying I don't see nothing happening. Like nothing's happening right now. Nobody put nothing up. Nothing.
You said don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it.
Turkey on some bullshit. Shakur gonna be up his bare knuckle boxing.
Man, I'm nervous, man.
Yeah, usually Lamar Roach would have been put that shit up, and he would have been made a YouTube video or something like that saying the fight happening. I ain't
The
see none
fight
of this shit going.
happening, bro. You see Tank working out. They got the rumored date of August 16th. Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's a
what
rumor
you
date.
mean?
Hey, is that fight gonna be in Vegas?
That's that shit 2 months away.
Is that fight gonna be in Vegas?
Did they
Nobody
say it was
knows.
in Vegas? I don't think they told us the location yet.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, they
Therefore, you
usually
know what the
start
fight
doing
is?
their no, actually,
Yep,
they
I
usually
got you. Hold
start
on.
making their
10 seconds.
promos about 8 weeks out.
I
So
don't know which one is which though.
we should
I
be
got
getting
I
My
got
some
a
fault.
sort of
mute
promo in about
Blaze
another
Mississippi.
week or two.
Another week or two.
Yeah, they should start getting their promotion. They usually do it about 8 weeks out from the fight.
We'll see. We'll see. Everybody excited about the rematch, I guess, for a fight nobody wanted to see at first. And I feel like it's a lot of people like, oh, Tank could lose this fight. I don't think so. I think Lamont Roach is gonna be in a lot of trouble for this fight. For
This fight
real.
gonna
But
be
everybody
definitely
want to
good.
see it because it was a draw. That's
Yeah,
why
of
we want to see the
course.
rematch.
Hell yeah. I definitely want to
It
see
was a
this.
good fight. He arguably lost.
I hope Roach is focused though. I want a good fight. Like
Nah,
we don't want you
he's
getting no
definitely.
money and you've been people get different when they get money and attention. It
Oh,
get
for
hard to
Roach, he acted
focus.
like Andy Ruiz with Andy Ruiz,
Yeah,
Big Johnson.
Yeah,
exactly. That was
we gotta see if he really stayed focused and
nah,
stayed disciplined and stayed
man.
in the gym. Like real talk. I don't
It
know. I
don't
don't
matter.
know
He
enough
already
about
his
Lamont
mentality
to know
different.
if he believe if he's doing that.
That's not what's being said
He having
about him.
fun, nigga.
I mean, that
He
people say
did, nigga.
anything. Remember, Floyd Mayweather used to run to the strip club and then trick everybody, then
Niggas
do
ain't
run
Floyd
home.
Mayweather, nigga.
And then jog home. And then jog home.
You feel me? Jog home, do the full
These
5K on
niggas
the
is in the
bitches. You
strip
feel
club
me?
drinking,
Like, you
drinking
feel
it,
me? Come on, man.
smoking
We don't know
weed,
what the
in the strip
man's
club
doing, so I'm
partying.
not gonna speak on the man's training. I don't know enough information to know.
Yeah, I don't
You
know,
feel me?
man.
Floyd ain't want to lose. These niggas ain't thinking about that shit when they at the strip club.
Yeah,
Feel
that
me?
Floyd
is
thinking
Floyd was
about
tricking
boxing at the strip
everybody.
club, nigga.
But I just want to see this
You
shit
see,
happen. That's
Floyd, man,
all.
listen,
I
man.
want to see
Floyd's
them
one of the
announce it or
best.
something.
what fight you talking about, Rich?
I'm talking about this Tank and Lamont Roach. All I hear is people. It's
What
all
you
rumors.
mean? You think it might not happen? What you mean?
I don't. I'm
It
not
ain't
saying. I
official.
think I know it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna be that date.
I heard somebody saying, well, if he fight, listen, no,
Nigga, what does
don't
it
kill
matter
me
what
for
day
this.
they happen
Don't
on?
kill me for this, but they saying like if he fight Paul in between, that's okay. I don't know, like
Why y'all keep bringing up this Jake Paul shit? There ain't
Hey,
no Jake.
but did Tank give Lamont Roach his new number? Does anybody know? I really want to know. I do. I
I
really want
don't
to know.
know. I don't know, man.
Ain't no new
There
number.
no announcement.
Nobody said nothing else about it. Oh, okay.
Shit.
Shout
I
out
hope they
Big
fight
Dog for the on the panel.
the dog.
Hello?
Yes. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show, Big Dog Willie?
Just wanted to call and see what you guys are up to because I just wanted to say Jake Paul and Tank is probably going to be the fight of the year. I really believe that. November 22nd in the MGM Stadium. But
Big Dog Willie, I have a question for
MGM
you.
Stadium? MGM?
I have a question for
MGM
you, Big Dog
Hotel,
Willie.
Casino,
MGM
whatever you want to
Hotel?
say.
In the
Do
lobby, in
you
the conference
know,
room?
No.
Big Dog Willie,
Have you
do
ever
you
been to
know what
MGM?
sanctioning body is sanctioning that fight?
There's no sanction body. It's a exhibition.
Oh.
Somebody got to mute their
Fight of the
TV.
year, y'all. Fight of the year.
Exhibition. I just don't understand why you guys don't want to admit that. I mean, Pick Maniac's about his money. He's going. He's trying to get his money and go out. That's what you guys
Yeah,
say,
so
right?
every boxer, they about their money too.
Not
Listen,
like
he's
Tank
gonna
is.
probably do the. He better do this Lamont Roach fight and stop playing, or he loses some more money.
So he's going. This
Man,
is the plan. Lamont Roach, Tank, Manny Pacquiao, Logan Paul, then The Rock after he retires. For real.
man, yeah, seriously, what's up with y'all in this Manny Pacquiao about to beat Mario Barrios? Like y'all
Yeah,
tripping.
that
Some of y'all
shit's crazy.
These niggas stupid as
Hey, did
fuck.
y'all see that last exhibition fight by Pacquiao?
And he
Did y'all
got
see his
his
last
They
fight?
done brought the pack tars
on his
back out.
ass.
I ain't said that word in years.
Hey, who's seen his last fight?
He looked
He
good
got
in that
head,
fight.
shoulders, knees, and toes put on his ass. You mean
Who
that
good in
Chinese
that fight?
got whooped his ass over there?
And it was 2 minute rounds, Jab. Come on, man. Somebody please talk and say this man
He looked
Pacquiao's
good in that
washed.
fight. He looked good in that fight. Stop hating.
Man, dog, you
He looked good
smoking
getting his
something. It
ass
was 2
whooped.
minute
What are you
rounds, homie.
talking about?
You know when that Japanese kickboxer was beating Pacquiao ass?
Man, listen,
Head,
man.
shoulders,
They
knees,
were
and toes on that ass.
Yeah, that Japanese kickboxer was on
man, they
Pacquiao
were
ass. Son.
sparring, man. That wasn't even a real fight. And it was 2 minute rounds, man. Listen, man,
No, it was
Pacquiao's
a real
not built
fight.
for this shit
Pacquiao
right
thought
now.
it was gonna be an exhibition. He came in that bitch like Drago.
Okay.
Pacquiao, that bitch fighting for his life against that fucking Japanese kickboxer. Ain't even real boxing. Y'all think he about to do something with fucking Barrios?
Yeah, Barrios, man. Listen,
To be that hard, they probably told him it's a little exhibition. Pacquiao, that boy went in there.
Man, that nigga was on Pacquiao ass, dog. They thought he was about to. Man, that was
He started going
Pacquiao like,
hard.
goddamn, nigga. I thought this was an exhibition.
man, listen, the way the sport be saying, man, Barrios might throw that fight. This might be some bogus shit or everything.
So Manny Pacquiao can get beat up the next fight.
So whoever
Man,
fight
Pacquiao
Manny
got
next
gray
can
hair,
get big
dog.
bread. They can get big
Manny
bread.
Pacquiao
Manny
got gray
Pacquiao's
hair.
the cash cow.
Manny Pacquiao got gray hair.
Listen,
Yes,
Pacquiao
sir,
versus
Pacquiao got all that money in that Floyd fight. Why he still fighting, bro?
Pacquiao
That's
versus
what I don't
Devin Haney,
understand.
bro.
What
It's
you
sale,
do with
bro.
all your money?
Pacquiao got bills, dog. Pacquiao already half that shit with the Bob Earl. Then he had to
I
pay
know.
taxes. That nigga
What
was
happened
broke.
to
That
his
nigga had to
money?
fight Keith Thurman and shit and fight some other niggas. That nigga been broke, nigga.
Yeah, he broke. He broke.
He is broke. He is broke. He damn near broke because that's why he's still fighting.
Pacquiao got a whole lot of people to take care of.
Yeah, he take care of the whole country. You feel me? He doing civic duty, man. He part of the government over there. Do you understand what the Philippines is like over there?
God
They
damn,
get
he's the
assassinated.
government. He is
They
the
be just
government,
killing
huh?
them guys. They love him over there.
That nigga
He
did
spread
get the
all
whole
his money out
Philippines
like
stimulus
Jesus with
package.
the loaves and all of that. He gave it to his people. You ain't seen his camps over the years? There'll be like 30 deep every time he's doing something, working.
And he got the whole Philippines with him wherever he go. He got
Man,
him with him now.
wherever he go, man, he's busting it down. So you feel me? They about to go get some more bread for each other.
It'd be like 100 people running with him. He'd be like, God,
Running
they be
with
standing
him.
on the other side of the street waiting
Right,
for
but
him.
one of them
bust
niggas
out
should
like
be taking up to be fighting instead of Pacquiao by now. Like y'all ain't learned how to scrap being around this nigga for 50 years.
I think his son fight. Don't his son fight?
Whose son?
Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao.
I don't know.
He had a
Yeah.
brother that was fighting as well.
What's his record?
Well, we don't know.
He might have, yeah, we don't know. That's crazy. We don't know baby Pac-Man.
Man, listen, I can't
Probably
wait for
no
this.
money getting put behind him.
Man, I don't want to see Pac-Man no goddamn more, dog.
Nah, I just think it's real deal. I just think he's washed, man, and it's unfortunate for what I seen with that last exhibition bout.
He's 50 years old. He ain't Hopkins.
And so, you know, it makes no sense for him to get in there and be able to compete with a relatively young Barrios. But Barrios ain't that good though, so he's the weakest at
Who got to beat the
147.
hell
so.
out of Pacquiao, dog?
Hey,
That's why I think it's
Hey,
fixed,
Blaze.
bro. That's why I'm thinking they saying like Turkey saying, "Hey man, take it easy on the cash cow, man. We gonna make sure you get paid."
Hey, Blaze.
Nobody taking it easy
If
on
Pacquiao
shit.
make
Nobody
weight,
get his
I
ass
don't
whooped.
think he washed on this nigga Barrios.
I mean, he got the best opponent to come back. You know, they got a belt.
It's all in the cards. I'm trying to tell you guys. It's going to be Pacquiao's going to beat Mario Barrios. Then Tank's going to fight him next spring. I'm trying to tell
Okay,
you
that's
guys.
what's
That's how
up.
it goes.
I'm not buying that shit. I'm not buying it.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, about to beat.
What if Pacquiao fight Devin Haney?
Hey.
What if Pacquiao fight Devin Haney?
Pacquiao's not fighting Devin Haney. He's fighting
Why not?
Tank. He's fighting
Why
Tank.
won't he?
That's why.
Devin's available.
He's fighting Tank.
Man,
Fighting
Pacquiao's not
Tank.
fighting no damn Tank, man.
Yes, yeah. Pacquiao's fighting Tank next
Come on,
year.
man.
They are obsessed.
Bro, that's crazy.
I don't know why you guys getting. That makes perfect sense.
So
I'm
when
trying to tell you.
so they want to see so they want to see Pacquiao knocked
hear this shit,
so
bro.
they want to see Pacquiao knocked out like he did before before when he flat on his face. That's what they want to see.
Hey, I'm gonna
It's
tell
a
you
big
like
money
the whole
fight.
world's gonna fight
How
Tank.
about
You know how much money?
Like,
You know how much money Tank and Pacquiao can make from that
man,
fight?
they gonna make way more money than that Jake Paul shit. If he beat Barrios, they gonna make way more money than that. And it might be a
Oh, I
good
mean,
fight.
I'm just whatever. But Jake Paul and Tank, that's the first
He
money
make
maker.
big bread. He win Barrios and get a title.
Hey, bro, said he said
Then Pacquiao,
these
then
fighters
he's gonna
aren't
fight. Then he's gonna fight Logan Paul. That's
But
what it's gonna be.
I mean, that's
how
what's
you
up.
know
Get his money.
how you know they
He's the
not gonna make
promoter.
Manny? How you know they not gonna make Manny Pacquiao and Jake Paul?
No.
Yeah, that's cool. That'll be a good fight
No.
for the
Jake
money.
Paul after after that, Jake Paul said he's only gonna focus. Listen. Jake Paul said he's gonna focus on women's boxing next year. That's why you find Tank at the end of the year. No joke.
Bro, hey, you said that these fighters aren't about their bag like Tank is. If that's the case, Tank really about his bag. Don't you think that Shakur fight would have been happened by now? Which is Tank?
Nope, because Logan Paul makes more money.
No, Shakur ain't no damn bag, bro. Shout out Paid in Full on the panel.
What's up, Paid in Full?
Shakur can't get his own self paid. How you gonna get Tank paid? Paid in Full. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Paid in Full. Y'all can hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
My bad. I don't really got nothing. I'm just tapping in with y'all. Just jump in the conversation.
Even Paid and Pennies understand that Tank Paul and Tank is fighting this. See, because me and Paid and Pennies were talking about this behind the scenes.
Or just come in the house, bro. Like, I'm tired of telling you this all day, every day. Don't be doing nothing to her, bro. Like, real talk. Hey, I don't care about you whining.
I need 126 today.
Anyway, so Paid Pennies, who's just going to win?
Win with who? My bad. What's going on?
Hitchison and Cambosis.
Oh, Hitchison, bro. Cambosis trash. Everybody trying to. He knew that when he picked him.
Yeah, that was straight up cherry picking and half.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
When he picked him, bro.
I agree.
You got Bill and them trying to hype him up like he's somebody, bro. You only hyping that nigga up because he gave y'all an opportunity, bro. That nigga fucking trash.
So if
it's amazing in boxing.
He like the Paulie Malignaggi of this era of boxing. Got a big name, but fucking trash. Always losing his big ass fights.
I agree, Paid. 100%.
Now, what I got an issue with is the situation dealing with Shakur with that ring being the size that it is. Like, I don't know how. I feel like Turki trying to set him up, bro. Like, I feel like he's trying to set him up to lose, to be honest. Because why would you make the ring that size? When
he is Paid, but it ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna work.
The ring is not gonna mess with Shakur.
I think Turki just wanted to make the ring smaller. I don't think it's necessarily
to hurt Shakur.
I don't think it's pointed out mainly to one fighter. I think he just wanted to make an excuse to make the ring smaller. Because
but why? But why 2 cents?
Hold on. Is ring and Riyadh season cards? Is the ring always gonna be 18 by 18? If the ring is always gonna be 18 by 18, he just wanted to make the ring smaller. If it's not gonna be 18 by 18, he wanted to put Bud, Shakur, Devin, Morrell, and all those fighters that fight with that type of style in a trick bag.
Right.
Nah, this what I think. Like I keep
But
saying.
this just the first fight that's coming up. You don't know if he's gonna do that for any other fight.
With that ring.
That's my issue. I wanted to know if he's gonna keep it like that, then cool. But if he's doing that for specific fighters, then you know what his plan is.
I think.
How many times has Shakur fought 18 by 18?
Look, I agree with you, Paid for. I think this all a cover up for Canelo. I think Canelo went to go and complain, and Canelo ain't trying to lose. Canelo ain't trying to lose this fight because this shit gonna be already said. He lost to Floyd, then he lose to Terrence Crawford, and then he said there at the end of the fight with William Skull, he said out of his mouth, he said, "That's why I don't fight guys like this." He said at the end of the fight because you run. That's why I don't fight guys. I think it's all a cover up. Turki trying to play like it's for everybody, but he really doing this for the Canelo and Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with Shakur.
I'm telling you, it's not going to work, though. It's not going to work, especially against Bud.
It's not going to work.
Especially against Bud.
Why he just didn't start it with that fucking fight then? That's my issue.
That's what I'm saying.
What's right? Oh, you mean like?
Yeah, with the Canelo fight. Why he just didn't make the ring that small with Canelo fight? If that was what he was doing.
I don't think it has to do with Shakur. It really doesn't, because If all the people on the card, why would he just make this a ring small for somebody who's supposedly on the undercard? Just one
Shakur
fighter
normally fight with distance though. He normally fight with distance.
with one fight. You're talking about
But you're
one
saying,
fight.
but wouldn't
But
it be the
hold
same
on.
size for
It's
all
because
of the
that
card,
damn
right?
car was trash. The car was trash on the
Hold on, no cap.
fucking Times Square.
Hold
It was
on.
trash. No fights was trash.
Hold on, no
And
cap.
now
Let me say this.
he think
No
that's gonna
cap.
make the fight more interesting, but the
No
fight's
cap.
still gonna be trash in this 18 by 18.
No cap.
Because
Listen,
they're
let me
there,
say this. Hold on, no
Rolly and
cap.
Ryan wasn't.
I don't want to have to mute you, no cap, but I don't think you hear me. Let me say this real quick, no cap, and I'm gonna let you get the mic back. Damn, what was I finna say? Oh, I think that a 18 by 18 ring with Bud and Canelo, I think that's where we're gonna see a real problem. Because Canelo can cut the ring off, and Bud do need to move around for his style.
He does. He does 2 cents. But
And he
he'll
does.
find him.
And I don't know if he's going to have the power to really back Canelo up, or keep just kind of be able to kind of keep him at bay and be able to move around. Canelo just gonna high guard and walk him down, bro.
Thanks. And the thing
Wow.
about this,
Oh my
is
God.
Canelo. The thing
I
about
don't
this
think you're
is,
gonna high guard against Bud.
hey, Terrence. The thing about this is Canelo probably done already went to him. Canelo already said it
Yeah,
out his mouth
crying,
millions of times. I don't like
crying.
fighting fighters like this.
I know.
So
Went there crying.
you know he said
Man,
something. And it's on Mexican Independence Day. He ain't trying to get a burst on that day.
exactly. He crying.
So
He
so
crying
so
to
so so,
Turkey.
so I and then Oscar De La Hoya already said this. He said it's the wins. If we do make the fight, we're gonna make the ring smaller. He already said that about Shakur. He said, yeah, we can make the fight happen, but we're gonna make it way smaller.
Yo,
But
Rich, did
So
you?
so I
Yo,
think
Rich, did you hear? Yo,
huh?
Rich, did you
They gonna
hear?
try to
Did
do all
you
this
hear
stuff to him.
Della
Within
Hoya
that-
crying?
What you say?
He had that bitch fest. That bitch fest. He was
Nah,
crying about
Two
Dana.
Cent said something.
Oh my God, he was crying like a bitch.
Hey,
Man, I don't care at this point
Two
Della
because
Cent said
Hoya.
what?
they want a deep fried turkey. They want to go over there, and hold hands with that motherfucker. Get your ass in that fucking little ass rig and
Hold on,
fight,
hold on,
bitch ass.
hold on. Listen. If the ring stay 18 by 18, you better be ready to fight when you go on a Riyadh or a ring card. And
That's what
that's
it
just
is
what it's
now.
gonna
2
be.
cents.
But to come up 2 weight classes and then you put me in that little bitty small ass ring,
they
crazy work.
try. Oh, so you try to they try to set Bud up. You gonna make Bud pay for that? But he's like, yeah, he going out
So when
moving.
Bud beat this
Put
man,
in
it's
the,
just gonna be even better.
I know, right? Bud is different, bro. If he thinks he can win, he'll fight him, bro.
What is Bud going to do with
I
Canelo's
don't know.
power?
2 sets. I
You said
don't know.
what?
He'll find a way.
What did you
He
say?
gonna find a
But I'm
way.
saying I gotta look. But I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Bud has
what
fought
you
an 18
said?
by 18 ring before.
Tucson, what did you
People just
just say?
didn't realize it.
I said, what is Bud gonna do with Canelo's power when he walking him down and punching his arms when he trying to escape and doing all that? What he gonna do?
That's
What
the
do
But
you
point.
do?
nobody could do.
Hold on.
I,
Let me answer.
2 cents. No one.
Nah,
Okay, go ahead. Go
you
ahead.
gotta ask the
Go
question
ahead.
back. What he
I
gonna do
got
with
Go
you.
Terrence
ahead.
Crawford
I got
power?
you. For one,
Terrence Crawford power, bro.
we haven't
Yeah.
seen. Hold up.
Wait. I'm
There's
trying to
no
hear. Go ahead.
there's no footage of Bud being hit on his arms and somebody really walking him down. So when it comes to what is he gonna do, that's yet to be seen. But what I can tell you is, Bud, when he gets hit, has been seen to get into more active. When he gets caught with a punch, he starts to lets his hand go even more. So with that being said, and
So he
Bud's
just gonna get
hold
counter
on,
punched
let me
and get
finish. Let me
dropped.
finish.
Man.
Let me finish. Let me finish. So if Bud's on that type, if Bud's already been doing that, and he's already been talking about he's always been fighting bigger fighters, then I don't think them punches that you think is on the arms is gonna hurt as much as you think is gonna hurt. So let Canelo think it's gonna hurt him, and Bud's gonna put his ass to sleep. Canelo's going to
Canelo is a light heavyweight,
bro. If he put him to sleep, if he put him to sleep,
no matter what, the hardest hits is the ones
band up.
Hold on. Go ahead,
I
Black Queen.
appreciate your confidence in Bud Crawford, but when have you ever seen Canelo been put to sleep, knocked down, or buzzed?
The ones you don't.
Is the Bud and Canelo even a team?
I didn't ask you that. I asked you.
Just say TKO
when
boxing or
was
the
the
ticket.
last
You don't say
no
Riyadh.
cap. Be quiet.
He hasn't.
When is the
He has
last
not.
time
He
you ever
has
seen
not.
that?
He has not.
So
He has not.
so I understand. So you're expecting Bud to do something that nobody in 63 fights has done. Is that what you're saying to me?
And you guys expecting me to believe
Yes
that?
or no?
Yes.
Okay.
But
All
you
right.
guys
I'm
are
just
on the
being simple.
yes. To answer your question, yes. But on the contrary to that, you're telling me somebody's gonna beat the shit out of Bud that nobody ain't did
And
in
I
40
understand
fights.
you're
Right?
emotional. I get that. I was
No,
just asking
it's
this
the
question,
same
band
thing.
up.
It's the
Band
same
up,
Relax.
thing.
band up. Who
I'm
said
asking a
that?
Nobody's beat
question,
Bud.
bro.
Band up. Who
Oh
said
my
Canelo
God.
was gonna beat the shit out of Bud, bro? Who said that? Who
I'm
said
just
that?
saying, like you just said, what's he gonna do when he realized he can't take Bud's power and he's walking him down,
She said
aka beating the shit out of him. If you're walking
she
somebody down, you're beating the shit out of him, right?
she said that Bud gonna get counterpunched, but Bud gonna see them punches coming. He used to fight in smaller weight classes where they punch way
No, but you
faster.
talk about
So he
somebody
gonna
being walked down.
see that. He
Tucson,
gonna
you
see
said
that
being
shit.
walked down.
He walked down Charlo.
If you're being walked down, you're
Nah,
getting
Charlo
beat.
ain't Bud. Charlo ain't nowhere near Bud.
I'm not saying
Skill
he is. I'm
level,
saying he walked him down.
personality, aggressiveness. He ain't nowhere near like Bud.
He's going to do. Bud is going to do to.
Charlo got his level. They some suckers.
Bud is going to do to Canelo what has happened to Canelo twice before. He's going to outsmart Canelo. Period. Canelo is not that. He's not smarter than Bud in the ring. He's not a better boxer than Bud, and he doesn't counterpunch as best as Bud.
Tell him, Greg.
Mike can punch harder than Bud, but he's not smart enough to cut Bud off and drop him. Period. Charlo got dropped because Charlo was not ready to fight Canelo. He doesn't prepare like Bud does, so he went in the ring unprepared to fight somebody like Canelo. Bud is not that same fighter. Bud is a much more better athlete and fighter than Charlo is. So what you're going to see to me, and I'm ready to start talking about it now, is that Bud is, like I said, he's going to outsmart Canelo. He's going to be more fluid in the ring with Canelo, and a smaller ring will not be a problem for him either. Canelo is going to get frustrated, and the same thing that had happened to him twice will happen a third time. That's how I'm seeing that fight playing out right now.
Yeah, me too.
So let me ask you a question, Mr. Greg.
Me too.
Hold on.
Hey, you said it. You said it. You said that.
Can I respond to Mr. Greg Tucson?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You said that shit right.
So I understand everything that you're saying. So how do you see Bud putting on that extra weight and being able to move around in the ring with those extra pounds on him? Do you think that's going to be to his benefit or to his detriment?
No, because he's done it right. See, Bud put on the weight early. He put on the weight earlier this year, probably late last year. He's already been training with the weight, so he's trimming down as he prepares for the fight. Sometimes fighter put the weight on, and then they start training. Bud put the weight on. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. They put the fight. They put on the weight, then they try to take it off to come down to 168. Bud has been training, so his speed, the way he moves, the way he does things in the ring will coincide as he shrinks down in weight. Because you got to remember, this is the fourth time he's come up in weight. This is nothing new to him. So he knows how to do this better than most fighters who go up in weight. So this is science. This is where the science comes in. And of course, we can say some other stuff, but the science of boxing is what Bud does best. So when you think about that extra weight, Bud is a little bit taller than Canelo, and I'll use an example. Do you remember Ray Leonard is shorter than Bud? Ray went up to 175 to beat Donnie Lalonde. So keep that in mind. And he got dropped, but he knocked Donnie Lalonde out. So it's possible to do what Bud is doing at 168. So
all right. Hold on, we got somebody new on the panel. Shout out Robert Pitts on the panel.
And Bud reach is something else.
Mr. Greg, Mr. Greg, the fight with Madrimov where he was getting pieced up, do you see that happening in the Canelo fight? And if so, how do you see him responding? Because see, like I hear y'all, right? And I get it. Y'all are riding for y'all guy. I appreciate that. I love that. I just really don't think y'all are being realistic. And I hear you put on the weight correctly. He did all of that. But there's a difference between, I think, like sparring some of those guys, some of the time, and having to get in there with Canelo. And you don't know what Canelo has been working on. So again, I get it. Bud he walks on water, whatever. But are you thinking realistically about this fight? Like, I hear y'all saying everything Bud's gonna do and he's gonna knock Canelo out and all that good shit. What are y'all gonna do if he don't?
We'll have to
Let me get this super chat. Let me get this super chat. Shout out World of Animals with the $5 in the super chat. World of Animals says walking on water.
Well, he
Shout
can
out
walk
World of Animals.
He can walk on water, so he doesn't have to swim.
See, that's my issue with this, and that's my issue with this fight.
Again.
Hold on, this my issue with that fight is because the simple
Hold on,
fact
Pate.
of,
I want Greg to respond.
No, I just said that he's walking on water because he doesn't have to swim. I didn't say that he's going to knock Canelo out. I don't see it that being a knockout, but I don't see Canelo knocking Bud out either. But if Bud loses, he just loses. You have to accept that.
see, and that's my issue with it because, like, if he lose, then he was supposed to lose. But
well,
if
nobody's supposed to lose. You just lose because you didn't win.
Right, but I'm saying, I respect that, Mr. Greg, but a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people more so see it more so if he lose, then okay, he dared to be great. But then nobody tells him to go the fuck up there.
I ain't hear nobody say that yet.
Man, Canelo trash, dog. Bud about to beat that nigga ass.
Hold on, we got
Canelo
somebody new on the
trash.
panel. Robert Pitts, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
No cap, you are crazy.
You on mute, Robert Pitts. Hold on. Go ahead, Robert Pitts. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Mr. Greg, bro, I completely disagree with you, bro, about your analogy on how Bud gonna beat Canelo. Canelo definitely can beat Bud, bro. Bud is not no new Floyd Mayweather like everybody acts like he is, bro.
Never said
You
that.
can't even
man.
you can't even show me like because I know a lot of people like to compare him to like that. So I try to go off of that because people, every time you hear somebody explain how he gonna beat Canelo, they base it off of the Floyd fight. First of all, Bud don't have the best defense. He don't. Floyd is the type of fighter that he can hit you without you hitting him. He has great defensive responsibility, which Bud does not have. He gets hit. If you close the distance on Bud, you can hit Bud. You feel me? Like Bud he's not unhittable like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you can't show me one fight where Bud was standing in front of somebody like Floyd does and they throwing a 4 to 6 punch combination and just missing all the punches and Floyd got his hands down. Bud don't fight like that, bro. He don't do nothing like that. The reason why the reason why I'm using that is because every time I get into an argument with somebody, they say, oh, Floyd beat Canelo, so Bud gonna beat Canelo. I totally disagree with that. Another thing is Bud been doing all that stuff that he been doing on low tier opponents.
Oh my God.
Most of his opponents are not top tier opponents. They're not. Ain't nobody gonna remember these fights. How you get what?
Once again,
I gotta agree. I gotta agree.
Okay.
No,
okay, let me answer. Let me answer. Let me
What he gotta say, man?
That's crazy.
Let me answer. But because there's too many belts in boxing. Like, because there's too many belts in boxing, quality of opponent matters over belts to me. Like, because we've seen a lot of garbage opponents get belts. Barincek is trash, and he just had a belt. You feel me? Like, belts, it's about what you do. It's about
trash than Barincek.
That is correct.
But you can, but you can get in a position to win a belt, just like
you got full
just
belts,
like
though.
Madrimov.
Everybody
okay.
with a belt.
But the thing is,
top tier opponent. William Skull's a top tier opponent. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
You going in and
wrong
out
about that because he had a great defensive performance against Victor Postol, who was the boogeyman and a devastating puncher, and he had a 3-inch reach advantage over Bud. And Bud neutralized. He couldn't do anything to Bud.
We got the Bud buddies up here tonight. Hold on, y'all. Shout out.
It did after he was using the ring and frustrated Victor Postol. Victor Postol was like coming to the center of the ring, and what Bud do? He came in the center of the ring, cracked him, and then Victor Postol started running for his fucking life. He turned into the track
is not
star.
a top fighter though.
Put on the track
Postal is trash.
Got the fuck out of town.
Postal is trash though, bro. Postal is not
Postal trash when he was the boogeyman at the time. Bud fought him.
What did he do out? What did he? He was not the boogeyman. He was not the
boogeyman. You don't watch boxing.
What made him the boogeyman?
Mr. Pitts.
What fight made him become the boogeyman?
Mr. Pitts.
All 28 fights he had.
You took into account.
What fight made him the boogeyman?
He was 28
What
and
did
0, the
what
same as
fight? Can I
Bud.
just?
That's what made him the boogeyman. They was both 28 and
You
0.
ain't no boogeyman.
No
They was the
cap.
two
I
best
don't
in the
know.
Anybody
division.
can
I
go
don't know
20.
what's going on.
They was
Trench
scared
don't
to
even
post
cap.
It's
off.
all.
They was hyping the
It,
book. They
it,
said he was the
listen,
boogeyman.
nobody was ever,
Just like they said Canelo was
nobody
the
was ever
boogeyman.
postal, bro.
Yo,
Okay,
who
Mr.
Canelo
Pitts,
beat?
you
Hold
took
on,
his
y'all.
John
Hold
Ryder?
on,
How
y'all.
come he couldn't knock
Rick
out John
Timms.
Ryder, bum ass?
Hold on, no cap. Let me get Rick Timms in on the conversation. Rick Timms, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Bud Buddies unite.
Hey, first of all, I'm not no damn Bud buddy. I don't do that Bud buddy bullshit. I'm a Bud supporter. And you know what, y'all? Hey, just put that picture with Bud on the damn water, 2 cents. That shit's so diabolical. I mean, come on. That's
Hey, that-
crazy.
the Bucks
And
fans
you know
love
what?
that picture. Rick Timms, they love that picture.
Hey, it's some Bud folk that really feel that way, sadly. But you know what, man? Let me say this, y'all. The man really gonna shock the world. Just give him some time in September. Man, Canelo cannot deal with no damn fooling around with the damn Canelo cannot deal with undefeated elite black fighters. Okay?
Elite?
And hold on, y'all.
That nigga super elite.
That boy going in the church. Where you at, Rick Timms?
You
Said
ain't gonna
elite.
pay his
Everybody
child
going to
support.
church.
Nobody don't want to hear nothing Rick gotta say.
Can I address Mr. Pitts again until Rick comes back?
Go ahead, Mr. Gregg. One at a
Mr.
time,
Tim,
y'all. Go ahead, Mr. Gregg.
you pointed out a lot of what you feel are Bud's deficiencies, but you don't point out what Canelo's deficiencies are. And that's how he always finds himself in the situation that he's in. And a lot of his fights with boxers, Canelo gets outboxed. And the fighters that he's lost to were the ones who outboxed him. Basically, we're talking about Floyd, we're talking about Bivol. We're also talking about he was being outboxed by Lara. He was being outboxed by smaller fighters. They just didn't have the power to continue. Bud is taller, a better boxer than the other two, than the other ones, with the exceptions of Floyd and Bivol, because Bivol is bigger. You got to take those things into account too. Those are I get the intangibles. Bud is going to take advantage of that because Bud is also a very smart fighter, which is why I said he will outsmart Canelo. He's not going to I don't think he's going to try to outmuscle Canelo, but he's going to outsmart him and he's going to outbox him because he has the particular skills and the talent to do that. Canelo always gets frustrated with guys who can box, and particularly guys who can move, which is why he was complaining that nobody standing in front of him and waiting for him to hit him. You're not supposed to, because this is actually boxing. So that's the thing. Canelo is used to getting his way with guys who are a little bit smaller and guys who aren't as strong as he is and can't hit as hard. He even got frustrated with Bivol because Bivol wouldn't do what Canelo wanted him to do. And that's where his weakness is. It's not physically, it's psychologically and it's mentally. And Bud is going to exploit that. So that's all I want to say.
You want
to take advantage. You got to take it. You got to take into account that Canelo has those weaknesses as well. Like you say, Bud is not as big or strong as Canelo. That's true. But Canelo is not as smart as Bud.
Canelo can make more mistakes than Bud can afford to make.
Hey, Pitts, I want to know what Canelo mistakes. What mistakes Canelo had, man? You only said what mistakes Bud had.
And where is this top tier opponents that Canelo was doing it against? Like you're trying to put Bud against, or Bud don't do nothing against no top tier opponents. The fuck out of here, bro! Oh my god!
No, I just want to know. I just know. Pitts laid it all. Pitts laid it all down about
stuff. Like
but still, band up. We're having a conversation.
Wait, hold on. Nah, Pitts laid it all down about Terrence Crawford. I want to know what about Canelo Alvarez? What's wrong with him?
You got to unmute if you're talking, Robert. We can't hear you.
Mr. Pitts.
I just want to know. From what he did, Canelo can do everything.
Go ahead, Mr. Pitts. We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll answer it. Yeah, Canelo definitely got he got flaws. He flat. First of all, he flat footed.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is,
Oh,
another
man.
thing that I'll point out. So that's he got to be able to catch up to Bud. But Canelo has showed that he's able to catch up to people. Laura got good footwork. Laura got fast feet, good footwork. Canelo was catching him. Canelo was catching up to him, and that's all it's gonna take. Especially for somebody who's not his size, somebody who's naturally not his size. It's gonna break him down more. The times he get to Bud is gonna be significant because he's gonna break him down even more. Because Laura and Canelo was pretty much the same size. Bud is not. So that's shit. When he catch up to him, he's gonna catch him at times.
Okay.
That's gonna count. And he ain't gonna let him out. When he catch up to him, he gonna go to the body, all that. And even if he hitting him on the arms, he gonna be hurting Bud.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Who skill wise?
That's what y'all said about Earl Spence.
Skill wise, who better, Laura or Crawford? Skill wise, pound for pound wise.
I give Crawford that. I give Crawford more of the edge just because he displayed more at times. We all know the Cuban boxers like people. A lot of people say Laura beat Canelo. I didn't think that. I thought Canelo won because Laura.
Okay. Now
because that's but we all know. Yeah. Say what?
So with Bud beat Canelo, y'all gotta say he the GOAT did, because y'all hyping Canelo up like he's some kind of beast.
No, I just wanted to know
Well,
where
they
it was
gonna-
coming
they gonna
from,
say
man.
he did
I ain't mad at you.
Canelo just trash to me. I'm tired of people dick sucking Canelo.
No,
Like
I
he
get
doing
that.
something.
I get
Canelo
that.
ass,
But
nigga.
lately,
This
you
nigga
just
De La
been
Hoya
crazy.
beat the shit out of Canelo in his prime. Man, Canelo ain't shit.
Hey,
Bro,
Pitts, I ain't mad at
You is crazy.
I'm tired of this Canelo shit. Hyping this hype job up.
No
He got
cap,
them free
no
belts
cap,
in
no
'68.
cap.
They act
No
like he
cap.
did something. I'm
No
tired of
cap.
Canelo. Oh,
We're
bro, knock his
talking
ass
about
out. Somebody got to put an end to this
divisions,
bullshit.
bro. We're talking about two different weight divisions. So the niggas his
I don't
size
care.
could
Canelo
do
ass.
to him. You want a small dude to come up and do something to him?
Shit,
Say
Canelo
what?
ain't that big. He couldn't knock up Miguel Cotto old ass. Cotto smaller than Bud.
Man, we
That's
gonna
true.
see.
He's like, dog, Canelo ain't nothing but a fat motherfucker that didn't want to lose weight no more. And then he took a bunch of easy fights at 168.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. This shit was all a cover up for Canelo. I'm telling
But
you.
why y'all don't think that Crawford is another easy fight
they-
for Canelo?
Huh?
Why would he take? Why would Canelo? But no, let me ask y'all. Think about this. Think about this though, right? Why would Canelo take a fight that's not easy if all he been taking is easy fights?
Listen, it's all a cover up, man. That smaller ring, all that shit is all. It's
Good
all.
question. But
I don't
let me
think
just
all of
say,
Canelo's fights were easy. in the first
you
place.
said this yourself. You said Bud is great at making adjustments on the fly, and that's gonna be shown. No matter what Canelo try to do, and this don't work,
Busting
and
the
then
ass,
that dude,
man.
and this don't work. This is a chess match. I don't think he can win. Period. And Bud has the deeper bag of tricks. Bud has a deeper skill set. He has the longer arms. If he got him keep making them adjustments, he's gonna keep making them adjustments throughout the ring. He's going to outsmart him, like Greg was
Bro,
saying.
if he
And when
keep
I said
getting punched, listen, you get punched on by Canelo round after round after round. It's not going. You know what I'm saying? He's not in there with somebody his size. Like y'all not taking into account the accumulation of the punches. What that's gonna do to Bud? Like y'all not taking none of that into account.
Yo, I agree. I hear that. Hold on, let me respond real quick. I hear that, but that's the same implement and the same goals and the same things you guys were saying for that Arrow was going to do to Bud.
Bro,
The accumulate. No, I know they're two different fighters. But you guys know the accumulation of punches and this, that, and the other. And you've seen how deep his bag of tricks is. I don't get that. It's not going to get to the accumulation of punches where you think it's going to be enough to put him. You're not going to get that smart on him.
Your panel full. Dondrick said he's trying
Let
to
me
get
just be
on.
real. Styles make fights, and Canelo just ain't got the style to deal with Bud. He don't got the technical boxing ability
Click the link,
to get to Bud.
All that shit sound good, y'all, but Canelo is way bigger than Bud, and that's
He's not way bigger than him. When Bud next to him, I don't see that. I don't see him way bigger than Bud.
I don't see him being way bigger. 2 cents.
Yeah, he not way
That's
bigger
all
than
they're
him.
gonna rely on. It's okay.
He like a light.
Wasn't Caleb Smith way bigger than Canelo, or Canelo beat him? Canelo beat people way bigger than him?
in September, and we're gonna be like, we gonna
He
be
said
having
it's
the same
full.
stuff.
He said it's full
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So somebody
yeah.
got dropped off. Let
Rick
Dondra
Timms
come
just
up.
hopped up here. Rick Timms just hopped up
Oh.
here. Frequent Flyer, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Oh, hold on, Rick Timms, what you got for the show, Rick?
Yeah. Let me say this right quick because I got to get back on this post. You know what, y'all? Hey, man, they both gonna get hit on. You know, Canelo easily the heavy favorite. It's just something different about this dude, Bud, man. Bud gonna get
Yeah.
knocked the fuck out instead of running. Before he run, he'll get knocked the fuck out, you know,
Exactly.
trying to fight that man back. He not gonna pull a Mel, he not gonna pull a Dev nor a Skull. And check this out,
Ain't
y'all.
gonna pull
The
no
man that had a
Charlo.
whole year to prepare for this bigger dude. And keep this name in mind, y'all. Lester Martinez is in Bud's camp. And Lester Martinez is a bad MF. So he been getting hit on by bigger dudes for this whole past year. So give him some time, y'all. He gonna win majority decision or split decision. And check it out, man. And we're
All
gonna
right,
see.
we gonna see. Hey, listen, if Bud beat
All right.
Canelo, great. It ain't like I don't got no
Yeah, I
horse
got
in the
no
race.
dog in that race. Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I don't
was
got no
carried
horse in the
away.
race. I'm just saying, to me, it just looked like when I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, okay, and like y'all think Canelo not
Try
gonna
it
come in
now,
that ring prepared?
Dondra.
He definitely
Try it now, Dondra.
Nah,
yeah, come on.
nobody not saying that with Canelo. Canelo definitely
Damn.
gonna come.
Hold on,
Canelo
Dondra.
definitely
Dean
gonna
just
come.
popped on. You got to hurry up, Dondra. Can click the panel hot tonight. You can call in, Dondra.
Dean, salute, Dean. Dean,
281-103. Shout out Dean and Frequent Flyer on the panel.
what's good, Dean? Bring the flyer.
Frequent, what's
What's
your 2
up,
cents?
y'all?
What you got for the show, Frequent? Y'all let Frequent talk.
Well,
Do not cut him off, no matter what ridiculous shit he say. All right, let's go, Frequent.
Well, for starters, I don't think Bud is an easy fight for nobody. You know, when Bud is prepared. I don't like the fact that he moved up, that many weight classes. What is it? 2? He skipped up
What
2
is
to
that
fight.
noise?
Oh, I got a swing in my basement. One of my sons swinging on a swing. But yeah, I don't
Okay,
think
you got a swing in your basement.
Yeah,
I don't think Bud is an easy fight for Canelo. Like Rick Timms was saying, I don't think that Bud is gonna get discouraged that fast, like Charlo did, because it seemed like when Charlo went in there, Charlo hit him with, he caught him with a good shot, and Canelo seemed like he just walked through it, and so I think that took like Charlo confidence away, and so Charlo seemed like he stopped trying. He was just on survival mode after that. I don't think Bud is that type of fighter. I think Bud got more dog in him. Pause. So I think Bud is, that's going to make Bud fight harder if, he hit Canelo and it looked like it ain't do nothing. I think Bud going to try to hit him with more, so, and Canelo, yeah, and like I heard somebody saying Canelo not that good. Canelo weakness is he's flat-footed, so I don't think, he got a good weave game and all of that. He got good head movement, upper body movement and all of that. He got little tricks and stuff he do, but Bud do too. So I think Bud feet is better than his. Not to say that I think that Bud is going to be running from him or nothing like that, but I think Bud can, control a distance and get out of the way of punches, block some punches and make them pay. See, Bud is a counter puncher. That's one thing that we didn't see Charlo doing in there, or nobody that Canelo's been fighting as far as I've seen. As of lately, he been beating a lot of bums, a lot of people who not counter punches as well. I think Bud is a really good counter puncher. So, counter punchers, they got a knack for catching somebody with punches that they don't see or they punches that they not ready for. And those are the punches that really hurt you. So I think that Bud can possibly hurt Canelo, I think that's the key to hurting him. Catch him with something off of, catch and shoot, or catch him with something he don't see. Bud be throwing combinations and all that, man. I just think y'all sleeping on Bud. Bud not gonna be no easy fight for Canelo.
All right, Dean, by any means, what's your 2 cents? What you got
What's
for the
up,
show?
Dean?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse the fans in the background. I'm in the store real quick. I wanted to say this, y'all. We just saw Bud fight Madrimov. Do anybody think that Bud Crawford, I mean Madrimov is better than Canelo Alvarez?
No.
He's a way better boxer than Canelo. Yeah,
No, y'all say a better boxer than Canelo, right?
he's way better boxer.
Okay.
Got way more skills than Canelo.
Bud
Bivol actually
thinks
used
Well,
Madrimov as a sparring partner
I
to
don't
prepare
think
for
so, but I
Canelo.
think it's a different type of fight because Madrimov, he was running from Bud a lot. He was like wasn't trying to
Madrimov was not
engage with
running
Bud.
from Bud.
Not
He was
Madrimov,
scared
running,
of
but
Bud's power though.
he
He
wasn't
refused to
trying to
throw punches.
engage.
All he did
He
was
was
feint.
doing that.
y'all not
Madrimov
about to
came with a
hold on.
herky jerky
Y'all done cut
style,
me
and
off.
he
Y'all done
wasn't.
cut me off. Y'all done cut me off, bro. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I watched the fight too, y'all. Who y'all trying to convince?
You
Bud
you
almost
asked us
lost.
a question, bro.
Bud almost
Hey, let
lost
him
the
get his
fight.
2 cents off,
He
Freak.
didn't almost
Nobody
lose
cut
the
you off.
fight. That was an easy
Hey,
win
no
for
cap.
Bud.
Hold on, y'all. Let Dean get his 2 cents off. Nobody cut you off, Freaker. Go ahead, Dean.
First of all, to say that was an easy fight for Bud, which it wasn't. It wasn't an easy fight. Bud started dominating the last 3 rounds of the fight. That's what got him over. It was close prior to that. Like, what am I supposed to believe? Y'all are my lying eyes. I saw the fight. If he couldn't
Yeah,
stop
nothing happened
Madrimov,
most of the fight because Madrimov was scared to throw punches.
Madrimov was scared
Bud
to
That's
throw
turned
that's
up
what
at the
I
end of
punches.
the
meant. He
fight. That's
wasn't
what
running
happened.
from him. He wasn't
Hold on, hold
engaging.
on, hold on. Madrimov was scared of him. Then why was Bud's face all swole up then?
His
Because
face was not
Madrimov had one good round where he landed punches on Bud
Bro,
because Bud was trying to get him to open up.
bro, Madrimov,
Madrimov was doing a
Madrimov
lot of feints
almost,
and stuff.
Say something.
what it
Madrimov
is.
almost. See, this is
Hey,
where
look
y'all
at
start
Madrimov's
lying,
face, dog. He look like he hit with a shit.
bro.
I just
Y'all
want to.
let
Can I just add
I
something
just
in?
bet money
hold
when
on,
Canelo garbage ass
hold
get
on.
Can I
down.
just?
No cap.
Can I
Y'all
just
let
add something in?
hold on. Y'all let Dean talk uninterrupted, please. Stop.
These niggas crazy, dog.
Now, please don't let me start yelling, cause can't none of you niggas overtalk me. Won't nobody hear you. I promise you.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
thank
gotta
you.
mute Robert
I
Piss.
ain't
I hear your
yelling.
TV. Go ahead.
So anyway, Bud Crawford, fucking left eye was almost shut. Bud Crawford's face was more beat up in that fight than we seen in a lot of different fights. So all this Madrimov was running type shit. I don't understand that. Then you
What
got
Madrimov
Canelo.
face look like?
As it should. He got 11 fights, as he should. The fuck? Bud Crawford, the number one prospect. Look what Virgil Ortiz did to him. So hold on. Virgil Ortiz beat his ass worse than Terrence Crawford.
No, he didn't.
And I'm
That was a way more competitive fight.
What?
Virgil, what the fuck? Did you watch the fight?
Was Virgil bleeding too? Wasn't they both bleeding?
Bro, this
No
nigga is
cap. No
fucking
cap.
tripping.
Let him talk, bro. Go ahead, Dean. Go
Nigga
ahead, Dean.
lying.
Anyway, Virgil Ortiz did Madrimov even worse than Bud did. We'd have been down this road when it came to Jermell Charlo. Who thinks Bud is that much better than Jermell Charlo?
I think
Jamel
he's
Charlo
better than
lost to
I
Tony Harrison,
do,
bro.
but
Dean. I think Bud is better than Jamel Charlo.
Bud is definitely more
I
skillful
didn't
than
say
Jamel Charlo, bro.
I didn't say this is why y'all got two ears. I said who thinks Bud is that much better than Jermell?
I do.
a lot better than Jamel.
I
I
don't
think he a
think he's
lot
better than
better.
him at
No,
all.
he's not a lot better than Jamel.
Yo,
I
so
don't
Yes,
think
y'all
he's
he
niggas
better
is.
than
start
him at
lying.
all.
That nigga 10 times better than that boy.
So hold on. So Bud that much better than Jermell Charlo, but he couldn't stop Madrimov?
Somebody that wasn't trying to fight with him.
What are y'all
Somebody that was
talking
doing
about?
that irky jerky
Y'all
Can
shit.
I just
just
add?
making up.
You saw the way Madrimov was
Time out.
fighting, man. He trying to
Imagine,
play
Robert
dumb.
Fitz.
imagine
Robert
my
Fitz, I
don't
gotta mute you. I want to let you talk, but you gotta turn your TV down because they gonna
Oh,
demonetize me because they gave your shit in the background. But let me say this: this whole run, Madrimov was running around. Like y'all kind of exaggerating with that.
He wasn't
Madrimov was not
running. He
running
was scared
around.
to
No,
throw
he was
punches.
doing a lot of
know.
feints. That's what I meant, Queen.
Being irky jerky. He wasn't trying to throw. He wasn't trying to mix it up with Crawford as much as he wanted to. He wanted to try to
But
get the overhand so he could counter Crawford, and that wasn't gonna go down. Bud was waiting for him to really come in
first
at
of
the
all,
beginning.
band up. But if Bud is as good as y'all saying, he should have stopped Madrimov. I don't want to hear no fucking excuses. If he's that good, he should have stopped Madrimov. Madrimov ain't no
let's
fucking
go.
world
Let's
class fighter,
go.
nigga. The fuck
But you
out of
just
Let's
I
here.
said he
compared.
go.
had to stop
You
him with
just compared
Madrimov.
that fight to Virgil to
He
what he
almost did
did
stop
there.
him
Talk
though.
about how he did him. Nigga, he wasn't throwing as much. He wasn't willing to go
Hey,
I'm
in there
ready.
and
I'm
kick
ready.
Bud like he
hey,
was with
Dean,
Virgil.
I
What are you
like
talking
Arrow
about?
too, man. But you gotta let it go, bro. He beat
If
Arrow,
Canelo hit
man.
so
You ain't
hard, why
gotta be
couldn't he
like
stop
that,
John
bro.
Ryder, who's a
And as
bum?
much as you want to talk about your lying eyes, I was in the building.
Bro, this is where niggas just be. Is Bud Crawford great or not? Ain't it his job to cut off the ring? I don't want to hear that Madrimov
He
didn't
didn't have
want
to
to
cut off the
engage.
ring. He a
You
counter
can't
Fuck
puncher.
say
out
he
of
got to
here.
cut off the ring, but then talking about Devin and them was running from Canelo and all that. Come on, bro. And
That's
have it
not
both
Devin
first
ways.
running
off.
from
Nobody was
Canelo.
running in that fight.
Yep.
Devin
Can
was
I just
running
say,
from
yep.
Canelo. What are you talking about, frequent? Devin running from Canelo. What are you talking about?
No, y'all be talking
Hey,
about Devin
Chief,
and them
come
be
back.
running, but
Come
then you
back.
talking about cutting
Robert
off the
Pitts.
ring. Somebody got to cut
Y'all,
off the
Yep.
ring.
I
y'all let
didn't say.
Robert Pitts get his bars off. Go ahead,
Go
Robert
ahead.
All
Pitts.
right. All right. Madrimov, I mean, I'm just gonna say it again. A couple people that said it. Madrimov did not run from Bud, bro. Madrimov does not have to fight the fight that y'all want him to fight so that Bud can beat him, which is y'all want him to jump in on Bud constantly so that Bud can have a lot of opportunities to counterpunch. That's all Bud
Yep.
did in that fight was just all Bud did in that fight was try to get Madrimov to come forward and land and
Yep.
so that he can land some counterpunches and try to hurt him. And it never really happened. The only time he appeared to hurt Madrimov was like in the 10th round, and
And
Madrimov
he finally
recovered
started
quickly.
going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, he recovered quickly, and then that ain't even a guarantee that he hurt Madrimov because Madrimov could have been kind of tired because he was doing a lot of movement, but Madrimov was coming forward more than Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was the one stepping. Terrence Crawford kept trying to step back and then like lean, then trying to throw some combination or a counterpunch. That's all he kept trying to do the whole fight, and that looked funny to me
Madrimov lost the fight,
because
bro.
that snack
So
logo
what?
was gone. That snack logo was gone.
What do two? Hold on. What do two counter punchers usually look like when they fight each other?
Like
Boring
that.
as hell.
Like Tank and Lamont Roach.
No, they don't.
I'm saying,
So if
Canelo don't fight like
Canelo's a
Madrimov,
counter
so it's not
puncher
even a
and
comparison to
Crawford's
me.
a counter puncher, what y'all think that fight gonna look like? Because Crawford's not backing up Canelo, y'all.
He doesn't need to.
He don't need to.
No.
Yes, he does. What are you
No, he
talking
doesn't.
about? Heck
No, he
no.
doesn't.
I've been
Let
in
me
the
say this.
comments listening this whole time. I'm tired of this today.
Let me say
Nah,
this.
I'm tired of
If
you telling
William
me
Skull
that
could
you
back
don't
him
have
up a
to
little
punch
bit,
a
I
man
know
to get him
Bud can
off.
do it.
Madrimov
No, he
was
was scared of William Skull.
No,
He cut the ring
bro.
off of Skull and was scared to throw
William
punches
Skull
because he
is
was getting
twice the size
counterpunched.
of Bud Crawford.
Hold
Madrimov
on.
was
Hold
better
on. Hold
prepared
on.
to fight Bud than he
Let me
was
get
to
the
fight
super
Bud.
chat.
First of
He been
all.
fighting
Shout out
Bud
to
for like
World.
10 years.
No cap. Let me get the super chat. Shout out to World of Animals with the $5 in the super chat. Says 2 cents. Walking on water.
Yes, indeed.
We got
Madrimov,
Dondrick Nim
I'm
on the
sorry.
panel.
Who's
Go
on?
ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Greg, and then we're gonna let
No, I
Dondrick
was
Nim
just
get his
about to
2 cents
say,
off.
Madrimov was better prepared to fight Bud than he was Ortiz. He fought harder, smarter than Bud than he did Ortiz. Bud, I don't think Bud looked as good as I felt he should have fighting Ortiz. That's my opinion about that. But I clearly saw Bud winning the fight. He didn't do everything that he could have. That's too bad. That's not. I'm not making excuses for him. He didn't do all that he should have done to get Madrimov out of the fight. He kept Madrimov in the fight, in my opinion, and Madrimov was better prepared to fight Bud than he was Ortiz. So if you want to compare those two fighters, that was the difference with Madrimov. In terms of me saying that Bud does not have to back up Canelo, Canelo can come forward all night and get hit. He don't have to get hurt. He just has to get hit because we're talking about points. I don't think Bud's knocking out Canelo, but I think he's going to outscore Canelo, and I think he's going to outsmart Canelo. So you don't have to back him up in order to keep hitting him. So that's what I had to say about what you said about Canelo being back.
Oh, okay. Dondrick Nim, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, how everybody doing? Hope everybody doing good, blessed. Hope y'all had a good week.
Dodger, how you doing?
I'm tired of y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie. Because y'all keep saying all this nonsensical stuff. Like, you telling me Bud doesn't have to walk towards Canelo at some point? He's gonna have to fight him at one point. And y'all keep saying he can pinpoint, but Bud has never been like Bud is a counter puncher. He's not an aggressive fighter. The last time he was really aggressive was with who? Mean Machine, maybe Earl. He was not. He was still counter punching Earl. He's a counter puncher. So one thing we're gonna know is they're gonna have to counter punch each other. A lot of people talk from a place where Bud's going, he's gonna box like he's Floyd or he's Lara. He's never fought like that. So why do y'all keep acting like he's going to do that? He's not going to get on the back foot. He's not going to do excessive movement. He's going to sit in the pocket with Canelo, and that's going to be a bad day. I actually want Bud to win, but now I'm going to put my money on Canelo because y'all getting on my nerves because y'all like, oh, Canelo, he's trash. When has Canelo ever been trash? He might not be the greatest, but he's one of the greatest Mexican fighters ever. Like, so I don't understand why y'all keep saying Canelo has no skills. He's flat-footed, yes, but he has great head movement. He has great punch placement. He has great power.
and it carries late. So I don't understand what people saying that Canelo's not good. Like it's just
Who the last person
it's just
Canelo
Bro,
knocked
people
out?
were saying the same thing about
I
Jermell
don't agree
Charlo.
with that
All that they
either.
saying about Bud Crawford. He gonna use his movement. He too skilled for him. And then he started getting hit with them body shots and everything changed. We don't even know if Bud Crawford gonna be able to take what Canelo is giving him. That's number one.
Hey, Dean.
Terrence
Well, first
Crawford
of
is
all,
small.
Charlo was out for
Hold on.
18
Stop
months.
cutting
He
me
had a
off,
broken
man. Hold
hand, dog.
on. Stop cutting me off. Terrence Crawford, we is smaller than Jermell Charlo. We not even factoring that part in either. So all I'm telling y'all is I don't want to hear no excuses if he go in there and lose. I don't want to hear nothing. Because how y'all trying to big him up if he won? He needs to fight the winner. David Benavidez need to get the winner of this fight. Because I don't want to hear size and all that because y'all saying that it don't matter right now. If y'all want Canelo to fight David Benavidez, let David Benavidez get the winner of this fight. I think he deserves it.
Hey,
That's
Dean,
all.
it don't
I'm
it don't matter.
Shout out to Boxing Hacker with the
He's back.
$5 in the super chat. He says Bud could knock out Canelo and move up and be Alexander Usyk, and people will still hate on the brother. Bud is one of the highest skilled boxers ever. Wow. Shout out to Boxing Hacker.
I'm gonna just say
Let me
this.
say this to
Jermell
Bud.
Charlo was not prepared for any
If
fight against
Canelo
Canelo.
if Canelo knock out Bud, bro, I can say that Bud was too small. He coming from 2 weight classes down, bro. How you gonna tell me I don't got no excuses, bro?
Hold on, y'all. Let me get this other super
Yeah,
chat.
Canelo couldn't knock out John Ryder,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
He couldn't knock out John Ryder, dog.
Shout out
Not
to
knocking out
Broken
Bud.
Dangerous with the $1.99 in the super chat. Gamboa, Mean Machine, Madrimov. Shout out Broken Dangerous.
Yo, I'm gonna just say this. Yo,
You
Dean,
see
you
me?
said Dean. Hold up, real
Okay,
quick.
he's still
Dean
there.
said that.
Okay.
Dean said that Charlo was bigger than Bud, right? I do remember leading up to the Bud and EJ fight, there was a picture that had came out with Charlo standing right next to EJ, right? And then they were like, they were saying EJ looked bigger than Charlo at that time. EJ was still at 47. We seen that night of the fight that Bud was clearly clearly bigger than EJ.
Band up, is you trying to convince me that Terrence
No,
Crawford and Jermell Charlo are the same
I'm just
size?
asking you.
No,
Look,
no.
you see how I'm breaking it down.
First
So
of all, no. First of all, Earl is a weight bully. I'm gonna say that's my guy. That's my guy. Earl is a weight bully. Earl is probably walking around right now, probably like 190. That dude
Come
is
on, bro. We
big.
ain't gonna do Earl like that, bro.
That's my guy, bro. But he's a weight bully. He already tell you that. But he fought on the IBF. He fought with a rehydration clause and didn't complain about it.
But even with that said, look, we all seen what
Bud looked bigger than Earl in that fight,
Bud.
though.
That's because
we know for sure that Charlo's bigger than Bud. We don't know that for sure.
Bro,
Charlo is bigger,
Castano
but first of all,
5'5" and
Charlo's
gave Jermell
6'1".
Charlo his tough.
First of all,
Jermell Charlo barely
6'1".
beat Castano.
Hey,
So
but y'all know the one
So
factor
what?
that nobody's taking into consideration, bro. The one factor that nobody's taking into consideration is the fact that that the fight is gonna happen in Vegas, bro. And so that means it's gonna be stacking. Bud gonna be stacked, bro. And Bud stack his own hands, bro. I'm telling you, Bud punches is gonna affect Canelo, bro. Especially if he counterpunch him
So
and
what
catch him when
Canelo
he's not
hands gonna
looking.
be like frequent?
It don't matter. I'm talking about both of
Now
them
it
gonna
don't
be
matter.
both of
Okay,
them
it
gonna have
don't matter. Okay.
in other words, I'm saying both of them gonna have casts
I
on their
guess
hands, bro.
Canelo gonna be
So who's
sitting
the
there
better
not stacking his
counterpuncher, bro?
hands either, huh?
No, he gonna be stacking, but who's the better counterpuncher, bro?
It's
Who
better
got
to
the
be
best
seen. We
defense?
don't know yet.
Well, I
Man,
Bro,
say
I
Canelo
this.
just ain't that
thought
good.
We don't know yet.
Jermell Charlo had a better defense and all of that. He started getting hit. All of that shit went out the window.
No, but that's
Canelo
what
was
I'm
putting her
saying. That
hands
the
on
problem was the
Canelo was
game.
flat-footed against Jermell. Every advantage that Terrence Crawford has over Canelo, Jermell Charlo had those same advantages.
No,
Jermell Charlo can't fight like that,
connect
man.
that.
I don't know why
No,
we keep
bro.
comparing
Especially when he
Canelo.
beat up
What
Charlo.
Charlo
advantage did
ain't
he not
gamey
have
like
over
that, bro.
Canelo?
Hey, Dean.
Charlo ain't no thoroughbred like that. He ain't gamey like that. He ain't gonna keep scratching, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't keep scratching.
Y'all
He got hit with
disrespecting the
something and he
fucking
ain't want to come
undisputed
back
champ
out the
that
corner
only
to
lost
scratch,
his
bro.
to Canelo.
Time out. One mic.
Jamel
Listen.
Charlo.
Hold on,
Jamel
Rich.
Charlo's
Hold
not.
on, Rich.
Jamel curled out.
Listen. Y'all not finna do Charlo like that, bro. Y'all not finna do Charlo like that. That man ran through the whole 54 division, rematches, dog, everything. He go up after a long layoff and an injury and have a bad fight. And y'all want to just erase everything this man ever did, but y'all want to
No,
sit on here and exaggerate anything Bud ever did. Like y'all not about to do that. Y'all think Crawford hit harder than Charlo? He don't, bro. Charlo knocking out people at 54. Terrence ain't knocking out nobody, y'all. He
You
getting the
you you could
TKO.
have it.
He
You could
getting
have a
TKO,
dog that
but he not knocking people out, y'all. So y'all
Hey,
think
you could
he ain't
have a
gonna
dog that.
y'all frequent. You gonna keep trying to talk over me, bro?
Well, you got it.
Y'all
That's why I keep stopping.
y'all can. That made me forget what I was finna say. Y'all can keep saying Bud got all his power, Bud got all his power. But if he goes up weight classes and he becomes more powerful, that's a problem. Number one. Number two, how powerful was he in the lower weight divisions? I'm not saying he don't hit hard, he ain't got no pop. I'm not saying none of that. But the only person he stopped at 47 was Avanesian, and that's when his gloves busted.
Ooh.
So I'm just saying, where is this power gonna come from where he just gonna be able to just really keep
It's not always
Canelo
about power, though.
keep him honest and keep him at
Bro,
bay?
he put
Hey,
EJ
I'm
down
gonna
3
say,
times, and he
I'm
said
gonna
the
say
only
this
person he
again.
really was
I'm gonna say this
stopping.
again.
You said
Charlo don't got the heart like Bud, and he ain't a better fighter than Bud.
He
I
ain't
agree with
gamey
both of
like
them.
that.
I agree with both of that, Rich.
I agree. I agree.
Skillful wise. First of all, Berlanga was bigger, but Berlanga was bigger than Canelo, but Canelo still walked him down. It's all about your heart for real. It ain't really
Man,
about. It
you can
ain't
keep
really.
that
At
heart
the
But
end of the
shit.
day,
Rich, but Rich,
it
he
ain't.
fighting Canelo who got heart. Canelo not
That's what
gonna
I'm
go
saying.
out like no hoe. We have never seen that from Canelo ever.
That's why I said the key
that's what I'm
factor is
saying.
that it's gonna be in Vegas and they gonna be stacked,
Bro,
bro.
niggas at
Them punches gonna be harder.
175 pounders can't stop Canelo, but a 147 pounder about to go in there and just destroy him. Nah,
Hey,
bro.
Dean. Hey,
If I
Dean.
put a
Bivol
cast on
couldn't
my
do
hand
that.
and I hit
Terrence
Canelo,
Crawford
I'm
can't
knocking
beat no
Canelo out,
fucking
bro.
Bivol.
Hey, Dean. I'm not saying you wrong. You had the right to feel that Canelo gonna beat him. I just think Crawford gonna win. You know what I'm saying? But you had the right to say that. But all that, like, Crawford gonna get stopped and all that,
I
I
didn't say
don't
he was
believe
gonna get
so.
stopped.
See,
I
that's the
don't.
problem. See, y'all hear when y'all Bud fans,
I didn't
y'all
never
hear
said he was
one
gonna get
thing and
stopped.
hear, hey, I let you talk, man. Come on, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Man, Canelo ain't had a good performance since
Man,
that
hey,
second
bro,
Triple G fight,
Can I
bro.
Y'all
speak?
Can't
go
Can
blame
I
at
him
him,
on
speak?
that.
man.
No
Y'all
cap.
go at him,
Hey,
man.
Can
let
I
him
speak?
talk. Let him
Jesus,
talk.
is y'all hear one part of the sentence and then you leave out the rest when we put the context in. No, nobody thinks Bud is just gonna get knocked out by Canelo, but we don't believe he's just gonna knock out Canelo either.
Nah,
Like
I don't believe that either.
we don't believe that, but it's like some people on this panel do. Some
It's
people on this
possible,
panel is
bro. It's
talking
Who think he
possible.
gonna
bullshit.
knock him out?
I believe.
Ain't nobody think Bud was gonna knock Arrow out either, but what happened?
Frequent, shut your ass up.
My thing about it, no, what
Jesus
Two Cent
Christ.
What
said,
happened?
but at the lower weights wasn't putting down nobody, bro. If we're not gonna sit here and say he did not put down, what that boy named Kell Brook, the ref had to step in and say that, man. If he didn't, he was going
Nah,
straight down. His whole body shifted off of a jab, off of a stiff jab. His whole body went to the left, and we're
Who do
not
you say,
gonna sit
Kell
here
Brook?
and say,
Bro, you comparing Kell Brook to fucking
no,
Canelo?
no. I'm just rebuttaling to what.
No, you ain't say Kell Brook.
Listen, you guys ain't listening. I'm just rebuttaling to what she said. Bud wasn't his weight. I mean, his punches wasn't doing nothing at the lower weight classes when he was clearly putting people down.
Bro, he fought Kell Brook after Earl Spence already destroyed him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he
true.
destroyed Earl Spence.
Kell Brook is chinny. You can breathe on Kell
He
Brook
the
wrong
only
and he don't
person that
fall.
stopped Sean Porter.
Wanna hear no
He wasn't
fucking
chinny
Kell
at
Brook,
first.
nigga?
Triple G did that to his
When he
face, bro.
punched that man in his chin,
Okay,
what
he
the
stopped
fuck
Sean
happened to
Porter
the rest
though.
of his
Sean
body?
Porter never been stopped.
It's not even about that. Bud KO'd everybody at 147, so I don't know how
No,
you
I'm
Right,
just
that
say
was an
saying,
incredible
no.
run.
Sean Porter
If
daddy
you guys
stopped
listen
him.
to
Hold
Ryan
on, let's be
Murphy, EJ
serious.
already
No,
mentioned
bro
this.
stopped him by whooping his
Nigga,
ass
when he punched him in his
His
chin,
daddy stopped
what
that fight.
happened
He
to
didn't
the
stop
rest
because
of
that
his
his
fight.
son was
body?
getting his ass whooped.
So
What you mean
Kenny
so?
he let it
Kenny
get his
Porter, the
ass whooped.
only man to ever stop Sean Porter.
That's it.
It was gonna happen to him though, bro. It was gonna happen.
The
Well,
fight
you never know.
the fight's going to the scorecards, in my opinion. And what I heard what Dean was saying, but what I have to also say about that is just because no one has knocked out Canelo, you still got to look at Canelo's loss. Always been because someone he's fought has outsmarted him and outboxed him. That's the key to beating Canelo. And Terrence has those attributes. I don't think Terrence knocking out Canelo, and I don't think Terrence can beat Benavidez. But Terrence thinks he can beat Canelo. That's the difference. He doesn't think he's going to be a king and beat everybody at 168, but he thinks he'll beat who is considered the king right now.
So he cherry picking.
Canelo.
So he cherry picking.
So he cherry picking. It's like Canelo. Canelo ain't called no real 68 pounder.
All right, I got you.
You're picking the person who right now is considered the face of boxing in some areas. He's considered the top man at 168. Period. So you're cherry picking the best guy who got all the belts for the moment, and who was once considered the sole face of boxing. So that's a real great cherry pick, if you ask me. If you want to see it,
it's a cherry. It's still a cherry pick.
Another grand strategic move from Terrence Crawford.
Absolutely.
Y'all know how he get down, but
absolutely.
We're
But Mr. Greg, am I wrong for saying he should fight David Benavidez next?
No, he need to fight Jamal.
You're not wrong for that. I'm just.
Oh yeah, he can fight Jamal.
I know Terrence can't beat David Benavidez.
Neither can Canelo. That's why he too big for Canelo, just like he too big for Terrence.
But I think
if Bud cherry picking Canelo, then Canelo cherry pick Kovalev. Then
he did.
He did.
Kovalev had 2 weeks to prepare for the
about
fight.
this Benavidez thing is, you guys only asking this question because Canelo really still ain't fought the man. If Canelo had already fought this,
No, we asking the question because David Benavidez called your man out. That's why we asking the question.
And Bud already responded. Did he not?
And he said no because he's scared. He knows what's going to happen.
Man.
Yeah, Benavidez too big for Canelo and Bud.
Niggas scared to fight David Benavidez, and I'm supposed to
Is
be
he a weight
excited
bully? He
about
need to be at cruiserweight. Fight John Tapia, whatever the fuck his name is. He need to be at cruiserweight fighting him.
His limitations.
He up there with Beterbiev, bro. He ain't down there.
Man, bro, David
Canelo's too
Benavidez
small
said he
for
willing to
Benavidez.
jump. I don't want to
Crawford's too
hear
small
no
for
excuses.
Benavidez.
David Benavidez said he willing to go between 168 and 175. That's the man words.
Nah, he need to fight Jamal. Forget it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, I know everybody want to push David Benavidez off on everybody else because then your dreams go down the river. I understand.
No, we just know you guys need some.
Let somebody else fight David Benavidez, not the guys I know can't beat him. But y'all want to say one the face of boxing, the other's the best fighter in boxing, but they both scared of David Benavidez. So what do that make David Benavidez? What do that
Too
make
big
David
for them to
Benavidez?
fight. That's what he make him. He too big.
Oh, he too big.
Canelo
not a real 68.
Is 6'5", fighting at 154.
But he is toothpick. He is 6'5" toothpick. He is 6'5" toothpick with no skills. He is 6'5" toothpick with no skills.
So DeMarcus Cousins.
Canelo said if you a real Canelo fan, then you wouldn't want to see him get hurt, bro.
Just tell me y'all scared. Just tell me that. David Benavidez is the best fighter in boxing.
Hey, check it out. Check it out.
Big as a motherfucker. Hell, you gotta be stupid to try to.
Let 2 cents talk. Let 2 cents go.
Hold on.
But y'all want him to fight Canelo though.
Hold on. We're gonna go around the panel and give our final 2 cents. I've been on here almost 3.5 hours tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Everybody that hopped on the panel, everybody that hit the Cash App, everybody that dropped the super chat, everybody that punched that like button. If you haven't already, be sure to punch that like button. Make sure we get to 100 likes before we get off the live today. I want to thank everybody for joining me. We're gonna go around the panel, let everybody get their final 2 cents off. Terrence, Best Videos, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show? Terrence, Best Videos, you sleep?
Yeah, he over there asleep.
I think he sleep.
Yeah, not at all.
Robert Pitts, what's your final 2 cents? What you got
I'll
for the
go
show?
first if you let me.
Oh, go ahead, Frequent.
Man, Bud better not win this fight, man. I'm tracking some of y'all down. Who is it? Don Drickton and who is that? Dean.
I hope he win.
If he win, man, because everybody ain't. It seem like ain't nobody giving him no chance, bro.
I'm not giving no credit to that shit, bro. Sorry.
But all I'm saying is though, man, he just beat Errol. That's all, man. We ain't gotta be salty about it. We gotta hit Bud because he beat Errol, bro.
Bro, why we gotta talk about Errol?
That's all, man. That's all he did. That's the only crime.
Talking about, stop doing that, bro. That shit's corny.
Because man, because y'all hating on Bud for no reason, bro.
We not hating. We just speaking realistically. Y'all, it's fantasy.
Wow.
I'm hating on Bud because I'm telling him to fight the guy that everybody been ducking.
No, Bud don't. But you telling him to fight Benavidez? Why?
Because
trying to
Benavidez want the winner and he deserves it. That's why.
Bud not
What
fighting
you mean?
nobody else
Why?
after that. After that fight, because after that fight, Bud not fighting nobody else, bro. Bud just doing that as a
So what he
last,
gonna do? Retire? He gonna retire after that?
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
All right, he going. Bud just had a baby on the
He
side.
gonna
That
be
nigga is not retiring.
He gonna be 3 times undisputed, bro.
Bud just had another baby on the side. That nigga is not retiring. He fights once a year. He is not retiring.
No, with this money that he getting from this Canelo fight, he gonna retire, bro. Ain't
All right,
nothing
man.
else
I
coming
holler
close
at
to
you,
that, bro.
these people is amazing. I love y'all. Y'all be good, y'all.
All right,
Salute,
shout
bro.
out, D.
I did.
Yeah, salute to everybody on the panel. Bud gonna win the fight, bro. Everybody looking past the fact that it's gonna be in Vegas and they're gonna be stacked. You know what I'm saying? The punches is gonna be harder for both guys, but I think Bud is just more likely to catch him than, before he catch Bud, and that's usually the story. But Canelo be walking through them punches and everything because he got a granite chin, but he ain't gonna be able to walk through these punches. That's what I think, man. That's my 2 cents. And salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to everybody in the chat. And I'm out.
Shout out Frequency. That's crazy. I think that Canelo could take everybody punches, but he ain't gonna be able to take Bud punches. That's crazy. Robert Pierce, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, Terrence best videos. Yeah, I know he probably fell asleep. All the lies he telling his shit. Nah. No, just playing though. But now I wanted to say, people was talking about. I wanted to touch on that Benavidez thing when Floyd suggested that Bud fight Benavidez to get to Canelo. The reason why most of you Bud fans didn't want him to fight Benavidez to get to Canelo because he would never make it to Canelo. Benavidez will beat the hell out of him. And y'all know it. Y'all just want him to get that one chance against the cash cow in boxing, Canelo. Also, another thing I want to touch on is far as people, I'm tired of people talking about people hating on Bud. Nobody's hating on Bud. Bud don't got no haters for it. Hate sells fights. Y'all got to stop with this. We hating on him. Hate sells fights. Yes, hate sells fights. Most of y'all Bud fans screaming his fights. The only reason why y'all ain't gonna stream it now because it's on Netflix. And y'all feel like I ain't got to search no good stream to find it.
Hey yo,
y'all don't even buy
that picture that's on that picture that you see that with me and Boots right there. That was at the Bud fight. I'm a nigga that be at the fights. You better ask somebody.
Okay, you the exception. Yeah. So okay, but yeah, I just want to say. Yeah, I just want to say and close mine out. I'm just happy that I'm curious to see a lot of fights. It's a lot of fights they got a lot of questions to them this year, like the Shakur fight, the Bud fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fights. And I definitely want to see, hopefully Tio step on over to PBC because I definitely want to see Tank versus Tio. And I'm out. Have a good night.
All right, Robert Pierce, thank you for coming up and giving your 2 cents. Band up, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, salute Nicholas Slick, salute Mr. Greg, salute everybody that came up on the platform. It was good. These 3 hours flew. You was up there cooking, girl. You was up there cooking. You got some hot sauce in the kitchen. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, you already know how I feel about this fight. I was fucking around a little early when I said you're gonna put that boy to sleep. But I tell you what, he is gonna be in trouble. He is going to be in trouble dealing with that man because like everybody always knows in boxing, bro. The ones that you don't see coming, you know what I mean, hurt the most. So, and I definitely think he'll be able to hit Canelo with punches that he don't see coming, as opposed to Canelo hitting him what he don't see coming. That man's in there. I don't know why. You guys got to get that out your head that he's just gonna get walked down or get back down. He's in there training with people that is just as big or bigger than Canelo. So don't think that man is just not used to the punches by now. It's going to be over a year because his last fight was in August. So it's going to be over a year of him training for all this. I think he started training immediately. I don't think he ever let go of this notion that he was gonna go for Canelo. I think he started putting that pounds on immediately once that Madrimov thing got done. So I think he's gonna be well prepared. He's gonna shock everybody. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, man. As far as that Eddie Hearn thing, I'm still listen for that. Listen for some more stuff. I'm gonna go back and watch that video, like you said, 2 cents, and see what he was talking about. But
check it out.
Yep. But salute to everybody that came up. You know what I mean? I love coming up. All right, then. Band Up's out.
All right, Band Up. Thank you for coming up. Dropping your 2 cents on the show. No Cap, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show? No Cap, you there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like this. I don't think Bud's Superman. I don't think he the goddamn the best walking on Jesus Christ or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo trash. It's like he don't gotta be there to beat Canelo. Canelo's a basic ass motherfucking one dimensional, no special effects, like Floyd said. Man. Like Canelo ain't shit. He's the most overrated fighter in the history of boxing. I'm sick of this dude. I'm sick of people just giving him credit for shit. This man had everything handed to him. It's just disgusting. How can people not hate this guy's guts? I see why Marquez and Eric Morales and all them real Mexican legends hate his guts. This man's been given everything. This man ain't did shit. He fought an old ass Shane Mosley. Whoop-de-doo. He got beat down by old ass Floyd Mayweather. He fought an old ass Miguel Cotto at 160. Couldn't drop him or nothing. Gave the belt to Triple G. Ducked Triple G. Gave him the belt. And waited till he was 36 years old before he decided to fight him. Now he fight another 38-year-old Bud. Who the hell this motherfucker beat? Caleb Plant, who just got his ass beat by Mario Lopez, who got knocked out by Elijah Garcia at 160? Canelo ain't shit. I'm sick of this motherfucker. I'm sick of the WBC and all these boxing media that built this dude up and gave him all this goddamn money he didn't deserve because they turned him into some kind of folk hero. But man, this shit is disgusting. Man. I hope Bud knock his ass out. I hope Bud keep going to the body, let his stamina drain, because this motherfucker ain't got no gas tank. Never has. Keep touching that body for get this motherfucker out of here. In that, ruin his whole legacy. Make sure they don't never try to do this shit again. And that's all I got to say.
Shout out No Cap, man. No Cap is not fooling with Canelo, bro. Big Supreme in the building. What up, Big Supreme? Dondrick Nim, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, No Cap get on my goddamn nerves. I ain't gonna lie to you. But nah, I'm glad we had conversations. It's always good to have conversations. We need to talk more about Rolly being the king of 147. You know what I'm saying? Big Rolo the GOAT. So y'all sleeping on him. He finna walk through everybody at 47. Yeah, I said it. And I hope I'm ready for Boots to go to 54. I really don't care who he fights first. I just want to see him get acclimated and start getting some good fights. And with the Bud and Canelo, it's too early for me to talk about it. I'd rather talk about anything else. Maybe Shakur. But other than that, I'm glad y'all had a good night. Y'all kept me posted for 3 hours while I was playing the game, so appreciate y'all.
Shout out Dondrick Nim for coming up and giving your 2 cents on the panel. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Let me go through a number of things. I don't like the fact that Dana White's going to be promoting this fight. Now, he could prove himself to be fantastic at it, but I don't think anybody is saying that today. So we'll see how that goes. Boots going up to 154. I wish he could have unified at 147 just so he could make a little more of a name for himself because he deserved to get that. But, boxing being what it is. He's got a lot of business at 154, though. And I think he has a lot of good fights in that division. I do think he should try to fight Charlo as soon as possible if Bud doesn't come back down to 154. And I do think he should fight Ortiz next. I hope that happens. That should be a very good fight. And that should make everybody see what Boots is at 154 because he's coming up in weight. As far as the Bud Canelo fight is concerned, as I just said, I don't think Bud's knocking Canelo out. I don't think Canelo is trash, but Bud is going to exploit Canelo's weaknesses. And I don't think he has to back Canelo up. He just has to hit Canelo more, and he has to avoid a lot of Canelo's punches. So his defense has to be very tight and very sharp. His footwork has to be well coordinated. And I think those are some of the keys to how he's preparing, because Bud does prepare extraordinarily well, is the key to being in this fight. He cannot beat David Benavidez, however, and he's not trying to fight David Benavidez. but he just believes he can beat Canelo. I have to respect that. He knows what he can do and what he can't do, and I think all men should know where their limitations is. And I think, as far as I'm concerned, that Bud's limitations would be trying to fight David Benavidez. He won't win that fight, I don't believe. But I do think he can outsmart Canelo, and I think he can possibly win. But it won't be by a knockout. I see either a split decision or I see a unanimous decision. That's how I see that fight playing out. But everything has to also be in place. He just can't go in there and just wish for it. His footwork has to be well. His movement has to be well. His defense has to be well. And he has to hit Canelo more than Canelo hits him. And he has to have a good defense because Canelo's punches are going to come hard and fast, particularly toward the later rounds when Canelo starts getting frustrated and starts throwing even harder than he does. Same way he did with Floyd, the same way he did with Benavidez and some of the other guys who are outboxing him. That's how I see that fight. If it happens, because, there's reason to believe that something can go wrong, as we've been talking about. We were talking about Shakur. I told you I'm still kind of hazy on that fight for some reason. I think that's next month. That Shakur is fighting Cepeda. Am I right?
Yep, July 12th, I think.
Yeah. I'm just, for some reason, I'm still real hazy about that fight. I don't know why, but
yeah, because it's Turkey.
It may be. Oh, and speaking of that, I know everybody was talking about Turkey wanting the ring to be smaller. I honestly believe that Turkey wants to appeal to the bloodlust that we have in watching fights. I do believe, he got some complaints from Canelo, and that may have played a role in it. But I think Dana was also a part of that as well. I think Turkey does want to see a lot of fighters had to be carried out the ring. I don't think he really wants to see anybody getting killed, but that mindset is there, the blood and the guts and the gore. And he's seen some fights where we've had that happen. And I think he wants that for his cards to be the kind of card that if you really want to see some hard, strong, gut-wrenching fights, see his cards, because he's making the ring smaller so the guys can't move around as much. He's trying to put guys in who's going to fight that way. He's going to pay him a lot of money to fight that way. So I think he's leaning toward that. And again, I could be wrong, but it has all the appearances of that. So how that's going to work for him, I don't know, because I think you just pointed out that the sanctioning bodies are saying you try to change anything, we're not sanctioning the fight, and we don't consider it professional boxing. And I think they're right to say that. We don't need, we're already seeing guys getting hurt as it is, but we want to see it done if we're going to see it, where they have a chance and where it's actually done in a professional way. I don't think anybody's watching a fight to see somebody get sent to the hospital or somebody gets killed. So hopefully, they'll work that out. This was fun. I'm sorry Dean left, because I like when Dean comes on and talks. He left too soon. Hopefully next month or next Friday, you get the girls. Get the ladies back on.
Let's go, ladies.
Yeah, come on. This would have been a wonderful opportunity for all the ladies to just talk about the Bud and the Canelo fight while we just listen to what they had to say. Because we probably would have heard each and every last one of you all clearly, as opposed to how sometimes we get on and everybody's talking over each other and hollering at each other.
I let the fellas up. It's a wrap. They be going at it. They won't even let you finish talking.
Yeah, it's a free fall. I'm glad somebody really got mad tonight, But yeah, I just had to keep pushing that. And I forget to say this to you. I'll say it again. Get the glasses, people.
Hey, I need to start putting a link in my description. Check the link in the description below.
And
Thank you for coming up.
Okay,
go ahead.
When I sent you the message, did you ever watch the Simon Brown, Vincent Pettaway fight yet?
Let me write it down. Simon Brown,
Vincent Pettaway.
Spell it.
I think they was fighting at 154, 160. Simon Brown had a belt at one point. Watch that fight. There's only 3 rounds, so you don't have to watch a whole fight.
Right.
Yeah, It was similar to Hagler Hearns. Hagler Hearns was, a little more skilled there, but Simon and Vincent Penaway, that was 3 rounds too. But watch that, and you'll see what I'm saying. I think Turki wants that kind of action in his fight card. That's what I think he's trying to do. Yeah. So
I mean, I think he's trying to turn it into Hunger Games. This is just the grooming process.
Yeah, that's all in the same category. He wants blood and gore. Yeah. But anyway, thank you for letting me come on. I enjoyed myself. I'm getting a little sick myself. That's why haven't been able to take care of any business this week. So this was invigorating. Yeah, this was invigorating. I now want to get dressed and go somewhere.
you had a good time. I'll be back Sunday, 5 to 7. Come back and join me.
I will see you
All
then.
right,
Thank you for letting me come on. All right.
All right. Thank everybody for joining me today. Very interesting conversations. Man, will folks be upset when you critique their fighter? Golly, they jump right on you. But great conversation today. Richardson Hitchins Cambosis this weekend. Let's see what they talking about. Be sure to come back and join me Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. Be sure to go check the catalog. Check those new videos I dropped. Go check out my shorts, y'all. I've been putting in that work on the AI, getting better, trying to make y'all some shorts to keep y'all entertained. Go check them out. It's a lot of people think that Bud is just about to come through and put it on Canelo. Listen, I would love to see it. I love to see moments like that in boxing. And if Bud is able to produce one of those moments, let's see what it is. But just to give my 2 cents, I don't know, y'all. I guess if anybody will pull it off, it'll be Bud. But we shall see. The power, the stopping. I don't know about all that. I don't care how much he's stacked. But listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, muting you when you're trying to talk, leaving you in the background, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.